Yo, what's going on, good people? Of course, it's Carolina's favorite fat boy, DJ Danny Ocean in here. 3NT Wrestling is back. It's been a while since we've done a live show, but we are back. We got to talk about the year that was 2024, man. An incredible year in pro wrestling. This was the year they got people back into wrestling that was out of it for a long time and whatnot, man. It was a lot of special moments. A lot of dope shit went down in 2024. And I got some homies. Of course, I got the bros with me. We're going to talk about this. I got Von Casey with me. Von, what up, Brody?
Yo, what up, bro? What up?
All is well. Returning to the show. 2025 is going to be lit over here, man. 2025, we got the broski Izzy back in the building.
The prodigal son.
I'm back. Let's do this.
The prodigal son has come back.
Let's do this.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to the show, Izzy. For those who don't know, this was the original three in 3NT Wrestling right here. Ocean, Vine, and Izzy. Malik, I don't think he could make it to the show today. I'm not 100% sure. I ain't really heard nothing else from him. But yeah, we're going to have some fun. And we, like I said, we recapping the whole 2024. We're not doing this alone. We got some special guests with us. We got my man, Shad, in the building. Shad Talks, Graps. What's going on, Brody?
What's going on, fellas? Thank y'all for having me. Shy Talks Graps from Wrestling Republic. Shout outs to the team over there. Yeah, man, I'm excited to talk about the year of 2024 in wrestling.
Yes, sir. It was a good year. I also got the homie Knockouts and 3 Counts in the building, live from Detroit. My man Kyle is in the building. Kyle, what's good, Brody?
What's good? Fuck the Packers. But with that being said, they had one job and already fucked it up. But I'm here to do a job as well. I'm looking forward to chatting with y'all. You were a past guest on our show, Knockouts and 3 Counts. So if y'all are new and ain't from the Detroit area, make sure you check us out as well. But looking forward to talking some shit about some wrestling.
Yes, sir. And last but not least, right now, we got some more people joining more than likely later in the show. But right now, we got my man Robbie, another contributor to Dirt Sheet Radio. Big shout to DSR, man. What's going on, Robbie?
Nothing much, guys. What can I say? Best of
we can't hear nothing you saying, brother.
Hold on. Let's see what's going on here.
There you go. He turned that head around, though. We could.
Let's see. Can you guys hear me now?
There we go. You sound far away, but we can hear you.
That's good, so.
Big shout to Soul Sessions in the chat already. He said, Shout is about to sing the praises of Ospreay and Barry Rhea Ripley. Are we burying Rhea Ripley this show? Was that what's
Nah. There's a butt-in joke between me and my co-host on our Tuesday shows where he don't put enough respect on Liv Morgan's name. And he sing the praises for Rhea Ripley. So I gotta, support Liv a little bit. That's all it is.
Nah, I got you. Big shout my man Randy in the chat. Randy, what's going on, man? Hope you had a good Christmas and all that. People, we might as well get into it, man. Overall, real quick, let's start out with this. Overall, how did y'all feel about wrestling in 2024? I'm gonna start with you, Vaughn.
Look, man, wrestling has had some shitty years, man. There was motherfuckers. Hornswoggle used to compete for the most prestigious title in the damn sport, right? I thought this shit was dead for a long time, bro. But I was still here through thick and thin. I never know which is the bad one, thick or thin, but both of them was pretty bad for a long time. But 2024, shit was insane.
That's facts.
Shit was lit. What a fucking year. Hold up, Danny. Go ahead and get that applause ready. Not only to mention. No shade to no other podcast that's up here right now. The greatest wrestling podcast in the history of the world, 3NT Wrestling, premiered and had a fucking banner fucking year.
Shit like that.
But also, exactly. But also, the wrestling itself, like from every aspect, like regardless if y'all on that like weirdo, like I'm on one side of the billionaire fight between these two companies or whatever companies, fuck that shit. All of this shit was incredible this year. People were putting on highlight matches this year. Great shit. Great year for us.
I just poured liquor all over my pants.
Way to go.
Great start to the show.
I just poured liquor all over my pants.
I thought that was only what the Ring doorbell saw. Now the whole YouTube saw it.
Golly, man. I'm mad about that.
There's a bar in there somewhere, though.
I'm actually mad about that, dog. But yeah, man. Izzy, what you think about 2024 in wrestling?
let's go back over this year right quick.
Uh-huh.
I ain't gonna hold you for long. I'm gonna give you a walk through my life. I've been here through it all. I've been here through the gimmick era when cats was lawnmower men and race car drivers and Yetis. I've been through that. I went through the new generation with your Shawn Michaels and your Bret Harts. I went through that. I went through the Attitude Era, one of the most biggest eras of our life, the one everybody goes back to. You talk to people who don't watch wrestling no more. They have attitude. That's what they say. I agree with them. That was my era. I grew up through that. I went through the ruthless aggression era, the PG era, all of that stuff. The rise of TNA, the rise of New Japan, the rise of Impact, the decline of Impact, the rise again of Impact. All of this stuff. AEW. Let me tell you something. This year right here is when it all comes back. When it all comes back. This year right here, 2024, was one of the biggest years that wrestling had as a whole. And not to piggyback on Vine, like he said, you can pick a side. You know, you could be an AEW guy. You could be a TNA guy, New Japan guy. You could be, I don't like the flippy stuff. You could be, I want to be more story driven. This year, you had it all from all companies. TNA was cooking.
Facts.
AEW cooked.
Facts.
New Japan cooked.
Facts.
WWE cooked.
Facts.
We came off one of the best WrestleManias, one of the best Bound for Glories, one of the best All-Ins. This has been a year, and the best is yet to come.
I think it's like 2 days left in it. We're done.
No, I'm talking about next year. This year, the best is yet to come. 2025.
No, that's facts. That's real.
On Max and now we talking about Max and Netflix.
That's what I was about to bring up too. I was about to bring that up too. We're gonna get to that in a minute. Shy Talks Graps. What you think about 2024 overall, bro?
I mean, you know, I gotta kind of just share the same thoughts as Izzy. I think this has been a monumental year. I think it's been one of the, when we, you know, look back in the history books, we're gonna look at 2024 and look at it as like one of the best years of pro wrestling, man. I even as just a fan, you know, I've kind of, it made me re-fall in love with wrestling all over again, man. And like just the amount of in-ring matches that have been sensational that I got to see this year. You know, even being able to go on a live events this year as well. Like just so much amazing stuff happened. And like, you know, even to one promotion I gotta even give a little love to, man. The good people at NXT, man. The stuff Shawn Michaels has been cooking this year. You know, you seen women's wrestling kind of start becoming a focal point in pro wrestling for a whole show on a weekly basis, man. It's been great to see. So, yeah, 2024 has been lit.
Speaking of the women in NXT, man.
All right.
Never mind. We
I see where we go.
I see HBK's vision, and I respect it.
I see the vision.
Respect.
Wait, you know what? I'm going to say this one thing. The women that he chooses to put on NXT, first of all, incredible athletes, some of the best wrestlers in the world, right? I see how he got in so much fucking trouble in the 90s. I see exactly how he got in so much fucking trouble. I see it.
Oh my
I
God.
100% see how he got in all that trouble. Because if you perk that, never mind. Go ahead.
Kyle.
Shout out HBK.
Kyle, knockouts in 3 counts. What you think about 2024 wrestling, bro?
I can't argue with what he just said at all. But I mean, dude, 2024 was dope. I mean, when we're in a time where you can say that WWE and wrestling as a whole is back on the stage where like TNA is selling out, WWE is selling out, AEW had their high moments in the year as well too. Like when wrestling as a whole can be as hot as it is and they're making the kind of money that they are, that's because we're getting good shit. And like everybody else that's already talked has already said, you know, you might have to watch different shows for different things, but like you want storytelling, we had it. You know, you want good matches, we had that. You know, you want whatever you want, you can find it. I feel like all in all, this has been the biggest year as far as like, how do I word this? It's been the biggest year for like wrestling being a box office thing again in I don't know how long. And
those
that to
fucking
me,
WrestleMania tickets tell us that.
Yeah.
no shit. That's why for anybody that hasn't done that yet, my advice to you is to wait till it gets closer to it. But what do I know?
For sure. My man Robbie, DSR contributor. What you think, man? What you think about 2024?
As you guys said, I'm gonna make sure too. Y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So basically, as you guys said, you guys hit it all on the nail. 2024 has been the best year in wrestling since we've seen it in a long time. Everyone brought it. Doesn't matter what promoter you had. You had yourselves, your Brett Lauderdales in Game Changer Wrestling. The first part of 2024 for TNA, Scott
That's facts.
D'Amore. You had Triple H doing his thing. You had Tony Khan doing his thing. Everyone brought it. Everybody had their sense of what they wanted. Do you want Japanese strong style? Do you want your sports entertainment? Do you want your deathmatch wrestling? Everyone brought everything, and then honestly, it all clicks. It's one of the reasons why we are now looking into 2025 into being one of another bigger year because of everything we've seen through all the rivalries, all the matches, all the moments. 2024 is going to be a year that nobody's going to be able to forget. And we haven't had those years in a long time.
Definitely been a lot of forgettable years. A lot of forgettable years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I would say this, like 2023, it's like, okay, they're bubbling a little bit. Stuff is getting kind of okay again. But it's like as soon as January 2024 hit, when The Rock came back on day one, it's like, okay, shit is kind of okay. See what we're doing 2024. And you fast forward, we get the Rumble, Punk getting injured, and him and Drew feuding while he's not even there. The slap at the WrestleMania kickoff show, you know, it's a lot of stuff that made us realize, okay, we in for a fucking ride this year. You know what I mean?
What the?
But so we're gonna start some of these topics and everything, some of the things that went on in 2024. And I actually do want to start off with that. The final fucking boss.
Hey.
The Rock came back better than ever. Matter of fact, when The Rock first came back at year one last year, me and Izzy we got into it about it. Izzy was like, he just could come back, say his catchphrases, steal the spotlight, and then leave again. The Rock came through and reminded us who he is, what he does. He is a game changer. In my opinion, he said it, and a lot of people disagreed, that he came back and made wrestling cool again. It's hard to argue that.
The Rock came back, took a spot, said his catchphrases, and then the fans said, hell no. And then he called an audible and became the final boss.
You're right.
Now, I will agree, he cooked after that. But if the fans would not have said nothing, you would have got every last Rudy Poo, jabroni, and everything that came with it leading up to WrestleMania.
To pull the string and get random catchphrases.
He would have pulled it and everything would have came out if the fans didn't. I'm not mad at what he did. I'm not mad. You got to be good at your craft. You got to be able to switch on the fly like that.
Yeah.
And for him to do that, I do admire him for doing that. Because, I mean, shoot, he a boss. He could have really and truly, he could have been like, you know what, Cody, I see what the fans saying, and I know you sad, and you walked off the show all sad, and the cameraman pinned in on your face. I'm going to Mania, regardless. But he could have did that, but he didn't.
My story.
WWE overall, that actually, even though I was not a fan of seeing Cody and Roman again, y'all know how I feel about Cody. But
you love Cody. You love Cody.
Oh no.
You love Cody a lot. What you mean?
All right, we're gonna get to it.
Man,
but
this dude hates Cody guts.
The fact that WWE called that, like, you know what, we got to get the people what they want. You know, overall, like, they don't want to see this nigga at WrestleMania at all. You know what I'm saying? Let's not have that match. We don't need to have that match. And the way they played it off, the way they audible it, however you want to say it, I don't even think that's a word. But the slap to Rock and Roman kind of teaming up at the XL kickoff show, and everything that led up to it was just amazing. And the WrestleMania payoff itself,
man, that was a good. The only thing that would have made that WrestleMania, I give it a 9.8. The only thing that would have made it a 10, and I hate to say this, hell no, not that. But if instead of them lights going off and Undertaker appear, if that glass would have shattered and Stone Cold came out, my God.
I'm trying to tell you.
I literally have the skull from his last match fucking in my sleeve and shit, dog. Like, I would have loved that shit. But
I still like that. I like the Undertaker and what he did and all that stuff. But storyline based,
I didn't
Good
like it.
man.
Oh, don't be shocked if he shows up in Vegas.
Listen, the guy next to me that was sitting next to me at Mania, I met the guy night one. I thought he was like some rich, I don't want to be next to this guy type dude, but nah, we became like friends by the end of the night too. Me and him were losing our shit, and we both were sitting there waiting for that glass to break. We both were. Now, granted, Undertaker's the reason I started watching wrestling in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
When that gong hit, instead of the glass shattering, I felt disappointment wash over my body, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, because like Undertaker Rock was a good feud. It was a good fight, good matches back in the day.
It was
The rivalry,
The rivalry.
the rivalry.
was
Yeah.
Stone Cold and The Rock.
right.
Come on, man.
For sure. It would have made storyline wise, it makes way more sense if it had been Stone Cold, but I don't know what powers that may be didn't allow it to happen. It's a decent audible, I guess, for the nostalgia purpose with Taker.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I looked at said Taker was just chilling in a private booth, and they
Yeah.
had him like, come on,
They
come
had,
on,
like-
dude.
Hey, man, we couldn't get Austin. You mind coming downstairs
Coming out, dude.
real quick?
Just choke
Wanna
slam.
come choke slam somebody?
It just one choke slam. You can go back up afterwards.
He up there drunk, drinking.
Austin said he
Undertaker
wasn't gonna
would
come
have
to Philly.
staggered to the ring.
Austin said it was too damn cold. I am not coming to Philly. Forget about it.
Right. And
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if how true it was. I heard rumors that it was Austin not getting enough money.
Yeah,
Valid.
I
That's a
don't
valid- that's a
like.
valid
Come
reason.
on, man.
Valid.
This
Give me my bread.
listen.
I respect it.
Personally,
He's worth
this is
a lot.
how I look at it. Austin wouldn't be making that type of money if it wasn't for his fans.
Dude, but he
anyway.
also fucking had the whole thing with his neck and then came back and did a 15-minute match
He did
when he
that,
came
and
back
I'm
and
sure he
did
got
that.
paid
And
handsomely
sure,
for it.
I'm sure he did. So if I'm going to come back and get in the ring again for anything, then damn it, pay me. Like,
Bro. Just
Yeah.
again, like I said, this was my point though. He wouldn't have that money or be able to ask for that type of money if it wasn't for the fans, right? Why
Yeah.
not give the fans that 5-minute moment?
or he could have just put some shirts in the booth and got a piece of the cut from the merch.
You know they had him Austin 316 shirts.
Yeah.
on deck.
Yeah, he would have been set from that.
Mhm.
What you say, Shop?
I say you think a lot of it is also just with the new with the TKO. You think they probably handle the budgets of what they deem is worth paying and not worth paying off of that.
We talking about a multi-billion-dollar organization that couldn't shell out a few for Austin.
I honestly don't think it was.
I agree. The fact that you mentioned it saying that it may have been a money thing, that just kind of is like, well, that's kind of weird. Like I would just hand Stone Cold a blank check.
Nag, yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a money thing that much personally. I don't know shit from nothing, so this is just my own hypothesis. But honestly, if I had to guess anything, especially being a guy that's watched so much Stone Cold shit over the years, I would imagine with him it was probably either like a scheduling thing, number one, or number two, if he didn't feel like he was in good enough shape to be out there again, because I know that's something he said he still felt like he wasn't in as good a shape as he wanted to be when he did the thing with Kevin Owens. Like I heard him say that after the fact that he still felt like he wasn't happy with how he looked. I could see it being something like that if it were like that short notice, because realistically, The Rock kind of just came back, like you said, January 1st. Now, I'm sure Austin, if he was going to be part of that, would have known. But I'm just saying, like, if it were something that was like last minute, I would bet that it's more something like that. Now, again, I don't know shit. That's just my own.
Right.
That's not.
Sure.
That's probably
all
more
speculation.
likely it because
Scheduling.
you want to. I would think it's the body thing because you don't want to come out there.
That's what I think. But
real because the moment is
Bro.
ass. No, bro. If
Denim
Austin came-
shorts, t-shirt.
hell no.
Yeah,
bro.
but he don't really need to be in shape to do a stunner.
Right.
He done
Come out
came out-
there.
that. But that's why I think it's more to do with him personally.
He didn't want
He done came out plenty of times and gave random stunners to people over
He
the years.
What up,
he
man?
didn't want the Rock to sell.
Yeah, but was that WrestleMania though?
Exactly.
Oh,
And you got this is your rival, and Rock over there doing like the if you're Samel, he looking
And The Rock looks big as fuck, like even
Exactly.
bigger than he did back then. Like, I'm just gonna say,
his face on
Fucking jacked.
all the Furious damn 5 movies for like 10 years, and Rock and Stone Cold looking like that man titties jiggling and Jordan. Fuck all that. No, fuck all. I'm with him on that because I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have. Fuck that.
Man, Stone Cold came out there and stunned him, and start passing beers to Cody and everybody.
Crowd would have went crazy.
Oh, they would have.
That would have went crazy. But
ate it up.
don't get me wrong. Story wise, it would have been perfect, but I feel like that had to be like either he felt like he wasn't in good enough shape or like whatever. But I don't know.
I think I heard that it was money. I just refuse to think that it was money.
It could have sold. It could have sold his beers in the concession
Man,
stand.
if anybody knows that he's worth the money, it's Triple H.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying, like.
So let's rewind it real quick. We were talking about we're talking about The Rock's overall run in 2024. How did y'all feel about it? Did it feel nostalgic? Did it feel new? What did y'all think about it?
Like a mix of both in a way. It's just the fact that we got him back. We got him on TV, but we like actually have him in a storyline. He's here on weekly television. You know, that brings a nostalgia, but it is the fact that it's like a more reinvented version of himself with being the final boss. It was a fresh character in that standpoint, and it just, salute to all the counterparts in the storyline, Roman, Seth, Cody, all of them. They absolutely killed it. But like The Rock really enhanced the build of WrestleMania by 1,000.
1,000, bro. I'll say this: my favorite moments from The Rock on his return was it made it blur the lines between story and real life type shit. Like I said, that slap at the XL kickoff show. It started out saying, you Roman, you my cousin, but we gotta run the fade at Mania.
Yeah.
This is our bloodline. This is our tree. Whatever. But then they ended up leaving the building together with one common enemy, or two common enemies in Seth and Cody.
And they fussed Triple H out.
Exactly. That's what.
And it left so many holes. Like he's like, oh, yeah.
He told Triple H fix that shit or something like that.
Yeah.
Get your boy. Get your boy.
Get your boy. That's what it was. Yeah.
But the fact those moments when The Rock came through and beat the shit out of Cody backstage.
That's what I was gonna say. For me, that was like the number one thing to me that sticks out, for the simple fact that like. That was like shit like we used to see back in the day when somebody you turn on Raw and somebody just be getting the dog shit beat out of them behind the out in the parking lot in the concession stand. Hey, they did that here in Detroit, so I mean I'm sure you could probably still find the belt at the bottom of the fucking water.
And the only problem I had with it is he kind of just a little bit overshadowed Roman a little bit.
He was supposed to. It's The Rock.
I was gonna say. I feel like that's what they wanted, so that when he does come back, then that makes all the more reason for them two to fight. Like I think that part was 100% by design, in my opinion. As far as his run, though, like I think, like you said, I think the match, or the beatdown of Cody really was like the standout for me. But at the same time, bro, I was in the front row for the Raw After Mania with Kofi's family and shit this year when he came out. And the fact that when that guy comes out to the ring, it's still like there's still the chills, there's still the big moment feel of it and all that. Like, you say what you want. It's the same as like what we were talking about with Stone Cold. The fact that when the glass breaks, everybody still loses their shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. Like, there's not really.
They use this phrase. The Rock was cooking when he came back.
No pun intended.
He was really from the music, from his music changing, his theme, all that entrance.
The only thing I did not like about his return, I absolutely hated about it, is the introduction of that stupid ass People's Championship.
I knew that belt was coming.
Yeah, that was stupid.
That shit ass.
I hate
Hey,
it.
he
Hey,
got
get away.
that from Muhammad Ali's mom. I'm okay with it. Once
What
I
the
found
fuck
out
is
the
she
back of
doing
it.
with a People's Champion belt with the Rock?
I don't
logo on it?
know. Because he inducted. He's the one that did the induction for Ali the night.
But that
before.
means she went and said, you know what? I need to get this
Let me
belt.
go get this
made.
people's belt.
I mean,
made.
hey, if you got money to throw around like that, I mean, you're telling me that if Muhammad Ali's mama offered you a belt and said, "Hey, we had this shit made for you," you're not going to take it if you say
I mean,
you're
I
not.
would
You're a
if
liar.
it was an absolute cap.
I think they wanted to get some merch sales going, and he wanted to do his
Shovel Man Roosevelt
nostalgia
Conyers
routine where he flipped the belt up, and they're like,
Uh-huh.
"Well, you ain't really got a belt," so they're like,
Dumb.
let's just have somebody give him."
It seemed ultra random. I'm not going to say that it wasn't. Like, it was random as fuck. Because I remember asking Mega Ran, like, where the fuck did this belt come from? What did I miss?
When he
You know,
comes back,
let's give him a belt with its
when he
entrance.
comes back, I'm sure it's going to be the Raw after the Netflix debut on Raw.
Or the
Leave that-
end.
Leave that belt at home, Rock.
Nah,
Leave that
right
shit
there.
home.
I think he coming back. I think he coming back January.
He be back on the 6th. It's already confirmed.
Yeah, he coming back on
Yeah.
the 6th. Nah, he
Did-
coming with the belt because he left so many holes open, and that's what I like about it. Because you like, what is he doing with Cody? What he give Cody? What he say to him?
That's that. What did he say to Cody? Is still
Then
the thing.
Sokola when he
Yeah.
was like, Sokola's like, this is all a part of the plan. You know what I'm saying? And then he went out there, counted the boys, went like that. I mean, he left a lot of holes open where you like, I don't know what he gonna do.
But I feel like it's a situation same as this year where they can go any it's so like you said, so many plot holes and whatnot, they can go any direction. So I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of that stuff, a lot of that secretive stuff, I feel like that message to Cody, whatever he whispered to Cody, we'd never hear about that again.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
feel
and
like-
you could go away from it. And then what he did something else where he was like, let me hold your belt right quick. You can hold mine. And then he gave it back to him. You leave thinking like, what he doing? What he doing with that?
That was weird.
Yeah,
that
he
whole,
just
that whole segment.
the whole
was
segment
weird.
was low, but I don't know if it was meant to be weird or it was just like. But I mean, he did. He came in, he got the heat, he got nostalgia. He gave Cody all that babyface love from beating the hell out of him. You know, like he did everything he was supposed to do.
What's up, Lissa?
Now it's like waiting and seeing, and make it good because you cannot try to. You know how everybody try to predict and I'll do all this blog and all this stuff. You can't do it no more. It's hard to do
That's
it now.
facts. You can't. I like it. But let's.
I got a
move
quick
forward.
question though
What up?
about the belt. So I know you hating on the belt. You don't want him to bring back the belt.
No, not at all.
We all kind of figure that it's going to be The Rock versus Roman at some point. Now,
Yeah.
with Roman doing the tribal chief thing, everybody acknowledges him. Let's not get that twisted. The crowd acknowledges him. We know that The Rock is the people's champ.
Yeah.
Is there any way they could bring the belt into relevance when they do The Rock versus Roman, as Roman now being more of the people's
Well,
champ now?
I read that they're supposed to be introducing a tribal
Chief
title.
belt. Yeah,
Oh,
I read that too.
Dog
I
shit.
read
I
that
heard they
too.
shot that down. I heard they
fuck
shot that down.
that.
But I'm saying,
Oh, nah.
maybe they, if anything,
It gotta be for the Ulafala, right?
Calm down, dude.
Yeah.
Let it just be for the Ulafala. What the
Right.
fuck do we?
But
We don't
what I'm
need a
saying-
belt for everything.
what I'm
Put it
saying
under
though
tribal
is
combat.
if they do decide to put this stupid ass people's champ belt in play, rebrand it to a tribal chief. I don't want
No,
that belt-
don't use that belt. That was for The Rock.
That's what
that
I'm saying.
doesn't got a damn
Don't
thing to
use
do
that
with
belt.
Roman.
I know
Shit.
we've been talking about The Rock and all the high points of The Rock this year. And I agree with most of it. Like, yeah, I'm on board with everything The Rock has done promo wise.
Mhm.
This has been my main point of contention since The Rock has come back. When he does fight Roman,
Mhm.
how long is that fucking match going to last?
13
Are we talking
minutes.
Exactly what the fuck I'm saying.
I don't
Because
think so.
It's gotta be
He doing
13.
a 30-minute match?
No.
If
no.
it's bloodline rules where they have interfere, I mean, The Rock is not a full
it's a-
time. The Rock is not a full time wrestler.
I
anymore.
know, and that's
So I
what
know that nobody expects him to put on a full on 30
Unless
minute
it's a
match.
gimmick.
Just
If it's a gimmick match,
Well, I
you
mean,
can-
realistically, the WrestleMania match was a lot longer than 15 minutes. Am I wrong?
that's what I'm saying.
It
Bloodline
was.
rules. It takes The Rock out of the
Mhm.
ring for a little while, gives him
yeah,
time
you
to
can,
rest
and
and
you
get
can
back
stretch.
into
You
it.
can stretch the time a little bit too. The interest gonna be about 15 minutes itself. Just to
If
get to the
everybody
ring.
gets involved in this match and there's like all types of shit, unless there's like who knows how the story could turn out. They
If
could
it's the
definitely
bloodline finale, it needs to happen.
yes.
Yeah. And it needs to be it got to be a gimmick so you can stretch the time.
Yeah,
I mean,
we stretch
if
the
they
time.
have just a one-on-one wrestling match, 13
It's
minutes.
gonna be a tribal combat thing. I don't know like what's that's gonna look like, but it's gonna be a tribal combat
You can't
thing.
be
So
jumping in
that
tribal content. You can't be like, I got my dudes. We're gonna stop.
I mean, The Rock's already pretty much called his bluff card, didn't he? Didn't he? He pretty much already said, "Look, I'm tribal. Like I'm the fucking head of the table and all that shit anyway." So doesn't he already kind of like pull the rank? Didn't he already pull the rank card?
No,
Or am I missing something?
if you can't whoop his ass, I don't know how you tribal chief.
That's my whole point. So like The Rock is like unarguably like the biggest Samoan star they got of that family. So if you can't beat him, then you can't be the tribal chief.
Yeah.
if it was still in the pandemic, they could try to do some cinematic match, but they're not going to do the match.
Please don't do
without
any
The
more of
Rock in
those.
the
Please
scene.
don't.
Cinematic match would
There's no
actually
need
be
to.
Stop it.
No,
They were cool watching it from home, but being there for one of them, like I was there for the one AEW did with Brian Cage and them and Sting and shit. Man,
Whoa. We're not talking about AEW.
I'm just saying the cinematic stuff
WWE
for
is
somebody
good
who
at cinematic
sure,
matches.
but what I'm saying though is being there for those.
Watching
I
live,
feel-
yeah.
What I'm saying is the people that are there are
Yeah.
gonna miss so much out of that shit, and if that's supposed to be like the big finale
yeah, it's not
of the
worth it.
bloodline,
I get
I
what you're
just
saying. You come to WrestleMania.
I'm not saying
I want
AEW in specific. I'm just saying that's the one I was there for, and like how much of the actual shit that you missed because it was all like video stuff. You can't tell me even if they did, if it was WWE doing a cinematic, that it wouldn't have to be a lot of it like video, like visual stuff.
Yeah.
So like you're still gonna miss a lot of the good stuff. That's all I'm
to
saying.
WrestleMania.
That's
You come to WrestleMania and see The Rock, and you end up watching them on the Titan Prime.
Hell
Yeah.
no.
Well, let's go ahead and move forward.
That's a scam.
A big scam, fact. But another huge moment in 2024. Something I think none of us saw this day coming until he died. Vince McMahon stepped down as CEO from the WWE.
Holy shit.
That
Thank God.
was like seeing that headline. I'm like, no. I mean, reading
He
them
stepped-
text messages
So-
too.
He stepped down, all right.
Like, can I just say, since we all know you're getting to do the Royal Rumble, I was credentialed for this year's Royal Rumble, and all that stuff broke like the day that we went to go do
Yep.
the press junket, and so immediately it goes, okay. My thought, at least anyway, was like, so I don't want to ask about that at all because that's going to be a quick way to get thrown out. Although, as we saw, Nick Houseman gave this many fucks, but he gave this many.
Yeah.
He asked
Dude,
immediately.
he was talking about it at Megaran's thing the night before, and I'm like, dog, this ain't gonna be good. This ain't gonna be good. Well,
It was
dude,
crazy, man.
like, it was the first question he asked. It was the first question of the whole presser. So,
Yeah,
like,
but
my
they asked Cody that too.
Yeah.
yeah,
You have to ask Cody the same. Yep.
Cody
My
came
whole
up
point-
with the perfect PR answer too.
my whole point to saying that is like it all broke, and like everybody's just like, oh shit, like okay, like how much of this is like really real? Like nobody really knows what's what. Like everybody's just like, oh shit, this looks pretty bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then like as it slowly progressed and slowly kind of like escalated and got worse and worse and worse, it was just like, oh shit, like, you know, because let's face it, anyone that's been watching wrestling for any like period of time has seen like the other things that, well, maybe not any period of time, but I would go as far to say pretty much everybody that's on the show probably has had, you know, been around long enough to see other McMahon, you know, things come up like that. But this one was different. This one was where you're just like, yo. I mean, he might have been at them parties, but you know, I mean, hey, the way they're coming after Hope and everything,
Oh my
man,
God,
I don't know.
expect to see that. That's funny as shit, bro.
I mean, the way they're coming
that's
after
crazy.
Jay-Z too, bro. I mean, hell, he might have been, but I don't know, man. Just the way that broke, the way that it escalated, and the timing of it, with the fact that the whole Netflix thing was already like coming.
They said,
And,
"Oh,
like-
we gotta go back and record some more.
Well, and the fact that they straight up said in the thing after all the stuff came out, Vince declined to do any more interviews. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh shit, what else could really come out? And then so it's like now,
the text
I mean,
messages came out.
Yeah, Vince.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm
Vince,
glad Vince
look,
trying
bro,
to buy
just,
the
look, bro,
documentary.
just take your money, bro. Take your money and just leave.
I'm glad that
I
freak-ass
mean,
bitch is nowhere.
I'll
near
give him
wrestling.
this. I think WWE is better off now that it's all separated from all that stuff.
Right.
But
Yeah.
That said, if there's one thing I'll give Vince McMahon credit for, other than the fact that without him we wouldn't be sitting here doing this podcast
Facts.
anyways.
And that's what I was about to say.
Yep.
Like, let's be honest. Like, if WWE didn't get to be what WWE is, then wrestling isn't. Wrestling isn't.
Don't agree with that.
How so?
Because here's why I don't agree. Monopolizing wrestling was not good for wrestling. It was good to get a mainstream one point of view of wrestling that we all came to love. It made people look at the WWE as wrestling, or WWF at that time, as like what wrestling is. But wrestling as a concept was going to exist in the mainstream with or without Vince McMahon.
It would not have been as grand as it
That
is
was
now.
what-
That is
Would've been
speculation.
popular.
That
That
is
is
100%.
110%.
WCW existed without Vince McMahon.
WCW
And they
never had a
killed themselves because
WrestleMania.
they didn't have the
And
money.
what did
Sent.
Vince? What the fuck did Vince almost do
And
to
when you
wrestling?
really, and when you really
WrestleMania.
When Vince,
And-
what the fuck did Vince almost do to wrestling?
Hey, check this out.
Like,
Here goes something crazy.
Vince made wrestling what wrestling
And
is
WCW,
today. He made
and
it
when you really
entertainment.
look at it,
That's
when you really look at it, WCW only lasted maybe 5 years tops.
when we look at the high point of WWE. How long did it last?
WWE is still going.
Well, I was gonna
High
say,
point.
like, wait a minute.
Hold on. We're not acting like 2010 WWE was a good product.
But they all have ebbs and
Watch-
flows, though.
Hey,
Hold on.
Lasted, though.
I have a counterpoint to what you just said, though.
I get what he's saying.
When you
But
monopolize
2010,
wrestling, there is no competition. There is nothing. When you poach competition from the indies, or you poach talent from the indies, when you poach TNA's talent and make TNA fucking destroy itself because you built a
I'm gonna raise
fucking
my hand
ego,
on this
fucking maniacal.
I got next after you.
I'm gonna raise my
When you
hand. on this one.
monopolize wrestling, you get the product that you got in 2010. We're sitting here talking about how great wrestling is right now because of all the different variations of wrestling, because of how many different companies are doing how much great shit.
But that
right
doesn't
now,
make WWE.
when you are
what
the-
other companies are doing aren't making
Yeah,
WWE
but
better or
WWE
worse.
yes, the fuck it is. If there was no competition,
I'll let him
if there
make
was
his
no-
point because I'm going to hit everything you were going to say.
if there was no competition, we'd be watching fucking Hornswoggle wrestle
Well,
for the
listen,
goddamn
I'ma
heavyweight
say this.
championship again.
Cap, because all this shit came out about Vince, Triple H would be in charge.
What are
Still,
you talking about?
you think Triple H would
Okay.
have Hornswoggle?
Okay,
Yeah, hold on.
hold on.
You just
Listen,
made my point.
hold on.
It wasn't Vince. So
Real
it
quick,
wasn't
real
Vince.
quick.
could've-
First and foremost, I understand your hatred for Vince and the slimy shit he's done,
I
but you
don't-
cannot
that's
take
not-
away the
that's
fact
what
that
he's
he
done.
made
What he's
wrestling into pop culture.
I'm talking
You
about
can't take that away.
I'm talking about monopolizing.
Okay.
Never good for the business that is being monopolized.
So to your point that you just made with the monopolizing part. Okay. So I got a few points to make on this. Number one, like Danny said, we've already seen, especially with all that, we have the advantage of hindsight, right? So with all the documentaries that have come out, all the Dark Side of the Rings, all the everybody else's that has talked, we know for a fact that Crockett was not good with their money. Crockett was the second biggest one at the time when WWE was doing everything in the 80s and all that stuff. They were the next biggest one, and you just said WCW. That was what became WCW. So they
weren't good with their money either.
But that's what I was going to say, though. So they were the next biggest one under WWE, so they would have been the next big one that could have been able to do that. And we all know that WCW was never ran as well as they needed to be infrastructurally.
That point right there. Go with that point right there. When WCW was a company, what is the brand? What Izzy just said in his intro? What is the era that every old ass nigga loved? The Attitude Era. Because there was competition. Because
Well,
there
I'm
was
not arguing that they're not, but I'm saying they would
So
never.
when there's a Vince dick riding contest, I just want there to be a little bit of context.
But I didn't even get to finish yet, though.
It wasn't just
But
him.
the Attitude Era was more so ushered in by the Clique on both ends. But the thing is,
You notice how you said the Clique and not Vince?
yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Okay, let me ask you this.
Wrestling might
If wrestling never got as big as it did in the 80s, where we had the rock and wrestling thing and we had all that stuff, then there would have never been anything for there to be like the Monday Night Wars and all that shit that comes with it.
Yeah,
Not to mention, on top of that, without what the rise of what WWE is, you're 100% right in that there's ups and downs in all the companies. Like NWA was hot in the territory days, and then they went down for a while in WCW, and then they came back up again when they had the Monday Night Wars. It's the ebbs and flows of a company. But WWE has been the one constant. If you didn't have them, I'll use the other comparative. My show also does combat sports and stuff. In MMA, without UFC, UFC is the WWE of MMA. So if you didn't have UFC, then MMA would never be on the scale that it's on now. And in wrestling, if you didn't have WWE to grow to the comparison that they got, they would have never been able to get as big as they did. Now, to your point, 2024, yeah. Are we saying that this is one of the best years because there's all the different things that you can watch? 100% agree with that. 100% without it. But without the business that was built by what was built in the overall time of WWE from the 80s to the Attitude Era to what we're seeing now, I don't think that the business as a whole would have ever been able to get big enough in order for us to be talking about the exact thing you're talking about.
Here's my counter to what you just said. What got big was horseshit. Wrestling.
What does it matter? It made money.
No, hold up.
Hold on, wait. What do you mean?
I don't want to watch niggas make money. I want to watch niggas wrestle. What are we talking about? I don't give a fuck if Vince's pockets are getting big. How does Vince McMahon making some fucking money help me watch wrestling?
I feel that point though.
Niggas be watching wrestling like fucking calculators. What are we talking about? Like we listen to music with calculators. We watch wrestling with calculators. What the fuck are we talking about? Vince McMahon being rich don't mean goddamn shit to me. The shit that got big was ass.
At the end of the day, you cannot take away the fact that
I'm taking it away.
changed
Hold
wrestling.
on. Let me just say this. I want to play devil's
Uncle
advocate.
Man is mammy.
I want to play devil's advocate. Let me ask y'all all one question. And I'm gonna take it way left field, but I'm gonna bring it back around.
Mm-hmm.
Every 4 years we have a choice to vote for a president, right?
Right.
Now, I'm not asking y'all if y'all Democrat or Republican. I'm not going that deep. But you get a choice, right? At the end of the day, you get a choice. Have you ever asked yourself why, when you got these two people running for presidents, when one wins the presidency, right? Why does the runner-up become vice president? Have you ever asked? Have anybody ever wondered that? Why that?
Do that?
Because they don't fuck with each other.
We used to do that. What?
All right. So the reason why I say that is because you got all these different things. You're bringing all this stuff. That's what it's kind of a bad thing when everybody say these territorial things. This territorial things isn't really good because you're having territories that can only reach a certain peak. Facts. So Danny might be the star in North Carolina. Malik might be the star in New York. Robbie might be the star in California.
I want you to hold that same point when y'all ask why all hip hop music sounds the same today. Why New York niggas sound like they from Atlanta? Because the fact that there's no regionality is
like New York, though. But
the fact that there's no regionality was a big issue in hip hop and in wrestling. If there's no variation in style,
so scratch the originality part. How about the fact that these New York rappers or whatever they did their thing and they made this platform big enough for other people to want to join and be seen on it and make their own versions of it. If there was no WWE, we wouldn't have had
NWA would be the New York.
Okay, but Von, let me ask you this though. Okay, even if like he just said, like if WWE wasn't the thing, then you wouldn't have all the rest of them. Let's go back to when like you said, like the way he monopolized wrestling and all that, right? Yeah. So that would be like the 80s and all that stuff. Yeah. So even with that said, let's say at the height of the 80s when you had the Four Horsemen, you had name whatever names you want to talk about with NWA. That was when they were at their hottest, right? Other than the Monday Night Wars, right? Yeah. That would be the next hottest company that you had. Even at that one point, because of the way the territories were and the way wrestling as a whole was,
they've never really reached the
like I don't think it could have ever gotten as big, only for the simple fact that territories, period. Fuck WWF in general. Let's look at NWA. Let's talk about Mid-South. Let's talk about Memphis. Let's talk about whoever else you want. Yeah, most people, other than like Jerry Lawler, who owned his fucking own promotion and shit, which is why he was always on top on Memphis. Realistically, everybody back then only had like a 6-month run, a year run, a couple year run, and then they had to move and go somewhere else because you were never really able to keep it going. Versus once the contracts changed to where like you have guys being signed to WCW, signed to WWE, whatever. You have guys for a long time. That now gives you the ability to build a star inside your company in the terms of like, look at how the Undertaker was before he was in WWF, when he was wrestling in WCW, World Class, whatever. He was not ever going to be the same guy that you had in
I'm not saying
Undertaker.
that
I'll agree with Vaughn on that. You can look at vice versa on that.
I'm not saying that Vince never did any good things.
No, I agree. I'm not saying WCW didn't have guys like that, but I'm saying if we didn't ever get out of the time where it was like the territory like type thing where people went from company to company to company, or you had like a year run, half year run, whatever, then I don't think that we'd have ever, again, to your point, I don't think it could have ever gotten to a peak to where it got that big. You might have gotten big in one area of the country, but if we didn't ever get to a point to where it was getting like across the mass like that,
Vaughn, I got a quick question, Vaughn.
What's good?
I hear what you're saying. Like what you're saying on its premise.
Yeah, I get
that. If we had more options,
we have more options.
Wrestling might have been as big as today. But here's the thing.
I agree with that. I'm not arguing that part.
The thing is, I think maybe we having a disconnect is because I'm a sports guy. I get that having a lot of competition works, but it also matters. The level of entry matters of who you're competing against.
Correct.
And I can't eliminate Vince's wrestling genius from the conversation.
I'm not eliminating that. What my issue is saying that Vince McMahon. This is the issue I'm having. Saying that Vince McMahon is the singular figure of what makes wrestling, or what made wrestling is incorrect to me.
No, he made
hold up. But you all named a whole bunch of other people who had a whole bunch of other influence into wrestling. It's not just Vince McMahon.
It's not just Vince at all.
But
it's not just Vince, but
it's just Vince.
Let me ask y'all this. Hold on. I'm gonna go around the table. Yeah. I'm gonna ask this question. Yes or no from everybody. Do y'all feel like Vince McMahon made wrestling pop culture or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
No. I don't. Here's the disconnect we're having. I'm looking at it from the perspective of the people who made wrestling cool to me were the wrestlers.
I didn't say cool. Hold on. Clarification. I'm not saying cool. Who put WrestleMania in everybody's house? Or who put wrestling in everybody's house?
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
If Vincent can monopolizing, yes. If you monopolize, you're gonna have the issue.
It was a yes or no.
This is the last thing I'll say on it. When everyone is paying Disney $50 or $100 a month in a couple of years to watch all of the shit that they want to watch on Paramount, they're watching Paramount or Disney.
We got Fire Sticks first and foremost.
Yeah, all right, niggas gonna start going to jail for Fire Sticks. I promise to you. Come on, and they know about Stream East too. Y'all stop using Stream East. They know.
Stream East don't even work like that no more.
Exactly. They know about Stream East. Y'all IP.
Hey, there's other ones though. There's other ones.
When the monopoly truly monopolizes, you get Hornswoggle fighting for the heavyweight championship, and that's all I'm saying.
Hold on. All I'm saying is this.
Why does it keep going back to Hornswoggle?
I swear.
Because I see that.
That's the outlier on the comparison.
Aside from Vince
Hornswoggle catching so many strays.
I don't Hornswoggle though, but I see the big belt behind him, and it just remind me, bro.
Aside from Vince McMahon as a person, everything that he did. All I'm saying is this. It's Vince McMahon took, like I said.
You also can't.
Danny could be the top person in North Carolina. Malik could be the top person in New York. Now Malik is the top person. He had the belt for years, and he's just fighting people in the New York area. And Malik's that guy in New York. Danny's that guy in North Carolina. Vince McMahon made it possible for us to see them fight each other. And that's the thing. Because territory's cool, but territories will never reach its peak because if you look at it, it's like a gang war. You got this territory.
Look at Dusty versus Superstar Billy Graham, dog.
So in retrospect, Vince McMahon brought peace to the community of wrestling. Because he brought all these people together.
I wouldn't say peace.
I need you to stop back.
I wouldn't say peace. I will. Hold on.
Peace is a little wild.
I just want clarity. I said Vince was like essential for wrestling. I didn't.
This nigga said the motherfucker used his platform to sexual assault people to death. He told me he brought peace to wrestling.
Peace is a
I'm not commenting on no more.
Hold on. Reel it in.
No, this got left field left.
Next topic. Vince McMahon, bro. No, bro, he a
Hey,
peacemaker.
guys,
Peace is
check it out.
crazy.
He peacemaker, bro.
Peace.
Peacemaker, bro.
Yo, I went from saying that he was big from
No,
wrestling
bro.
to now.
I don't know, man. Them allegations can't say he brought peace to
He's
anyone.
a bad, bro, he's a bad person. He's a bad person. But
He's an
brought-
incredible businessman.
He brought peace.
That part. He still made $9 billion on the way out. Shit.
That don't mean shit.
If you look at it in simple format, he
Lawyer
took all
money,
these
bro.
games. He took all these games and territories, and he brought them under one umbrella and said, "Let's work together for."
So
a
he
bigger
could fuck
What
him
you
and take their
saying?
money. No,
What you
that's not-
saying is Vince McMahon is Kendrick Lamar.
He ended the Crips and Bloods.
That's crazy.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show these guys.
I'm done.
Peace.
I just need the next topic.
All of them.
I'm not.
Yeah.
All right, so
I hope
next
they write
topic.
Peacemaker on
'cause
his
I'm-
breaststone, bro.
I feel like we were WWE nuts a little bit too hard. We gotta talk about AEW because AEW had a great year.
Yes.
This
Setting
was my
people's houses on fire and shit.
first.
Loved every bit of that too.
This was the first event that I was able to be credentialed for. Shout out AEW. AEW Revolution, Sting's last match in Greensboro.
Oh,
Still
That
jealous about
Was an incredible way to set off 2024. That was March of 2024. That pay-per-view was fucking epic, beginning to end. Every match was on fire. We saw the debut of Will Ospreay in AEW that night against Takeshita. 5-star match. We saw Darby Allin toss himself through a fucking plate glass. Man, listen,
man.
I'm gonna tell y'all
Darby had a rough year.
real quick. I'm gonna tell y'all my
I got
perspective.
a rough year every year.
When I saw, like, again, I was there. I was sitting right by the hard cam for Revolution. I didn't see what Darby they were putting on that chair, on those chairs out there. I didn't see. I couldn't see. When I saw him climb that ladder and jump off, it sounded like he splashed in some water. And I saw the glass fly up. I thought it was water. And I was like, wait a minute. He's bleeding. I said, water don't make people bleed. Then when I realized it was glass, because that when it shattered, that shit flew all in the crowd and everything, bro. Like, I really thought it was water. I did not know it was glass, but Darby's a crazy son of a bitch. You understand me? That ladder was up there. And to jump to the floor from the top of a ladder inside the ring through glass, that motherfucker's committed to what he does. Unnecessary as fuck, but he's committed and I respect it.
Hell yeah. It's Sting's last match, bro. You got to. Like, that's
You gotta
just
die?
I ain't gonna hold you, bro.
No, that's not the excuse for Darby. Darby just be doing that shit on like a
Darby was doing that shit long before.
he'll do
it was
it. He'll
a
do it at
thing,
any
but,
point.
But I agree with you because I literally said so. Like on our show when we did the knockouts, which is our version of the 2024 awards and all that kind of shit. I don't like to throw WrestleMania in there because, in my opinion, WrestleMania is kind of like different from like pay-per-view. So, like when you say like best pay-per-view of the year, I kind of feel like it's a cop out to say it's WrestleMania half the time because realistically,
it's like the biggest thing of the biggest.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, nothing really beats WrestleMania.
It builds dreams. Wrestlers getting wrestling with dreams of being in WrestleMania.
100%. Nobody
You know
really
what?
beats nobody really beats WrestleMania. I mean, it is what it is.
Made peace. In
Right.
WrestleMania. Wrestlers the dream come down.
He's gonna make Von have an aneurysm. But what I was saying with that one is out of pay-per-views that aren't that weren't WrestleMania, this might have been my favorite one from front to back.
I can agree
between the entrance with Sting coming out to seek and
sons.
destroy was
that was
fucking
nailed.
fire. The thing with his sons, that was fire. The fact that Will Ospreay debuted, that was fire. That show was fire from front to back. Like, as far as an overall pay-per-view, in my opinion, that was the best shit that AEW did all this year.
I think I wouldn't say AEW has some fire pay-per-views.
They did, but I'm saying as far as
Dynasty-
best one,
Dynasty was incredible.
Dynasty's my favorite pay-per-view from this year.
Dynasty was incredible. When did Ospreay versus not Ospreay? Bryan Danielson versus Swerve. What Forbidden
All
Door?
out, all in. Is it
All
all in?
out. It was all in. All in.
That was
All in.
yeah.
All in is that. All in
It was
is like
all in
they-
where he wiped off the psycho knee.
Yeah.
It was.
Mhm.
What you about to say, Robbie?
I was thinking. I don't remember if it was all in. Or
I don't
All Out?
think it was all.
What's the
Yeah,
one
I
they
think
have
it was
in
all out.
London.
I think
That's
it's
their
All
biggest
Out.
one. They have
All
London.
in's London.
Okay, that's the one he wiped it off at. When he wiped off the psycho knee.
Hold on.
Bus psycho knee. Or what it's called.
I gotta look this up now because now
I think it's All In.
Well,
This is where he won the
either
belt.
way,
When he won the
when
belt.
he lost
Dynasty. He won a dynasty, didn't he?
I thought he won it All In.
I thought,
Nobody
yeah,
lost
that was
to
I.
Moxley. So whatever.
He lost it. He lost it to Moxley. I think he won it for
okay.
Swerve.
Yeah, that was all in
All
London
in.
with Danielson
London.
versus
It
Swerve.
was all in, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at Wembley.
Okay, I was wrong.
So that's not where he won the belt.
No, he won it from Swerve there.
That's where Danielson won it. Swerve won it.
Oh,
from
y'all talking
Samoa
about
Joe.
Danielson? Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about where Swerve won it. Never mind.
Swerve won it
Swerve
at
won it.
Dynasty.
Yeah, Swerve won
Yeah,
it.
Swerve won it at Dynasty, but he lost it at All In.
What a good year for Swerve.
Incredible
Really
year
true.
for Swerve. To be that guy that, just getting released from WWE, we didn't quite see it in him back then. When he was on the Indies, I was like, this dude's fire. Like, I guess moveset is a bad word in wrestling now, but his moveset has always been crazy to me.
His moveset just do it.
But when he got in WWE, I was like, okay, he's cool. But then when Tony Khan let him cook in AEW, you start seeing that star. You know what I mean? He could be on that same Cody run right now in a sense that he can win titles everywhere. Right now, if he came at the WWE, he could be in the title
He
picture.
could be that big dude. Now, I will agree with Vaughn on that. I will agree with you on that, Vaughn. Other companies do provide somebody to go somewhere else and get a chance to cook. Because I never.
It's great when they got the other options. I agree with that part. I was never arguing that.
I thought I'd never see Ricochet like this. This Ricochet.
Oh no, dude, he's got to stop. Like he's got to stop making himself like.
I love it. I love the character work that he's doing right now.
He gets so much heat, dude.
I love it. He's playing. I said it on our podcast last week. He's playing all the online criticism to a T and making it his character, and it's brilliant. Like when I went to the Dynamite last week in DC, and when he cut the promo with the Hurt Syndicate, like just being all like cocky and like just the MVP just telling him no, that shit was great, man.
My thing, like this shit with Ricochet to me is borderline corny.
Yeah,
Nah.
but
I mean,
he's a corny
That's what it's supposed to be.
But what I'm saying, I'm talking about just in general. Like, there's a fine line between entertaining and just fucking corny.
Who the fuck say he's a corny dude?
And he's a corny dude.
Yeah.
Then they go on Twitter and call niggas cheese curlers. The fuck is cheese curlers?
But Danny, you never seen somebody who really ain't from the block come on the block and act like they are.
Yes,
you're right.
That's a standard.
Or he put on like
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
he put on like some boots and a New York hat, and he tried to walk around. Like,
Let me ask y'all this, right? Because Ricochet is incredible in the ring. Fucking incredible, right? Will Ospreay is fucking incredible in the ring.
Correct.
Will Ospreay doesn't really. It's not like he says like groundbreaking, world changing shit in his promos, right? What's the difference?
He got an accent.
Better in the league.
He really stepped up on the mic this year. I feel like.
He said it's the accent.
He be talking. He ain't wrong.
You can take a regular sentence and throw.
Like catchphrase.
I'm gonna tell you the dynamics in their voices is Ricochet.
He can say, "Bro."
Ricochet has a little bit of corn in his voice. He doesn't even look. His voice don't even match.
Come here and fade us,
A
bro.
little bit of corn is crazy.
Yeah, his voice don't even match him though. So when he talk, you'd be like, I ain't expect his voice to sound like that. You know what I'm saying? So it just throw you off from his promo. Then when when Will talked, he could say bruv, or he could say like something like that, or bloody, and something like that, or oi. And you're like, oh. He could say,
so
how about I meet you in the ring, bruv? And you like,
what I'm getting now is that Ricochet needs a fucking. what I'm understanding is Ricochet needs a catchphrase.
Nah,
hell no. What?
He gonna
come up with some awful dog shit,
bruh.
It's time to get high.
Ricochet need to do exactly what he doing right now.
That's RVD.
He need to do exactly what he's doing now. Just build off that heat.
Yeah.
Because he went out there. What was it when he went out there?
Let's go! Oh shit!
They was
My
throwing
bad.
they was throwing hella tissue at him. Just
That was wild.
Yeah, it was yesterday at the pay-per-view. They Swerve after he lost the Okada. Swerve came out and they all threw the toilet paper.
Hey, matter of fact, I'll go ahead and put this out there real quick too. This coming Wednesday, New Year's Day, we will be in the building for Fight for the Fallen. I will be taking some toilet paper with me. I'm gonna take some toilet tissue with me just to see how it goes. Maybe they'll let me in with it. Maybe they'll let me in with it. Worst case scenario, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and take a roll out of there. But I'm throwing toilet paper in that ring.
Ricochet has been the first person since Dominic that I actually enjoy booing. Just from the crib, as soon as he come out, like,
Well, the thing about it is, even when he was coming out and before he started embracing his heel side, we were still booing him.
Yeah, he was a face, so I was trying. It was a face, and I was trying to give him a chance. I didn't like his ring gear. I felt like it was ring. I was like, I don't really.
I was excited.
He suffers from Power Ranger ring gear. This is a thing that happens sometimes. I'm dead serious. I am dead serious, Ricochet. And I am not a hater. If you see this clip online and you think I'm a hater, if you call me a cheese curl, I'm gonna fuck you up though. But I swear to you, don't that Power Ranger ring gear. Don't wear that shit, dog. That shit's not it. You can do better. I know you can, because you are. I believe in you. Dead ass. I believe in what you can do.
Don't let Vine in the press conference. He's gonna say, "Can you please get rid of the Power Ranger ring gear?"
That Space Patrol Delta shit, that Mighty Morphin shit, gotta go.
Let me ask you this about Ricochet real quick, then we'll move on. There was like when Ricochet was first joined NXT, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fire, like must see TV. We couldn't wait to see what he's doing. You know what he's gonna do this week.
Yeah.
His feuds with Adam Cole, his feuds with Velveteen Dream. You know what I'm saying? All fire. What happened?
Well, one, they start letting them talk. That was the first thing. That was a mistake. And the second thing was the people that he put in the other side of the ring helped bring him. You know what I'm saying?
The promos.
Yeah,
he's a very good dance partner, and I think they kind of viewed him as that. He makes people look. He makes his opponents look really good, which is not an insult. Like that's just. He's
really good. He's really damn good.
Incredible.
He's great in the ring.
Fantastic.
He is great in the ring. Just don't give him a mic.
What you about to say, Robbie?
There's basically with Ricochet, there's no charisma when it comes to his promos. Like anytime you hear him speak, he doesn't really hit and pop. Like you look at great promo cutters in the past, like who we talked about earlier, The Rock, where you looked at other people like Christian Cage, who has had also one hell of a year in promo.
Christian Cage too.
It's the thing with the whole thing with Ricochet. To me, it's the promos. And you also said something earlier about Will Ospreay as well. The reason why Will Ospreay was also kind of more better in 2024 was sometimes he didn't have to talk. Most of the time of this year and a half, he had Don Callis on his side, who was a really amazing talker. What Ricochet needs is a manager to help him get legitimacy. That's why I was hoping that you can get him into the Hurt Syndicate.
The Hurt Syndicate, yes.
But I think that's what it's going to lead to, though. They're going to beat the corniness out of him and have him fall in line with them.
But he might be top heel right now.
No,
bro, he is
it seems like
he gets a lot of heat. I ain't gonna lie.
That's more just like fuck this guy.
Tired of you.
Heat. It's not real like good character work. Heat. It's like fuck this guy.
I mean, Ricochet, who you should get up with? Kurt Angle. Angle.
Or Chris Jericho.
Early Kurt Angle. His character reminds me a lot of early Kurt Angle. Come to the ring drinking milk and shit. But imagine early Kurt Angle drinking milk, coming to the ring with Bobby Lashley MVP.
Yeah, he just got to play into it more.
I'm telling you, if Ricochet get to cutting promos, which I believe in you, Ricochet, 2025, you're a Ricochet, man. I'm all on you, man.
Sure.
I got you, bro. I'm telling you, when it happened, when we going into the show next year, and Ricochet is holding the title over Daniel Bryan, this.
He need a title. He definitely needs.
I'm telling you, I see I think the criticism on his promos is fair, but I don't think it's as bad as people make it seem. I just think he's got a different type of personality. It's like he's got to be true to himself and what he is, and that's like I'm saying. It's like I don't mean it in no disrespect. He's playing the corny shit really well right now,
I don't think he's playing.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, Danny. Some people just
he's being himself, and that's what makes it work.
Some people are naturally corny, and when you have to realize it. Like Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon He's just naturally corny.
Can we hold up? Can we define what corny is? Because I always ask, like, what made Nick Cannon so corny?
Ricochet.
That's crazy.
You got Ricochet, Nick Cannon, Bow Wow.
He got like a cheesy personality.
I can see Bow Wow.
Danny, let me ask you a question. Danny, let me ask you a
He
question real
said
quick.
Bow Wow. God. Bow Wow at home watching 3 and 10 like, what the fuck?
Bow Wow.
My bad, B.
We never got a payoff between him and Jade. So
What the
fuck
fuck
him,
are
bro.
you listening
Facts.
to?
What you about to say, Malik?
Then I gotta ask you a question. Now you say like, now here's why I think Ricochet's doing well.
Yeah, I think he's doing
Because
great.
Yes.
before when you see his promo, it was just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Now when you see his promo, now hold on. Now when you see his promo, you're like, man, fuck this guy.
And it's
That's
hilarious.
That's the
It's
thing
funny.
with Ricochet though. This is what we wanted from Ricochet.
Yeah.
Like we just
Yeah.
wanted to care. Like it was
Yeah.
different before. Like it was like, yo, well, I saw your promo. I don't care about it. Now I like saying, hey, yo, fuck this guy. Thank you for making me feel something.
Yeah.
Now you put this with his wrestling.
And
Yo,
you
it's gonna be fire.
That's a
Real
big
quick,
upgrade.
His old promo.
Big shout out, my man Archie Carter just pulled up to the show, man. Attitude Era podcast. Big shout out DNA and everybody from over
Yeah,
there.
his old promos made you feel like he was reading off a script.
It
Now-
did, and then but he would throw in a homeboy in there to make it just a little sprinkle a little homeboy.
But now, like Malik said, now when you
Oh
watch
shit!
it, whenever you watch it, I be from me when he come out, I start laughing.
Do you think he fought like an undercover cop?
Yes,
Oh,
he's like a
He's definitely the snitch in school.
He's like a mystery shopper.
I'd like one
And-
drug.
I'm understanding. I'm understanding the issue. Okay. I
Yeah.
see it.
He was a hall monitor. It's crazy.
that shit.
Does Dominic Mysterio can he cut a promo really?
Say what?
Huh?
Dominic Mysterio, he can't really cut a promo if you give him
He
a
can't. He's just such a dude,
He's
man.
such a
If you hate
dickhead,
him,
bro.
Dominic
similar thing.
has some of
It's the same thing though. Ain't it the same thing, Danny? It's not the same.
What's that noise?
Yeah, because they hated Danny. I mean, not Danny. They hated Dominic too. Felt like he wasn't in the spot he should have been in.
But
What is that noise?
I don't know. I hear it too.
I don't know whose that noise is.
Ricochet took over the podcast, bro. He pissed.
Ricochet said, "Fuck somebody."
How can I? Did I? Hold on. What did I just do?
Was it gone?
Also, I would like to
hear
say
it
while we
anymore.
taking
Nah,
this
I
time,
accidentally.
we are talking about the characters.
Oh,
We have nothing against the people that represent these characters.
Yeah, no.
We're talking.
For one,
We
first,
Yeah,
just
of
put
course.
that out.
Mr. Vince
hold
McMahon.
on, real quick, because I've always wanted to put this out there too. The fact that we can't do the shit they do. We watch them on TV every week doing this shit, so we appreciate everything they do. We're talking as fans, talking about the characters on television.
Yes.
We like what they
Facts.
do is incredible every week. You know what I mean?
I
So,
could probably do it though.
all right, we gonna
All right,
see.
here you go.
We gonna see because we have an
trying to get
announcement
back.
here.
We do
soon.
have an announcement.
We'll talk about that another time, but
I
yeah.
believe I could probably do it, man.
You might have an opportunity.
Might have it.
But back to talking about AEW in 2024.
I can't wait to fuck up the pile driver. Go ahead.
Back talking about AEW in 2024 in general.
Mhm.
A lot of debuts. Bobby Lashley came over there. Shelton Benjamin and MVP, the Hurt Syndicate. We talked about them for a second. Who else came over? Was this Mercedes first year?
Mercedes, right?
Yeah.
That was her first year.
Was it her year? This her year?
After her Japan run, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Who else did we have? We had we said Osprey's first official AEW match.
Was it Mariah May's first year? No.
Mariah May. Yep.
It
This
wasn't
was
her
her
first year,
first.
but she got
This
the
was
cook.
step out.
I just like that a lot of people. Danny Garcia got the cook.
Yes.
Mariah May got the cook.
Takeshita.
Takesha got the cook.
Yeah.
Fletcher got the cook.
Okada debuted in AEW this year.
Sure did.
Okada was another one, yeah.
Mhm.
Okada his stock went down a little bit, but now he's starting back cooking.
Yeah, last night was the shot in the arm that definitely got him looking good again for AEW.
And a lot of people wasn't liking his comedy role that he was doing.
It was funny to me.
I thought it was funny too.
It was hilarious.
I just
Calling everybody a
think
bitch.
the EVP, I just think the whole EVP storyline got stale quicker than they expected it to be.
Which storyline?
With the whole EVPs with the Young Bucks and Jack Perry and all
That had
Yeah.
so much potential.
Yeah,
It
I think
really
they could have.
did.
They should have ran it. They should have ran it until what's his name came back.
Kenny. Yep, I agree fully.
Then you also look at the WWE side of them debuts. Motor City Machine Guns finally got on this platform.
You know I'm all about that. That was fucking dope, dude.
I know you went crazy.
And the Samoan Werewolf got
Bro, they've been good since like fucking 2002. It's about time somebody fucking signed them somewhere. Like the fact that AEW didn't blows my mind. But I'm happy as hell that we finally get to see them in there, even if they're not there for a long time.
And the fact
they stay loyal to TNA for a good minute too.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they came in and won the titles in 3 matches too.
Yeah,
I loved it. At first, I was like, so fast, but at the same time,
It's realistic.
fucking Motor City Machine Guns. They won gold everywhere they've been.
I like that they gave respect to a team that wasn't built there. That
Right.
like the wrestling world as a whole knows. Like these guys have been good for a while. I also enjoy the fact that like you hear. Shout out to Corey Graves. I've gotten to meet dude a few times. He's cool people, and his brother Sam Adonis is the homie too. But even hearing him talk about that on commentary, like the relationship in the indies with Johnny Gargano and Corey Graves and the Motor City Machine Guns, and like I like hearing all those things because it's giving respect to them that I feel like a lot of WWE fans wouldn't have, because I feel like you see a lot on Twitter of people who didn't know him and shit.
It's also changing your thought process, because it's showing you. You know, if you're like a strong WWE, you like been molded to not think that anything outside of WWE exists. So Triple H even acknowledging them, having them come in and win a belt, because I'm pretty sure they want to come in to WWE and make it to the promised land of WrestleMania that Vince McMahon created.
Before we get too far into the WWE talk again, before we leave off AEW, let me ask y'all this. I'm going to go around and ask everybody this question. Male and female, who do y'all feel like had the best years in AEW?
In AEW.
And best year? This year right here?
This year. I'm gonna start with I'm gonna start with you, Izzy.
Shoot. Male for me outgate was Swerve.
Swerve had the best year for you? Okay.
And runner up would definitely be Hangman. But it's definitely Swerve. I can flip a coin on Swerve and Hangman, but I'm gonna go with Swerve because I feel like Hangman always had like opportunity in AEW, should I say. Where Swerve came and really put his stamp in himself. Like he just start cooking, and when you cook so much, it's nothing you can't deny it. Like, dang, this dude really, you know what I'm saying? Him and Hangman, their rivalry was top notch. Oh, yeah. All Swerve matches was top notch. His title run was top notch. Like everything he did was top notch in AEW for me. So my guy for this year would be Swerve for AEW. WWE?
No.
Oh, you still AEW?
There's AEW.
Women?
Izzy got me thinking about Hangman, because when I'm thinking about Hangman over the course of this year, he went through major character redevelopment.
Yes, he did.
And he pulled that shit off. So I'm not
nigga house.
That Hangman shit is a great point, shot about him being number 2. I wasn't thinking that, but now that you said it,
Hangman was on stuff. Was on it.
This for the chat too. Let us know who you felt like stood out the most in the AEW, male and female.
Give him a shot. Give him a shot right in his cheek.
Hold on. Let us know in the chat who you got, male and female, who had the best year in AEW. Talk to us.
Women's, I'm gonna have to go. Women's, I'm gonna have to go with Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks.
Boo.
And I know it's real like blah, but she came in. You knew what you was gonna get, but she gave you that. And she gave you good matches. She gave you good promos. She's giving you a good title run. So I know it's like a default answer. You know what I'm saying? But nobody, other than her, nobody really stood out.
Did she give us good promos though?
Tony Storm didn't stand out to you this year.
That's what I'm saying. What's the disrespect on Tony Storm? Izzy, what's going on here?
The timeless one.
We gonna get to it. We gonna get
to ain't nobody like stood up to her. Like, hold on, bro.
Yeah, you tripping. I don't know what that's about. Nobody else? Nah.
Tony Storm did have a good year. I like the character that she did with the whole, I don't know, Madonna or whoever she was gonna be. But I think Mercedes, me personally, as far as character work, I will give it to Tony Storm over the course of the year. But
her matches was way better too.
The Mercedes?
Yes.
Way better.
Yes, Vaughn. I'm making you. What are you talking about?
Way better.
He just used to yelling at me about Mercedes.
Yeah, I am. My bad, Vaughn.
I ain't say nothing.
But
My
let's,
bad.
let's
Oh,
keep it pushing. Von Casey, who you got? Male and female had
All
best
right.
year in AEW.
Male, I'm going with Will Ospreay. You don't get to put on that many fucking
I
great.
like Will
There
Ospreay.
are some people who don't have that many great matches that he put on this year in their whole fucking 20-year career. He put on consistent fucking bangers. Like, I have not seen the hit, like, there ain't been a hit machine like that in a minute. Shout out to fucking Will Ospreay. I would have a second spot for Hangman or Swerve, but shout out to both of them. But since Izzy said that, I'm gonna let them rock. It's gonna be Will Ospreay. For the women, I'm going Willow Nightingale.
Okay. I'm
Willow
not mad at that.
making a like bread and butter like baby face work in 2024 is crazy, but she does it. I think
she had an incredible come up this year.
I mean, it's crazy. It should not work. Regardless, it should not work. But I think she puts in the work to her character. If you watch her run with Mercedes Moné, her work in that run is incredible. She was stealing promos from Mercedes.
Mercedes wasn't okay. All right, cool.
I didn't say she wasn't. Well, Mercedes,
I did.
Nah. I'm not
Shout out
talking
to
about
Scraps. Wrestling Republic in the building. Shout out who you got. Best male, best female at AEW this year.
I kind of want to go with some different people just because for male, I probably would pick Will Ospreay, to be honest with you. I feel like he's just got so many 5-star matches throughout the entire year. I think I've liked a lot of his, work and going into feuds like with Swerve and all that. But a person I do want to give a little credit to is the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, bro.
Got to.
Like he had that monumental moment at All In, man. If this is the last reign of his, pro wrestling full-time career, I think he went off with a bang. And I definitely want to put Danielson up there. Mercedes, for the women, Mercedes would be there for me, but I think a lot of her greatest work was in Japan. A lot of the stuff she did in New Japan, going against Stardom talent. I gotta go with Mariah May. I think Mariah May is someone that kind of just, we give a lot of credit to Toni Storm, but I don't think Toni Storm's story and character work is not positioned without the perfect person to pair her up with and tell the story with, and just the whole, the scene of her beating her with the heel, with the blood dripping, and then her winning the belt also and still being champion. I think she's one of those people that they didn't expect her to be a big star when they maybe initially assigned her, but she's definitely boosted what expectations that I had, anybody had, because she's one of them ones on their women's side. So I'm gonna go with Mariah May.
I ain't mad at that. Kyle, I'm assuming the Packers won.
Fuck the Packers. If the Packers won, I wouldn't be mad. I needed the Packers to win, so them bastards in purple didn't win.
So the Vikings won.
I needed the Vikings to lose, man. Shit, now we got to beat them fuckers next week to get the number 1 seed.
Boy scared of Kirk Cousins?
Oh, I'm not scared of shit. I think we're still winning, especially since it's in Detroit.
I think y'all won.
Especially because it's in Detroit.
Is he a petty ass dude, bro?
Jersey? Nasty. Freak.
It's all good. I just got me a new Detroit Lions jersey, so I'll
That's
make sure to tag
nasty.
you when we get that dub next week.
Is that Teddy
Who you got, Kyle? Who you got? This
so-
best women, best male.
You got Jared Goff.
Hey, all I'm going to say is, like, I literally had this conversation with somebody earlier. Like, at first, everybody was talking about how we got the shitty end of the stick because they got Stafford. But I think long-term, dude, I think the Lions are going to play out well. I mean, the man threw a perfect game and shit. I was a little iffy on him when he came in. Shout out to Jared Goff.
Yeah,
But
Yeah, you guys having Jared Goff gave y'all the opportunity to build out the rest of that roster. The
I'm
Lions
just
gonna be
saying,
scary
bro, I got to
for a
give
long
credit
time.
where it's at.
For
We
sure,
can't call him
for
unseasoned
sure.
chicken no more. We can't call him
Yeah,
unseasoned
call him
chicken no
that.
more.
For
I mean, he
sure.
still might be unseasoned chicken, but he might have a good chaser, so it's all right.
For sure.
But
As far as grabs
Detroit
goes,
Lions too. You
As
also
far-
give a shout out to their defense too, because they were down Aiden Hutchinson all season long, and everybody was thinking
You're
that they were
telling
out
me,
for
dude.
now.
I just
Writing them
hope we
off.
get.
Writing them off, right, yo?
Y'all better take this shit at the shop. We talking wrestling over here.
Hey, look
my
here, man.
bad,
I
yo,
lived
hey.
my whole fucking life waiting
I'm
for this.
sorry.
Fuck you, Danny. But
As far as my favorites for AEW, as far as the male was the harder for me of the two, because I think for the majority of the year, I think it was Swerve's house for sure. Swerve's the homie. Getting to kick it with him a few times, dude. That dude is cool people. But in his run that he had and being able to go get the big money he did in AEW after, you know, the run he had in WWE and all that, I got all the respect for it. And he had a great run as champ. My immediate pick would be him, but you know, hearing the arguments with Will Ospreay, I've said it on Knockouts and 3 Counts multiple times. Will Ospreay is my favorite person to watch, like, in ring right now. Like, I enjoy the hell out of Will Ospreay matches, so I could literally watch him against almost anybody. And you know, like I said, for me, I'm kind of like torn on it, so I'm gonna give a 1 and 1A to Swerve and Bryan Danielson, but Will Ospreay would be, if it wasn't one of them, Will Ospreay. You can't argue with any one of the three, honestly, because like I said, Will Ospreay is my favorite to watch in the ring, but the reason why I would say Swerve or Danielson overtakes it is because of the stories that Swerve had. I mean, the man lost his house, so there's got to be a little sympathy pick. Also,
but and then Danielson's run, like having Mox turn on him the way he did, and then have the whole final countdown thing. My only bitch with his run this year is I wish they would have put more time into the thing with him and Nigel McGuinness. Like, you had all the footage. You knew that. I would imagine you had to know that was something that was coming, especially when Nigel came back at All In. Like, I just would have liked to seen more to that. As far as the women, I kind of feel like it's a no-brainer, to be honest. I feel like it's got to be Toni Storm, because for her to completely reinvent herself from what she was in WWE to like a more character thing, but then to still be able to have the matches and the title reign that she did, and to go out the way she did and build somebody up like she did in Mariah May, because without Toni Storm, Mariah May isn't doing as well, I think, as she is on the run that she had, because she had a good kickstart because of that whole story. So for me, Toni Storm is the odds-on winner for the women, but the men, man, you could go with any one of the three.
Got you. Robbie, who you got, brother?
Yeah, as you guys said too, yeah, when it comes to the men of the year, the man of the year for the wrestling side for AEW, it's those three guys right there: Danielson, Ospreay, Swerve. All three had a special connection. So because of that, I'm actually going to go with somebody that we haven't spoke about yet, so that way I can be a little bit of the oddball here, and that is the former TNT champion, Jack Perry. The way he was able to reinvent himself this year.
Okay.
I'm not mad at that.
Nah, I can mess with that.
For fans that doesn't think this, here's also why I say this. If you look for what we have been through in 2023, 2024, everything with the brawl out bullshit, Jack Perry getting suspended, reinventing himself over in Japan as a scapegoat, Jack Perry has been able to dig into this character to me that I have said this in the Dirt Sheet Radio's AEW Dynamite podcast. It is very reminiscent of ECW with Raven, of how he has been poetic with his words. And his promo cutting ability this year, his heat that he's got behind his back, joining the Elite, digging into everything he's done, and being able to be TNT champion for as long as he has until Daniel Garcia had beat him. Jack Perry, to me, by default, was the wrestler of the year for AEW. Now, when we talk about women, I gotta go Kyle on this. There's no way in hell. It's timeless Toni Storm. Again, the character she was able to present, breaking out of that WWE shell, then being able to go on a long AEW women's title reign, making us care about Mariah May, making us care about Luther, putting over Mariah May, it all in. The way she was able to articulate everything she has done.
While she had amnesia.
Divisions. Exactly. Helped the women's division so much, and it made it grow. So now we got Mariah May as champion. Now she's back. let's see what goes on next for 2025 for Tony Storm as she's back as I like to call it the Motley Crue version of
Motley
Tony
Crue.
Storm.
My man Archie Carter, Attitude Era Podcast. He's a dope artist too, y'all. Make sure y'all search his music on all streaming platforms. Archie, who you got? Who in AEW had the best year to you, male or female?
Oh man, in my heart of hearts,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Kenny Omega. That's just it, but he wasn't around. And my homie AJ Francis is gonna kill me when he hear this, but you can't
Shout
deny
out to Dollar.
what Swerve did this year, man.
Big shout out.
Swerve, he left. He didn't leave. He exited a company and did something that many people didn't expect. Because if any of us say we thought Swerve was going to be what he became, we all be lying right
That's
now.
facts. That's super facts.
And it a lot of times when you leave the big organization, you're kind of really in limbo.
Mhm.
And Swerve left. Not only did he leave, he had the opportunity to possibly go back. He said, I'm staying here because this is where Swerve became Swerve. And man, I loved what he did. But it's a combination of things. It's him finally really get to show what he can do in the ring. It's Prince Nana. It's just Swerve really became Swerve, and you really can't deny the year he had. And I mean, Tony Storm, again, when you leave the big company and you redevelop yourself and you become something that you didn't become in the big company is rare. Tony Storm, she did something we haven't really seen a female wrestler do in years. She took something and made it her own thing, and people were talking about that alone, not even the matches, the title, just the character. And a lot of times, wrestlers, that's what a big part of it is the character. So we got to see Swerve really become Swerve, and we saw Tony really do something we haven't seen in a while. So I'm going Swerve Strickland and Tony Storm, definitely.
David, what's going on, man? Appreciate you tuning in. Malik, it's on you. Who you got? Who had the best year to you, male or female, AEW?
I'm gonna go ahead and say Swerve. Like what Kendrick say, you know what I'm saying? Fuck the big three, yo. It's just Big B. That's Swerve to me. You could name Swerve, you could say Daniel Bryanson, you could say Ospreay. But the thing that I guess I'm a little bit biased because, in my opinion, him and his rivalry with Hangman is like top of the year as far as rivalries when it comes to me. So maybe I'm a little bit biased. And knowing his history in WWE, I'm a big underdog guy.
Facts.
When I see stuff like that and Swerve to get the bag the way he did, like you could kind of see Bryan Danielson being the top star in AEW.
Oh, yeah.
You could kind of see Will Ospreay being a top star in AEW.
Right.
Granted, what your wrestling knowledge is outside of big companies.
I agree.
But what Swerve did, like my man said, nobody saw that coming. So I got to get after him. When it comes to Tony Storm, for all my sports fans in here, you know how a team just needs a quarterback for everything around it to flourish.
The Jets.
I honestly feel like that was Tony Storm's role in AEW during her reign as Timeless Tony Storm. Because when she got there, it seemed like they gave a lot of stability to the rest of the women's roster. I'll give you an example. They got Mercedes Moné. Instead of making it immediately giving Mercedes the title, which company usually would do, they made her go for the lesser title and still let her cook during that time. So that shows me how much AEW valued what Tony Storm was giving to the company. So I got to give it to Tony Storm.
I ain't mad at it. You got to say Swerve, man. Because let's be real, a lot of us were writing him off. A lot of us were writing Swerve off. A lot of us were.
I wouldn't per se say writing them off.
Not writing him off, but we didn't see.
Nobody thought he was going to be a star like that.
Not like that.
They was writing him off.
He was having great matches like in AEW on the come up and everything.
Yeah.
That rivalry with Hangman, I feel like is where you start seeing that star shine. You know what I'm saying? And then once they did put him in that,
I was actually a huge believer in Swerve, even since his Combat Zone wrestling days. The day the WWE had
I'm just saying the masses when I say
yeah, you can agree, agree in somebody's ability and stuff like that and the chances, but like Malik said, we seen Hangman get plenty of opportunities and chances.
Yeah.
We knew Daniel Bryan. My only thing with Daniel Bryan is his big up and come, it kind of went up and it's like 3 months.
And because honestly, I was going to say Bryan Danielson for the simple fact, again, I'm big on character work and storytelling when I watch wrestling. You know
it's
what
just
I'm saying?
so fast though.
But with him, it's like
Could that have been because of his injury, though?
It could have been, but it came and went.
But what I'm saying is the fact that we even got that. We know we ain't got much time left with him. We know that. And the story they told with it was amazing. You know what I mean? And then to have his best friend turn on him again, that storytelling is what made me want to say Bryan Danielson. But again, Swerve, the fact that, like Malik said, it's a true underdog story. You know, it's a out the mud situation. We seen him stay down till he came up, and he came way the fuck up. So that's why I gotta say Swerve.
Yeah, we seen this man on the Breakfast Club.
The same thing with Tony Storm.
Right, Sean.
The same thing with Tony Storm in the sense that, you know, we didn't know what the fuck was going to happen after AEW, after she left WWE. You know, we didn't know what she was going to be in AEW. You know, the AEW at the time, the women's wrestling wasn't, you know, doing what it's doing right now. You know what I'm saying? But she made this character where we all like, what the fuck is this? What is she doing? And then made it must-see TV. And again, she came with the matches too. It wasn't just a character work. She had fire matches. Every single title defense was a damn near 4 or 5 star match from Tony. So I gotta say Swerve. I gotta say Tony Storm for sure. And since we're talking about people being popular in wrestling in 2024, we saw a huge buzz behind Joe Hendry.
Mm-hmm.
We saw a huge buzz behind Jacob Fatu when he debuted in WWE. We had the storyline build up and whatnot, this buzz behind the Wyatt Six. They finally debuted and whatnot. Who do y'all feel like had one of the biggest, like was the biggest debut or the biggest, who had the biggest buzz this year?
Who's the breakout star? Is that what we're doing here?
Yeah, let's do breakout star. Let's say breakout
For
star.
just WWE?
This is
You talking wrestling in
all,
total?
all encompassing. Yeah.
Okay.
Whoever want to go first. Wait a
Joe
minute, hold on.
Hendry.
Let me read this comment real quick. Tony Storm and Swerve and AEW are proof how badly WWE fumbled them both in terms of gimmick and give them a real opportunity to get over on the main roster, as they tend to do others because of either the bloated roster or too focused on a small group of others.
See, I can't say that they fumbled people.
I don't think they fumbled them at all.
I don't think nobody fumbles with certain wrestlers in this thing. It's just different opportunities. At different
That's cap because they fumbled with FTR.
Yeah, they fumbled. They have fumbled before.
They had these motherfuckers about to dress up like clowns.
Yeah.
Tony Storm was champion over in WWE.
Yeah, I don't think Tony Storm or Swerve was a fumble.
FTR was champion in WWE. I mean,
but the tag team division as a whole wasn't never built to shit when FTR was there.
I think a lot of that conversation has to go with the call ups from the NXT to the main roster for a lot of the people that are flourishing too.
I wouldn't say any company fumbles or drops certain people. I just think certain wrestlers, their style gravitates to a certain audience better.
Would you say that when there are more options, people have more time to flourish?
I think Cody. I wouldn't say that AEW fumbled a bag with Cody. Cody is more of a WWE type of wrestler. I think Swerve is more of an AEW type of wrestler. I think it's just certain wrestlers. You put them in a certain situation.
I just don't
and they
think
will
that's
strive
a thing anymore, honestly. Because like I said, right now, if Swerve went back to WWE, he'd be the top star.
Sean, do you feel the same? Do you think it's the same thing with Tony though? Because I could see the timeless Tony Storm gimmick in WWE. Like that's WWE.
That's so WWE.
Which is amazing that it got over in AEW. So you know what I'm saying? So
here's my thing with timeless Tony. I feel like she came back. She was trying to be Tony Storm, and she was doing all her bells and whistles as Tony Storm, and it wasn't going over. So she hit a reset and did the timeless Storm thing.
But that should be to her credit, though.
No, it is her credit. But that's what I'm saying. She called an audible, and it got over. But I mean, it also couldn't have got over too. For every chance that something gets over, it's also on the other side that it couldn't. But that's not saying that the other person messed up because it didn't, and because it didn't, it just might not have got over here, and it just got over there. I think
the reason why
it's definitely credit.
Yeah,
my bad.
The reason why Tony Storm got over, I think y'all are right when y'all say that Tony Storm, the timeless Tony Storm gimmick, is very WWE, but the reason why it wasn't going to work on WWE is because she wasn't going to have the time to do all this shit on WWE. There had to be more options. There had to be more companies to give her an opportunity to do that shit. Tony Storm and Swerve was supposed to be a C player in WWE at most. They were not going to give him the opportunity to do anything more. But because there is an AEW, Swerve can do Swerve shit. Tony can do Tony shit. And that's not even a fall in WWE. It's just they ran into the same situation in a couple years ago when they raided the Indies. What the fuck are you going to do with all these niggas? Everybody can do the Canadian Destroyer. Everybody can do, like, there just has to be more.
I don't think Will would have had the same year he had.
No, you couldn't.
AEW that he would have had in WWE.
No, you just can't. It's too much.
It's just certain.
I mean, you do have to chase you so fast.
Yes, you're gonna take Will Ospreay. You're gonna take.
I don't know, man.
No, you're not. You're not gonna take CM Punk off TV to put Will Ospreay.
That's what they wanted. That's what they wanted Okada to do. They wanted Okada to be the foreign exchange student on Chase U. That's what
that would have cooked though.
I might have never watched wrestling again if they put fucking Kazuchika Okada in fucking Chase U.
You know what?
I'd never watch that shit again.
If he would have came as a foreign exchange student,
I do kind of like that. I'm not gonna lie.
That shit's kind of fire, right? Vibe hating a little bit.
I would have never in my life. That nigga in my top 10. And he playing around with the nigga with the Jordans and Chase U. Nah, bro. Even though he can cook.
Yo, to have the foreign exchange student who's a psychopath in the ring, though, that's kind of fire, bro.
Yeah,
that's kind of fire.
Yo, say he goes in there and just beats the shit out of people, and then everybody's like, "Yo, chill out." The rest of you like, "You ain't gotta go so hard." He's like, "What?"
That's kind of fire.
I don't understand.
Okada in NXT would have been so strange though. All them former NFL, NIL dudes wouldn't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, you're right about that. He maybe honestly, if he did go to, he should have went to the main roster right out the gate anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
This is fucking too short.
He probably would have went to the main roster already, and then what do you do with him? You put him. If Vince was still there, he would have threw him in a tag team.
Let him beat Cody immediately.
He would have put him in a tag team.
I mean,
Vince would have called up Tajiri and made him be in the tag team with Tajiri.
Oh, it would have definitely been Okada and Tozawa for the tag.
No question. It would have been the most racist ass name. That's the fuck what Vince would have done. But
nigga. 2.0.
I forgot. I deleted that
Choppy,
shit.
Choppy, you pee, bro. That happened.
You don't think his presentation would have been like similar to Shinsuke?
Huh? No,
I don't think his presentation would have been similar like Shinsuke.
They still didn't know what to do with
Shinsuke. Because he not really like Shinsuke. Shinsuke is in home with his like that kind of stuff. I can see Shinsuke being a samurai.
Matter of fact,
hey, hold on now, like
I can't see Okada coming out.
Hold on. They've pretty much given everybody from Japan kind of the same
same role.
I mean,
there hasn't been anything kind of like different outside of that.
They kind of give him that same gimmick in AEW.
Hold on. First off, Shinsuke, when he came out, he's the artist. He don't do like real Japanese shit.
He came out
like
to
Michael
NXT.
Jackson and shit.
He came out to NXT. He came out to Black and Yellow NXT.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He wasn't.
Yeah, he was kind of like Michael Jackson.
That wasn't stereotypical Japanese shit.
No.
But what they did with the anime and the manga, and whatnot, those promos, that felt a little stereotypical to me. But this current iteration we got of Shinsuke with the dark paint coming out of his eyes and shit, I fucking love it.
And the translated promos is fire.
Incredible. The only issue what it was when he was on Raw last year, he kept fighting Cody, is every time he had these fire promos and these cut scenes and then go lose every fucking time.
Get his ass whooped. He would come
every time.
Yeah. It's crazy.
But
it's the Karrion Kross effect until recently, bro. Karrion Kross pull a tarot card and lose the feud.
Yeah, they put Shinsuke in a hard spot though, because they had him feuding with Cody because he's a good opponent for Cody, like building Cody up for WrestleMania. But you can't have Cody lose, so he had to lose. So
he did pull out a card and get his ass whooped every time.
Yeah,
stop pulling cards out at this point, bro.
Nah, he gotta go back to the bald head, bro. As soon as he grew that ponytail, he been losing ever since.
Ever since he had that, Vince made him wear that stupid ass Vince.
God. Fucking BDSM suit, bro. What the fuck?
He ruined one of my favorite wrestlers. Karrion Kross was on fire when he was at NXT, bro. On fire. Then he lost to Jeff Hardy as NXT champion in 2 seconds.
Yeah, Vince,
come on.
I wasn't
It's a while.
But
I got my breakout star if y'all want to go ahead around.
Yeah, that's what I was about to get into.
Right.
Who you got?
I got Dominique fucking Mysterio as my breakout star of
So he had
the
the best year in wrestling total.
To me,
Mysterio did.
I have not seen a slimier motherfucker that has like sold me on a. And I think, look, out of all of wrestling, right? There have been people who I think might have their star has shined a bit brighter. But as far as like, I could see this gimmick that he has just going, like being known as like a whiny piece of shit as your character, and it working, and like people kind of like you and being like a scumbag. You can make that last for 10 years. I think this might not be his best year as far as what the years will come, but I think this is the start, and that's why I think it's a breakout star.
I get that.
Shall live too.
Shad Talks Graps. Who you got?
You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb, and it's a lot of it because it's more recently of the success for this wrestler, but I think I'm gonna go with Chelsea Green, bro.
I like that.
I feel like she's had she's been given any opportunity to showcase what she could do, whether it's on the mic, character work. Obviously now she's the inaugural United States champion on the women's side, but like even just little moments like the whole ladder spot at Money in the Bank, and then the trash can match with Mia Yim, like she's doing everything possible to just get herself over, and she's doing a hell of a job with it, man. So I got to go with Chelsea Green.
That's a great choice,
and she deserved that. She deserved it. That's somebody I really say she did deserve that U.S. title. But my breakout superstar for this year, I mean, mine's is generic, I guess, but mine's is Jey Uso. It's just Jey. It's simple, plain. Go back, right? As soon as you get a chance, everybody watching, I want y'all to everybody go back and watch his backlash entrance for this year.
Look at Daddy, man. Cut it out, bro.
Dude, that his entrance. Hey, look, you can say the yeet stuff corny and all that. It's a lot of wrestlers with corny gimmicks, especially people that look like us in the wrestling community. They got corny gimmicks. It is what it is. But he had a breakout year this year. No look at them as one person. That entrance at Backlash was one of the craziest entrances I ever seen in my life.
You saying the Twins used to be one person to you?
Yeah, I used to look at. I didn't know who that Jimmy J.
You don't know what you meant.
This nigga's a fool, bro.
I knew Jeannie would like that choice. I knew.
Is that Jimmy J? Which one is that? Is that I don't know which one. Is that the one married to Naomi? Is that the one that I don't know, man? Super Kick. Okay. But now I see him, I'm like, yo.
Super Kick is crazy.
But now I see I'm like, yo. Jay come out. Jay got. Hey, look. I can't. Now I'm not saying that the stuff that he do is cool. The yeeting, or I'm about to yeet up out of here, and
you co-signed him already.
I'm not listening. I'm not. Would you catch? But look, if you catch me at an event, I might be in the crowd yeeting.
I'm good.
And what I said in my everyday sentence, probably not. But he had a breakout year. He had an
incredible year. I can't knock it.
Watch his backlash interest, bro.
Which
his
one are you?
Don't let him lie to you. He answers the phone and gets off the phone call. Yeet. Don't let him lie to you, dude.
I never call that nigga again.
You into the phone call with me saying yeet.
Lock it. My damn phone. Locked.
That shit off my phone.
I'll call you tomorrow.
Ring, he looked him around the ring, looked at the crowd, and said yeet, and took off running.
Robbie, who you got? Who's your breakout star of the year?
My breakout star of the year is no other than the former NXT North American champion in Oba Femi. That dude was a freaking beast all year this year. Everything he brought in from earlier this year for NXT Stand and Deliver to what he was able to do in the matches against Tony D'Angelo. The dude is a freak of nature. And I'm hoping when he is going to be called up to the main roster that they keep that monster-like instincts of Oba Femi and don't turn him into anything else. Like, imagine when Omos is done over in Japan and what him and Femi could do. Imagine what you could do to push him into the brighter light. He's a star in the making, and I can't wait to see more of Oba Femi.
You know what I would want to see from Oba Femi?
That was a great choice.
When he goes to the main roster.
Agreed.
I would like to see him go in and squash a Braun Strowman, his first match.
Mm-hmm. I can see him doing that.
Yeah.
I would love that. I would hate for them to do Braun like that, but at the same time,
I was
But
stated abroad, they can do that now.
One thing. Oh, one thing. About Omos, I saw the comments y'all left under that video of him picking up that Japanese announcer. I'm talking specifically to the women of the wrestling community. Y'all freak nasties. Y'all need Jesus, and you need to cleanse yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. Okay.
This man said y'all need Jesus.
That I have never been so disgusted with someone.
But I would say this too about Obafemi. When he does go to the main roster, I don't want to hear him talking on the microphone. He needs a Paul Heyman.
And give him a lower mid card title, like a TV or a European
Nah, I
title.
would want him to go straight for
The main?
a main title. Put him in that picture immediately. He deserves. The kid's only 25 years old?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He got a ton of years to cook.
He got plenty of time to go, but make him a star at a young age. He's going to be one of his top guys for years to come.
You feel that way even with the prestige that the Intercontinental Championship has now after what Gunther's done to it, after what
Gunther
Braun
lost that
Breaker's doing
title,
with it.
Sami Zayn that title up.
Nah, Braun.
As soon as he got it, I didn't give a fuck.
Braun
about
is
that
doing
title.
that title justice, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Braun is,
Alright.
but it's not as important as it was when Gunther had it, bro. It wasn't. Sami Zayn had that same guy. Sami Zayn got that Intercontinental title.
Hold on.
He's the one that they presented that particular title to, and nobody gave a fuck. Every title run Sami Zayn's had with an Intercontinental belt has meant absolutely nothing.
He had one good run, and that's when he was feuding with Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles. That was a decent run.
I got two questions. One, do you think Omos? Do you think Obafemi actually needs somebody to talk, or could he do like Kane did when he first came out?
Talk like this.
No, not talk. Just no words. No words. Just whooping ass.
He's got to be able to talk a little bit.
He's gonna have to say something.
Yeah, I feel like he could talk.
Yeah, it works, but it only works for a while. That's
Like
not.
he's got to be able to talk to some degree. Like it might be okay
Yeah,
at first, but if he don't have some, then he's going to get ate alive on the main
Or
roster.
if he talks
They have to
very
He
do
needs a
him.
mouthpiece.
They have to do him how they do Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed cuts all his promos backstage with an interviewer.
Mhm.
Do not give Omos Obafemi a live mic in the
Don't
middle
give
of
him
the
one.
ring. Nah.
Almost either.
Give him the Bronson Reed treatment. Let him do it backstage
I
and just
agree
go to
with
the
that.
ring and handle business.
And if not,
I can agree with that.
Second
If not,
question
honestly-
is. Oh, go ahead, Robbie.
And honestly, when it comes to managing too, if you want to try to get the manager, as what Danny said, at that point, Paul Heyman's going to have to look for someone else to also manage him if he wants to stay in the business as a manager at this point. Why not give Obafemi to Paul Heyman? Imagine what Paul can be able to do for him.
But the question is,
overnight star, bro.
the question is, who would he cook though? You gotta have a list of people for him to cook before he takes his first L.
Yeah.
So who would he cook? You have him, of course. You have. I would say Braun Strowman, but who do you go with after that?
Omos.
You go to
I
Japan
really
and beat
would.
up Omos.
I actually really would like this Omos Obafemi match, man.
Yeah.
I really would.
I don't know because Omar's been losing lately.
Omos ain't had a match in years.
As soon as he come
that
back,
When's the last time Omar's wrestled?
would have been a main
every time-
event.
I'm talking about every time he'll
He's
take a
been
long period of time off, and every time he come back, he loses. He took a long period of time off. He came back. He lost to Brock. He took some time off again. He came back. He lost to Bobby. He gonna come back, take some time off, come back and lose again.
Yes.
They
That's
said, just keep Oba far away from Kofi. Otherwise, he's gonna turn him into Kofi's distant younger brother, and Kofi will suddenly have an accent again.
Oh my God.
If Kofi, this is one thing I was thinking about. If Kofi starts going in and out of an accent as he gets more evil, that'd be the funniest shit in the
Hey,
world.
bro.
But
Sort of like what Booker T did.
yes,
in TNA.
Oh,
Booker T.
What's his name? Remember Apollo Crews had the
The African.
Nigerian Prince.
Yeah, I like Booker T's though, because Booker T was kind of like that Miles NPC person where he'll be in character, but if you piss him off, he'll break
he
character.
get out of character.
Yeah, that was fire how he used to do that.
My second question was: is this count as Gunther's breakout year? Because if so, I'm changing my answer to Gunther.
I think his was last year.
You
That's
think
what
so?
I was going to say.
Okay.
His was last year.
Gunther
Okay,
was
then
last year for sure.
All right, never mind then.
Because now this year is kind of like more. I expect him to
To
whoop.
be him.
Yeah,
This, in my opinion, this was a year that made us that Drew McIntyre made us care about him.
yeah. I got an honorable mention for you too.
That's actually my pick. Drew
Chris-
McIntyre
yeah,
would
so
be
that's
my
what's-
pick for breakout. It's a lot of young talent we could go with. I mean,
Right.
we could go Jacob Fatu, we can go Brian Breaker, but Drew
Jacob
McIntyre, he He made us care. And
Liv
the
Morgan.
thing about Drew McIntyre is he had his biggest moment of his career during COVID.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he beat Brock, won the title, and was nobody to cheer for him.
And I think it was
He
better.
never got that moment. So him heating up this year with CM Punk and leaning into it, and Drew McIntyre was my pick, like for
He's
breakout
my
because
pick. The
And
he had a
fact,
hell of a year.
this is my
And-
thing about Drew. The fact that he was able to maintain a whole rivalry with somebody that's not even there every week for months.
Right.
And they gave us it paid off. That Hell in a Cell match is easily the best match, one of the best matches of the year.
And that's
You
the
know what I'm
last
saying?
time. When the last time you seen a Hell in a Cell match and you felt like, dang, this is a blood rivalry,
Violent,
not the
right.
gimmick, but just a blood rivalry. a
Exactly.
blood feud.
So that's why Drew McIntyre is my guy of the year for sure. Best heel, you know.
I got another breakout for you.
Mhm.
Christian Cage had a breakout year.
Eh.
And Edge had a broken leg. So
Christian Cage with
Is
that
it you talking about? Is breakout
Yeah,
only for WWE, or is we talking
Nah,
about all pro
overall.
wrestling?
Nah,
All pro wrestling.
I'm just saying in general, like
Oh.
his whole breakout with the Dead Fathers and my man out there wrestling in a turtleneck with no sleeves, bro. Like just getting mad
Yo,
heat,
this is wild to think about. Yeah.
getting mad heat for it. Just getting mad heat. He's running around with the contract, talking about dead dads. He got his daughter kicked out of the he had some
Turtleneck
crazy
with
heel
no
work.
sleeves is evil.
Told his daughter interrupted his interview. He was like, security. Kicked his daughter.
You gotta kick her out, yeah.
Like he was
Christian has been killing it.
Christian was a menace this year.
But
He had a crazy year.
who you got, bro?
My
I
bad,
would
I
just
know.
go ahead and go with. I would just go ahead and go with the Christian point, man. 'Cause
And Christian
Christian
wild.
was wild, boy. Christian was wild this year.
Hey, he's been in the business for 30 plus years. He's breakout of 2024. What the fuck?
you know who had a good year this year also?
For real.
The
Former
NXT
fucking
women's
NWA pro
roster.
Who's that?
The NXT women's roster
That's
had a
facts.
great year.
Roxanne
That's
Perez.
facts.
Roxanne
yes.
fucking
Roxanne
Perez.
Perez.
You know what?
Go.
Since you said that, let's go ahead and get into this too. I did
Women,
want to talk,
women wrestling in general.
but I do.
Wait a
wanna-
minute. I gotta pick one still, don't I?
Oh, my bad, my bad. Go ahead.
God damn.
You were
This
quiet
guy
as hell over
go
there.
around the horn. Fuck the guy from Detroit. It's already bad enough the fucking Packers had one job and ate too much fucking cheese and couldn't do it. So I mean, shit.
That was a close one too.
Okay, go ahead.
Fuck the Packers.
Who you
But
got?
as far as breakout stars, though, I mean, I know it might sound like a stereotypical pick, although nobody in here said it yet. I feel like it's got to be Joe Hendry, bro. Like,
Joe
as
Hendry
far as
is-
breakout.
Very solid.
Yeah.
The reason I say Joe Hendry is because although I feel like, and this is just my own personal opinion, maybe it's also because I was there, but I feel like Joe Hendry should have won their title at
Definitely.
I feel like he should have won their title at Bound for Glory, in my
That's
opinion.
why I didn't pick because I feel like they didn't pull the plug on him. And
But I mean, the reason why I say he still's got to get it, though, is the fact that if you look at it, for him to be the highest ranked clip still at the end of 2024 for WWE, and he's not even a WWE guy. I mean,
That's big.
we're talking about breakout. We're not talking about who had the best year, but you want to talk about a guy who I knew who he was from Ring of Honor and other things like that. But I would say that the wrestling masses as a whole didn't necessarily know who the fuck he was, but everybody knew who the fuck he was once he showed up on WWE. And it, in turn, look what that did for TNA too.
Bro.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'll say this
Mhm.
about Joe. He did a great fucking job marketing himself.
Yeah.
Like the fact that his theme song was like the number one
Number
song
one
on
yeah.
iTunes in multiple countries was insane. Clash at the Castle. Y'all hear about the story about he bought billboards all around it with just his face on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like that's genius.
Genius.
That is
Yeah,
fucking
it's so
genius.
smart.
How often is WWE going to hold a pay-per-view in Scotland? So that means all of Scotland's going to be there. So that they're all going to see these billboards. He's marketing the hell out of himself. He did a great job of it. I feel your pick, Kyle. I definitely feel your pick there. But was that everybody? I ain't want to cut nobody else off on that. Was that everybody?
It's all good. Just got to rub it in because the Lions got to put it all together now.
Somebody brought up Roxanne Perez, and that made me want to bring up the ESPN's Pro Wrestling Awards, right? They gave Women's Wrestler of the Year to Roxanne Perez and Toni Storm, a tie.
Okay.
Not mad at that.
I can see that.
Yeah, hold on.
No, Roxanne Perez is her. That's
Y'all
her.
really saying Roxanne Perez had as good of a year?
You got to
as,
watch more Roxanne Perez, Danny.
I watch
Yeah,
her all
without
the
a
time.
doubt.
No,
I watch her.
no.
Listen, I watch her all the time. Y'all know I watch her matches. I watch every single one of them. She has pretty good matches. Those promos, though.
Her
Come
promos got better in 2024 too, though.
Cap.
A lot better.
The only good promo she
She-
had this year, in my opinion, is the one with CM Punk. And Punk carried that.
I would say it was more of her stuff towards like the end of the year, like the stuff that she's tried to put out as far as like when she's talking about why she's the face of the NXT women's division and like
Bro, it's
why.
the same thing every time.
But I mean, she's been.
No
you
one
mean
can touch
is
me.
she not though right
I
now?
beat everyone in that locker room.
Is she
You
right?
gotta- you
Do
gotta
it
think of-
again.
You gotta think
Music
about.
hits.
You gotta think about
That's
it like
it.
this though. She's until they just signed obviously Stephanie Vaquer and Julia. Like she's working with a lot of green talent. She's wheeling out good
Right.
to great matches with girls who have never fucking wrestled before. Like
This is true,
until
too.
they got into the PC and got into NXT. And she works like as young as she is. She's what 22, 21 years
And
old.
that's why I know
Bell
she's
for
gonna
bell,
be incredible.
She's
She's working like a vet. She's
better
doing-
than like
I got
a lot of the girls.
And that's the
She
thing
is a
about
vet.
NXT.
She's younger.
We
She's younger than
forget-
most of the girls. Is she going against?
We
I
forget
got
that
a
NXT is still developmental. So
Right.
she
That's facts.
Speaking of breakout in NXT, why nobody ain't picked Trick Williams for their breakout this year?
Because I thought he broke out more last year.
I did too.
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
felt
he's
like he
done
really
enough
broke out.
solo work. We've had Trick on Attitude Era. Like every match, most of his matches, to me, it seemed like it's a triple threat. It's a gimmick. It's this Trick really hasn't stood on his own to me personally. So
Trick ain't really tricking.
Trick is popular as hell, but he's still, you can tell in the ring, he's still
He's
young.
green.
Trick has
Trick-
fallen into that lane where a lot of wrestlers fall into it, and sometimes your entrance and your aura can be better than you are. Again, we can.
But hold up, hold up.
We mentioned Joe Hendry, but Joe Hendry can wrestle. But also think about the Bobby Roodes of the world. Like Trick has fallen to a very dangerous place. So it depends on what he does next. So
It gives me a little bit of that Jay Cargo, a little bit. Like
That's tough.
when I watch his matches, I'm like, he's kind of green. His finisher is
The
doo doo.
random stray to
His-
Jade is wild.
His best matches have been with people who are really good wrestlers too, and that's
Right.
kind of where I was like, maybe he is good. Like I think he wrestled Dragunov last year, and it was a really good match.
Good
but
match.
then again, Ilya Dragunov is like
Dragunov is an amazing
one of the
worker.
best in-ring
Yeah.
wrestlers in the world, right? But then I watched him and Ethan Page, and I didn't like their match work, man.
I
That shit
think the issue with Trick is that they made him champ. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of
More than
expectations
once.
with champ.
more than
Like
once.
when you make somebody champ, it's not just necessarily about your development. It's about how are you when we put you in the ring with other talent.
To
And it's
develop
like you
other
have to
people.
put certain talent in there with Trick for him to look great. And I think that's the knock on him because it's like we expected Trick to go to the stratosphere,
Ethan Page.
but he's not ready for that in the ring. So we're kind of like penalizing him for it. And I think it's a little unfair
It
because I
is.
think that's
It is.
kind of on WWE that they
Yeah.
did that. Like I was
Oh, yeah,
never
for
really
sure.
for Trick winning the title.
And that's why I
Like
said
it's winning the title, but not keep it for long. Like
Yeah.
like how like Kevin Nash said, the babyface gets the title, you take it away from him. They should have did that with Trick immediately.
That's why
in
Ethan
my
Page
opinion.
should still be champion right now.
And that's
Yep,
why.
yep.
And that's
So
why. And that's why I said not for a shot, but a little bit of Jade in there because I think Jade aura is big, but her aura is so big, you keep forgetting that she's still green in the ring. So then when she get all that promo and entrance and all that stuff, you got to go to the ring afterwards. And then when you go to the ring, you
At
like
some point, you got to ring the bell.
you got to go to the ring.
Mhm.
And that's the only thing. That's my only disconnect with Trick. The I like that and all that stuff. But then his finisher is god awful. I'm sorry.
He do need a new finisher.
I don't. What is that? A tiger knee? What is that? It is
Tiger
so
knee is
bad.
crazy.
It's a T trigger.
It's a bad finisher.
But
It's a Tigger.
but
Oh wait,
do
before we
y'all-
move, Before we do move on, Sol Ruka, also another incredible.
She
star.
did dope, and she's got a badass finisher.
Sure
Oh, yeah.
does. It's incredible. I just wanted to give her a shout out before.
Amazing.
As far as the ESPN Women's Wrestler of the Year, it's tied Roxanne and Tony. Do y'all agree with that?
Yeah.
I don't think it's a tie.
I think
Coming from
I think Liv
ESPN,
Morgan needs to have some fucking respect put on her name for the women's this year, because from where she was at before Mania and the way she came out and said that she was going to be where she's at now, and
What'd you
then I said Liv needs to have some
Liv.
fucking
Liv.
respect put on her
Facts.
name.
Facts.
I mean, I'm not trying to just be like, oh, it's because it's WWE. I'm just saying purely for the fact that headed into WrestleMania where she was, to how she said she was going to take everything from Rhea Ripley. Literally took this chick's dude, fucking took the belt, won the crown jewel shit, like had the belt for a while now. Like, I mean,
I think somebody at ESPN asked their little brother, "Give me two wrestlers, one from AEW, one from WWE."
Yeah,
And
I don't like Liv Run. To be real with you.
Who you got, Robbie?
I don't like Liv Run.
What? No, we gonna talk about that, Shaw.
Yeah,
Hold
we
on.
get
Go
to it.
ahead.
What's
Go
up?
ahead.
I don't
I
like
can see
Liv
where
Run.
Kyle's coming from too, because I remember after WrestleMania, I was listening into Busted Open, and this is when Liv
that's
was-
where I got that from. But
Yeah, exactly. Like as he was saying, like she did everything she did, and that she promised she was gonna do. She was gonna come back, go be a champion, and she did that, and then she did even more than that too. Character-wise, it's awesome.
that shit with her and Dom when she took him off Rhea's hands, dude,
Yeah.
that shit was cold blooded.
I don't like
It
Liv
was dope.
Run.
It was a dope moment.
Run
This
kinda
is
cool.
her best year of her. Best year of her career, no question.
Oh yeah,
Like, zero question.
easily.
But
I
you
will
also
agree it
look
was
at-
her best. I would agree that was her best year. Well, this is her best year, but I just don't like. I'm not.
I don't like the fact that she's only
She
wrestling.
just hasn't
in
wrestled enough for me.
And it could
Like
be
I
me-
feel like she hasn't had a lot of quality feud. Like
Our quality
the
wins.
time Rhea was gone too, they didn't even like associate any little feuds in the middle of it or whatnot too. So
Right.
It was
she's
her
kind
and
of, and that's
Zelina
a
Vega.
Mhm.
Here's my thing with Liv Run.
yeah.
It kind of gives me a JBL feel. With the
Huh?
run. Yeah, that's why I said it. It
Okay.
gives
Where
me-
you going?
Hold on, let him
I
cook.
need you to
Explain
explain
that.
this.
Hold on, let him cook.
I'm interested
Ain't
to
on
hear
fire
this.
yet. Hold up.
It gives me a SmackDown JBL run. She got her cabinet. She is in a lot. She wins a lot, and I can't think of one match she won clean. It's always some gimmick, some break in, a bodyguard, a boyfriend.
That's heel shit.
I was gonna say she's a heel.
Okay,
That's
Roman
Yeah.
Reigns did the same thing.
old school
yeah, but it's a lot of
Roman also didn't wrestle good all season.
Roman cooked a lot of people too. Roman did some heel stuff, but Roman cooked a lot of people.
But she ain't. Hold up, but she's not a 6'3" fucking Samoan.
Right.
She's 5'3" in heel.
Not to mention her whole gimmick is that she's been stealing shit from people, so she's having her boyfriend do her dirty work.
So her whole run is going to be chicken run. Her
I'm
whole
not
run-
saying the whole thing should be that way. I'm just saying she's a heel, though.
Okay, but I get that. But so tell me, what part of her run was not on no JBL stuff? Where she just it wasn't no something happened in the
But
match.
that's every
They had
heel.
they
Every
had
heel with a
Dominique,
That's
stable.
the Rock right
Dominique,
now.
they had Dominique in a cage match. What's name came out. This person did this. I'm not saying it gives me a little bit of JBL on SmackDown. When I watch JBL SmackDown, I'm like, dang, this dude has
That's
been for a long
that's
time.
just heel stable work right there.
I
That's
understand.
a heel with a
Yeah.
stable. That's
Bruh,
that's
you
the
can't
same
like
thing.
it.
Yeah, you don't heal it up
Even
like
the full
you don't heal it
Warriors
up.
do
Maybe
that
they'll have some
shit.
fire matches.
Basically,
Every
yeah.
match though, every match.
Yeah, if you a
No.
heel, yeah.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing, Shaw. Here's the thing. They kicked Rhea out of the Judgment Day, and Liv has been a better heel than possibly
Exactly.
Rhea Ripley, and she doesn't get credit for that though. Like
That's
that's part of it too, because Rhea Ripley is a huge star. So
Right.
and to be able to replace her
She
in the
took
Judgment Day and to
everything
do
from
it
her.
seamlessly, I mean,
And take it over, too.
It's easy
Right.
for her to be a better, it's
yeah.
easy for her to be a
Like
better
how-
heel than Rhea, because Rhea really is not really a heel. Even when she was a heel, people still liked her. So
They
she's
can't have no choice. She got ass.
yeah, she's exactly. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly. They see them cheeks. They're like, man, I can't do that. I can't
Fair
really do
dudes,
that.
I can't.
Them intrusive thoughts came out, bro.
They see
Goddamn.
That's show guys.
If you say she had like a Miz type run, cool. JBL,
JBL is a reachy reach, boy.
She
I ain't gonna
is-
hold you.
I feel like Miz was worse than JBL's. I wouldn't do it like that. Miz run
I
was
mean,
worse.
JBL had a badass run if you really
Yeah,
think
Miz,
about it.
yeah, Miz run was
I'm talking about
way.
overall with the
JBL was
crew
cooking,
and
man.
being a
Yeah,
heel, and you know,
He
JBL
had
run,
people ready to shoot his ass because he.
JBL run,
JBL
JBL run was
cooking.
JBL run was
El
decent.
Paso,
The
Texas.
Miz run was JBL run was decent. The Miz run was terrible.
Man, Miz is one
This
of the
dude
greatest
won a main
Intercontinental
event.
champions of all time.
Miz
Don't
won a main
Miz is
event
disrespect
a
at
that man.
WrestleMania off
two-time
somebody
Triple
else.
Crown champion. So
Talk that shit.
I like how
Miz
throughout
is
all
one of
And
the
to do that
ones.
from the real world, whether I liked everything he did or not, I have to give respect where it's due because I
No Miz
never thought
slander.
this motherfucker was going to last that long.
Nah, he grind.
Now-
He's a Hall of Famer.
All
But
right,
his run was
Can't argue that.
hey, and that's gonna piss a lot of people off,
a
Robbie.
lot of people, bro, including
People that don't know
JBL.
what the fuck they're talking about.
JBL.
Even yeah.
Dude, maybe I heard him just say on a podcast like last week that Miz had a Hall of Fame run, though.
Hey, what? Let me ask y'all this.
Yeah, he did.
What-
JBL did.
Somebody
agree
else
with
just
that.
said that. What classifies the Miz as a two-time Triple Crowner?
He's
'Cause he won all the
titles
belts.
twice.
Okay, it ain't been, hold on, wait, whoa. It ain't nobody else won all the
Okay.
belts won twice.
I mean, there's other Triple Crown champions, but this is the
Not
Miz
twice,
we're talking
though.
about.
How?
Is he
What do you mean not
Yeah,
twice?
not twice. Yeah, not
Because
twice.
he's won the United States title.
Not all of them.
He's won
got
all of
tag
them
titles.
twice.
And
He-
he's
Yeah.
got the WWE
Nobody
title.
else ain't won all the belts
He didn't
twice.
Grand Slam.
Nobody.
2-time Grand Slam.
not your goat.
A triple crowner with tag
Not your
team mid card heavyweight. So Shawn
Well,
Michaels,
he's a two-time Grand
Michaels-
Slam.
a
Yeah, that's what
Grand
I'm saying.
Slam. Okay,
He's a two-time Grand Slam. Won all them bitches twice.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean,
He's
my
a
first
two-time
WrestleMania was 27, and he headlined it with John
I'm
Cena.
at-
So
Facts.
I'm gonna have to look this up, bro.
Look it up.
I know some.
While you looking that up, we'll talk about the men's wrestler of the year. See if we can all agree on this. ESPN said Gunther.
Mr. Beat Your
Oh,
Ass.
that's.
Oh, I'm not mad at that at all, but I feel like
I
it.
agree.
Oh shit, I feel so.
Gunther had a good year.
Just
man.
because
Gunther had a good
I
year.
agree with that. I agree with that 100%, and I feel like I'm like doing the stereotypical here, but because of how long they've drugged that story out, how big it got, I'm gonna piss Danny off a lot. But I feel like, dude, it's with the money that was made, dude. I feel like Cody had his year this year, bro. Don't get me wrong. Now, before I say that, I want to preface this with saying I love.
Kyle had to leave.
Oh damn! You see this? You see this shit? Wow! You're a hoe ass motherfucker, bro. Look here, don't be mad. The next time I see you, whether it's at WrestleMania or wherever, I'll bring you blonde hair dye just for you.
I'll tell you what. I'm willing to make a bet. So, I'm willing to
Uh-oh.
make a Cody bet where I will wear a Cody shirt to an event if something. So if you can come up
Will
with
you
a bet,
sing the song lyric for lyric when he comes out?
I will, and I'll
Okay.
record it. I'll film it.
He
I'll
lying
sing
his
the
ass
song
off.
word
I
for word.
don't believe him. Don't believe him, people.
You know
Don't
what?
worry, I might not be at the Rumble, but I'll for sure
I'll
be
say
in Vegas.
this.
So
If the bet is big enough, I'll dye my hair blonde.
Or what we betting, bro? Put something up.
Vaughn, do you believe him? I don't.
I'll do it.
I don't believe him.
I'll do it.
I don't.
I'm telling you.
Y'all don't understand the hatred for Cody with this man is
Y'all
real.
come up.
He
if y'all
will
come up with
get.
a
He will
decent
get to the
enough-
point. He hates Cody so much that if you make a bet
Listen.
with him, he will say "fuck you" and your belt and fuck Cody.
I
I
wouldn't
know
do
that.
that.
I don't believe
I
this.
keep my word. I keep my word. I'm putting my word on the line right now. If y'all can come up with a bet big enough, something to me, something to make it worth it now, then yeah, I'll dye my hair blonde. I'll do it for WrestleMania since we're gonna be in Vegas. I'll dye my hair blonde. I will wear a Cody shirt. I will wear multiple Cody shirts that whole week I'm in Vegas.
he
All
said
Cody
multiple.
shirts.
All
Cody.
Cody shirts.
All Cody shirts. Okay.
All Cody shirts.
You gotta come up with something.
I will wear a Cody shirt to Wale Mania.
I was just about to say you got to wear one to one.
I'm telling you,
Hey yo.
I'll do it.
And you
Figure
are
it out.
DJ Danny Ocean, so at one of your events, you have to perform Cody's song. First verse.
Oh shit!
That's
Look,
the main
now.
drop too. It can't be like
Hold
the
on
intro.
And call him
That'd
the
be
wrestler
crazy.
of the year too.
Y'all going too far now.
I gotta play the song for the wrestler of the year real quick.
You're going too far now.
You gotta transition from like some New Jack Swing into Cody Rhodes. That's what I need you to do.
I had this fire blend with Kingdom and Meek Mill Dreams and Nightmares for Philly.
I heard
last
that,
year.
yeah,
It was hard. But yeah, if the bet is big enough, you come up with a decent enough bet, and we can both agree on it. I will do that for WrestleMania week.
I'm gonna take this to Attitude Era. See what we could come up
I'm
with.
serious. I'll be there. I'll be in Vegas from the 16th through the 21st. I will have Cody shirts every day. I will have blonde locks.
Oh
I
man,
don't know nobody who I dislike as much as you dislike Cody.
But
For-
I'm a man of my word. So if it's something worth it, I know Cody's not gonna win it or lose at WrestleMania.
Danny, real quick,
Or
what
at,
what
Royal
is the
Rumble.
Cody hate about? Real quick.
Nobody's that fucking nice, bro. Nobody.
I don't know, man. I met the dude when he was doing his run with Ring of
I'm
Honor.
telling
Met him again here now, and the guy was.
When
But
he gets home,
he's playing the
when
whole.
he gets home,
he's-
I promise you, when
heel.
he get to the crib, he kicked the
kicked
shit
out
out of
somebody.
Pharaoh.
Bruh,
He just
Wow.
kicked Pharaoh for no
Cody-
reason.
Cody is a nice.
I think he's a heel inside, bro. Like
Cody
he was a heel
is-
back in the day. I think it's the whole Homeland.
I think he's a
He's
heel
kinda
too, but
human.
this shit.
He's
I'm
gonna have to
telling you.
turn heel eventually, but right now he's the top. What they say, white meat baby.
White
The
meat
white
babyface.
meat
On
of
TV.
baby faces.
On
That's
Yeah.
him.
TV.
That's him.
Nobody's that nice in real life, and I
I'm
hate it.
telling you,
I
bruh,
hate it.
I went to an
I
event.
didn't see
I went to an event. This man.
I'm gonna get
said-
Cody to give you a cameo for your birthday.
Hell yeah. That's
A drop for DJ Danny Ocean like this.
I'm Cody Rhodes. My best friend, DJ Danny Ocean.
I
went
don't
to
like
an
the
event.
fact.
He stayed out
From
there
one
so
nice
long
guy to
signing
another nice
autographs
guy.
and kissing babies that the producers had to come get him.
Oh, he is tweaking. Gerard, he talking about getting the Cody neck tattoo.
Yeah, he
No,
tweak. Yeah,
come
he-
on now.
No.
You-
Come on, we'll get you a
Nah,
press
that's
on, bro.
that's
I
too
know you can
far
buy
back,
those
bro.
on
I wouldn't
WWE
want-
Shop.
I wouldn't want you to have to do that, bro. I feel bad that he
Maybe
has
not a
that
real
tattoo.
one, but I'll get you the press on one.
I'll do a fake one. I'll do a temporary one.
Nah,
I'll be full on Cody.
what's
Oh,
that?
you
Nah, I'd
gotta
rather
be
guys have
whatever
blonde.
it is, whatever you wear on like to Wale Mania, you gotta be super nice the entire night, like over the top nice. Like if somebody walking in,
I'm gonna be backstage for this, so I'll make
Y'all
sure.
doing too much
or
now.
like this.
Somebody
Y'all
with a
doing-
plane
y'all doing
lane, you
too
gotta be
much
nice.
You
now.
to the
gotta,
Uber
you
driver.
gotta,
be
You gotta be nice.
you gotta
to the
start
person
off
after I get your order
every
wrong.
time you DJ. So what do you guys want to talk about?
That's awesome.
Come on, man.
What do you guys wanna
can wear the
hear?
shirt, but you just gotta be.
Do you want to talk about the greatest men's wrestler of 2024?
Man.
Oh shoot,
Cody did have.
And
Cody
anytime
had-
anybody
going
asks you
hard.
anything, the answer is Cody Rhodes.
Cody
Cody
Rhodes.
did have a good year though. He had a
It's
good
the American Nightmare.
He did.
Y'all
Who do you
doing a
think's
lot
gonna win?
now. Y'all doing a lot.
He had a
I'm
good
just
year.
asking you to be nice.
Come on, Danny. He had a
I
good
don't
year.
feel like you standing on business.
Nah, he had a great year.
And you got to do the
Going
Cody
into
Rhodes
Mania
dance for the
and
ring
then-
doorbell.
Title run.
Get a couple drinks in him and do the Cody Rhodes deal for the ring doorbell.
Man. Yo, I'm like I said though, I'm serious. I'm definitely willing to go full Cody fan
Okay.
on the right bit. Now, moving forward. So y'all don't agree. Kyle don't agree with Gunther as men's wrestler of the year. I agree.
All right.
Oh, I have no problem. I mean, if it wasn't him, Gunther's a great pick. I only just think Cody is only because of the fact of the overall length of how
The
long they've
fucking
had that
8-year-olds,
story.
that's
Him
why.
getting his shit, him finally getting the thing. You just said that you're a big storyline guy, and now you're bitching because they
That
they
ain't story. That
fulfilled-
ain't no story.
What do you mean it was 2 years long? What the fuck do you mean?
That ain't storytelling.
Long-term storytelling.
That's bullshit.
That's fucking.
That is.
I mean, okay,
It's
I don't know,
fucking
man.
cap
For me-
is
for
what
me-
it is.
Now,
For me personally, man,
Danny, I
guess
wish I
just
knew
like
you when I was
watching
in
a lot of
Texas, dog.
in the ring shit, bro. I can't say no one had a better year than Ospreay this year, man. It's
I
just
agree.
hard for me to say that, bro.
Ospreay.
All the matches he had, bro. Like anytime he step in the ring, it's a 5-star match. Like
They stress Danny the fuck out with that shit, boy.
I was about to say, I see you down here in the
They
back.
stress Danny the fuck out, boy. Hey,
Fuck Cody Rhodes.
Ospreay is a good pick.
Oh, dog, I'm gonna change that to his ringtone every time that motherfucker calls me now.
But I like Ospreay as a pick
Come
because
on,
of what you
man.
said. Ospreay in ring, nobody's really touching him this year.
honestly, you got to agree with ESPN because, like, look what
Oh,
Gunther
shit.
was able to do already with that World Heavyweight Championship. The Workman's title is right there, and what he's been able to do with that title already, coming off the longest reigning Intercontinental Championship reign of all time. There's no.
Bro, dude, Gunther's a G. I'm not mad at that pick at all.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all this real
Nobody's
quick.
mad at it.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about Gunther, before we move forward to the next winner, do y'all see Gunther having that title as long as he had the Intercontinental Championship?
No.
No.
Nah.
I don't think at this point people were bitching that Roman Reigns was a champion as long as he was.
I don't think they give a fuck about that, though.
No, I honestly think now at this point in time, we're never going to see anybody really hold a title for at least more than a year and a half.
I'm cool with the long title reigns, but the thing that gets mixed in it is when you have these long title reigns, sometimes you get into a feud and you can already know the other person is not winning.
Yeah.
And that can kind of stain your title run when you get into it. So long as you get the feuds at where a point where you're like, oh, he might lose this one or something like that, you still good. But if you're in every feud and after a while you're like, I think he's going to win. I think he's going to win. I
just think
never.
I think he's losing.
Come on off WWE. They could take that belt off him quick and give it to CM Punk and Seth Rollins for WrestleMania.
It's two things with that. One, we don't know what the SmackDown roster is going to be after this Netflix split.
Yeah.
So you're going to need something there. And two, Roman's title reign is what's making Cody's not so good.
Facts.
In those 4 years, think about all the
And
talent
because Cody
Roman
sucks.
went through and all the talent that's not there anymore that would have been there for Cody. So,
But they all went to AEW.
Hey, he is a fucking hater, bro.
Yeah, Bob, you heard it too, right?
That shit came from the
Crazy, man.
He said, that sucks.
I didn't do nothing.
Cody gonna see you, dog.
Bro, he just Cody
Hey,
Rhodes is
listen,
having your
I would love to have
I
Cody.
need Cody to give you a crossroads on the Wale stage at WrestleMania,
Cody's
and I'll
having
record it.
He's having your prototypical white meat baby face title run.
Don't
He's
you
walking around
It's
completely.
He's walking around in suits. He's doing interviews. He's kissing babies and hugging people. He's just doing
He has to, because that step up to Roman was
But he's going to be a
so
dickhead
big.
of a heel whenever he gets there.
and I can't wait for it.
Exactly.
I can't wait for it, bro.
But you gotta let
cannot
people
wait.
get tired of the. You gotta let people get tired of the baby face.
I'll
And
be
they're
honest
not
with
tired of him yet.
you.
They're not tired
The
of him.
reason
He's over
right
it.
now that I don't fuck with Roman Reigns is because he teamed with the Op. Like, come on, Solo is the real tribal. That's a whole other conversation.
Solo, man. Solo is holding Jacob Fatu's spot.
I love
Shut
you,
the fuck up.
Solo.
Roman said, "Look, bro, I've been trying to be a babyface for the longest. I'm taking this opportunity. Who y'all want me to tag with?
Tag with the big Op. Come on, man.
They did that stupid junk at the stadium. What was
Hold
that?
on. Wait a minute. Hold on. That shit was fire, dude.
That was, I ain't gonna hold
That
you.
was hard. That was hard. That was
That
hard.
was
It's fire, bro. What do you mean?
We need more of those.
No,
honestly.
remember he
And especially with the history of the fact that Roman and our Detroit guy Megatron played there too, bro. I'm with it. Let's go.
When in the history of civilization, they're like, "Hey, Danny, hey, bro, I think we need to talk." Then, all right, yo, meet me at the football field at 11 o'clock.
Didn't you watch Friday Night Lights?
hold on.
I'm gonna pull up with all these cars, and you pull up in your speedy sports car.
You never seen Money Talks when they was gonna get the diamonds?
Boy, you got a ghost in your house.
Shit,
bro.
even at Four Brothers, bro, you got to play football on Sunday, dog.
The Y6 over there.
Why is
tagging
Fix over
Robbie.
there for Robbie, bro?
We need to have,
Hey, man.
you know what? We need to have a talk. All right, bet. Let's meet up at Atlanta Stadium at 6 o'clock. All right, bet. And then
Georgia Tech.
Like, yo,
Security
what
be
is
like,
this?
hey, what
Hold
y'all
up,
doing?
hold up. We're not gonna bring. I hate this because we're not gonna bring realism into wrestling.
It's
Mae
not-
Young gave birth to a fucking hand.
That
All right,
happened.
this is just
That
what happens
happened.
in this shit. This shit is goofy. All
But
right.
all right. So
I would expect Mae Young to have a hand. She was 100 years
who
old.
expects anybody to have a hand?
You see,
If dude,
All right,
who
hold on.
expects- what-
Off the
Go ahead.
rails.
Go ahead.
Fast forward. Tag team of the year.
Damn, I don't get my damn. That's
Faxium.
You just
No, who
like
did
skipping
who did
everybody,
have?
don't you?
Y'all niggas got to
All
speak
right,
up.
I agree with the Gunther thing, but yo, I gotta give some respect to Seth Rollins here. Hold on now, because look,
Wow.
if you look at the year that he just had, you talk about Drew McIntyre finding himself. Hey, you tag team partner in that was Seth Rollins. You talk about the prestige that Gunther has to carry over with that title, that came from Seth Rollins. You won't even want to talk about the Bloodline, who's probably the most pivotal piece to Cody Rhodes winning that championship with Roman Reigns seeing Seth Rollins in the ring and him saying, fuck winning, I'm going to hit him with the chair like he hit me. it was Seth Rollins. I got to give like an honorable mention to Seth Rollins, man. I don't
He's
think he
definitely
really gets
been
the credit
the
that he
Iron
deserves.
Man of the
I
year.
respect
He's
that.
definitely been the Iron Man for sure.
He's been Iron Man in WWE for a few years. Honestly, he's carrying that shit on his back for a while, quite a while.
Fast.
Um,
Tag
tag
team.
team of the year. ESPN said Fraxium.
Fraxium. Easily.
Y'all agree with that?
Let me run this one first because I'm about to have to hop out of here in a second. Because if I don't move this Christmas tree, I'm going to probably get thrown out the window with the tree. But with that said, I don't know, man. I'm gonna take a out the box pick because we saw the new titles come out for WWE, like which I think all of us can agree that we like those better than the red and blue ones. At least I do. But
there wasn't anybody that had like the crazy long reign.
but if I gotta pick one, I'm gonna go with ABC, bro. Shout out to Chris Bay.
Okay, I'm
That's
not
a good
mad at
one.
that. That's
I
actually a
like
really
that
good
pick.
pick. I'm not mad at that.
They had a long run. The shit they did with the Hardys and the way they built the whole story with that shit was dope until what happened when they were here in Detroit. But shit happens. But as far as overall runs in a year, I think they had 2 runs with the belt this year too, and they were both like substantial runs too. And with the matches they had, I pick ABC.
I'm not mad at that. I'm actually not mad at that at all.
There's another one that I'll give a mention to as well. I think Jade and Bianca had a pretty good tag team title reign, especially with women's tag wrestling not being a hot commodity. They tried to
They tried their
hold the
best.
fort
I will
down.
give them that. They did try their best. I will give them that. I give them. They
A
tried.
for effort.
Niggas handed out.
I call them hot tag
Award.
strength spots.
This-
That's what you're gonna
Hey,
get.
the second reign, but I think it's Fraxium, man. Just it's the same thing. Like they just had a lot of banger matches. It's been a weak year for tag team wrestling this year, though. I will say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It seemed like they
I
were
agree
putting
with that.
emphasis back on it at one
Which-
point. They were whole little tag team vignettes playing out through SmackDown. Is when DIY first won the tag team titles.
Mhm.
I thought they were bringing tag team wrestling back, but
It's not a
I was
bad
wrong.
one either, too.
That DIY's not. If it was me, I mean, I guess I'm a generic watcher. I'm going with the Young Bucks. They
Yeah,
had
that's what I was about to say.
they had a
That's
good
a good one, too.
they had a good year. They had a good gimmick change. They did a whole bunch of Young Bucks stupid
Oh, yeah, you're
goofy
right.
stuff,
You're
and
right.
they had good matches. They
EVP.
know they bread and butter. Sometimes if you're a wrestler, you know your bread and butter. You just stick with it.
Yeah.
And
Young Bucks
also-
know theirs. They had the EV. They during the matches. They changing rules mid matches, doing stuff like they was wilding.
That was good heel shit. They played
Yeah,
that
they-
EVP shit well. I did like that.
I'm
But
gonna throw this on top of Izzy too. Forever in professional wrestling history, the people we know to retire Sting is the Young Bucks because they're the ones who
This is true,
beat
too.
Sting and Darby Allin.
they
That's
did,
fair.
yeah. Not
And that
wrong.
means Sting. If you want to talk out of the wrestling thing, that means Sting was like, I trust these guys with my final match.
That's true too. I mean, they're incredible. Don't get me wrong, but as far as 2024 went, Fraxium did not miss. I hated them being thrown
see why they
together.
picked them,
I
yeah.
absolutely hated them being thrown together. But they consistently have 5-star matches. They have those matches where you think they're gonna lose. This one had a solo match. He got his ass whooped. He's coming in injured. They're gonna lose. Then they put on a banger and come out win anyway. You know,
That's crazy, Danny. I thought you were gonna say R-Truth and the Miz.
that's big cat.
Oh, nah.
Big shout out to R-Truth though, man. That's
Okay,
the
you can say
homie.
that was the most entertaining tag team.
No, it wasn't.
I hated them, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That tag team, bro.
The R-Truth
I mean, shit. At least no one pick Finn and JD.
No,
Well, you got to
They
defend the
just did
titles to
defend
win,
it.
no,
don't you?
man. I think they had 3 matches. They had 3 matches, and what's name was notorious for getting whooped. JD.
JD, yeah.
JD always
JD always
gets
gets
his
He
ass
gets
whooped.
whooped
They'll beat
all.
the shit out of JD and some
If
of
you
these-
got any babyface in the ring, JD is taking that finish.
That's just because it's not Jordan Devlin. If it was Jordan Devlin, then it'd be a
Yo,
problem.
he was so fire in NXT UK, bro.
His finish is still fire.
Incredible. Yeah, the
Jordan
Devlin
Devlin
side.
and Prince Devitt is a little different.
Facts. Exactly. Anybody have anybody different?
I got Fraxium.
Oh God. Debut of the year.
Ooh,
ESPN
Yeah.
said Big Jacob.
I'm with that 100%.
Yeah, you can't mess with that. You can't mess with that.
You talk about somebody coming in and having an instant impact.
Yeah, and
In
if
a
you
year's time, if he doesn't have some kind of title, I'd be shocked.
and if you say he
I'm not
won,
mad
if
at
you
that.
say he won, shoot, what's the other Tonga brother? Not the Boo Boo one, but the other one.
Tonga.
Yeah,
Tonga Loa.
yeah, nah, the oldest one, the older. No, which one? Not which one? Don't suck.
Tonga.
Because they names in reverse, bro. I be getting confused. They was one name first.
I forgot that Tonga Loa used to be in WWE as the guy with fucking Unico and shit back in the day.
Yeah.
Suck in too.
The one that doesn't suck is funny.
I'm not bad, but yeah, he had a good. But yeah, him.
Hey,
I mean,
he's definitely the better of the two.
The bloodline. I mean, bro, dude, the boys between him and Jacob, they don't even talk, bro. They asked the boy. They had a mic. They said, "What you got to say?" He said, "Yeah." Crowd went crazy. Yeah. Crowd went crazy. They asked, "What's his name? What you got to say?" I love you. So the boys got over not talking, just doing random stuff. So I mean,
and he debuted here in Detroit, so that gets some points.
Respect.
And they could both cut promos good as shit too, though. That's the crazy thing.
Jacob be talking that shit. Yo, Jacob a little bit too hood. He might be a little bit too hood.
But he told that dude that it's about his mama.
And the Tonga dude, he be tripping too.
This man was live on SmackDown. I can't remember who he was fighting. He said it's Big Blood. I said, yo.
Yeah,
he forgot where you was at.
Some people got to keep away from the mic. You like, nah, we just gonna get them catchphrases. They let them get on the mic. They gonna say some bull.
Dude, he's one of the coolest people you'll ever meet too. Oos is the guy.
What's up,
Jacob Fatu is essentially like what New Jack would have been like in WWE if you gave him a mic. Jacob Fatu is on that level of New Jack promo stuff.
Rest New Jack. So, can you imagine New Jack wrestling right now?
No.
Hell no.
No.
Especially with how big Deathmatch got now, he'd probably been like cutting somebody's fingers off.
He'd definitely be in GCW.
Wrestling
without
too
a doubt.
politically correct now, bro. That
He'll be wilding.
He'd be in prison.
Not in these times.
Does everybody agree on Jacob though?
Yeah, Jacob definitely.
Yeah, he's a hard out for a lot of people, man. I mean, Brian Breaker, honorable mention, but Jacob had instant
Brian
impact.
Breaker, a good mention too. Yeah.
I mean, if it tells you his debut, well, he washed Cody Rhodes,
out the gate,
Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Dolo,
by himself.
Dolo, no help.
And the fact
Dolo
with
no.
Jacob, if y'all know, because it did it on SmackDown Friday night too. All these people that line up across the ring from him, the crowd goes crazy. Just for the stare down. Braun Strowman, when he stared down with Braun Breaker on Raw that time. It's somebody, Roman. He still ain't had the fade with Roman yet.
And the I Love You solo is catching on too.
Facts.
That's starting to become a thing.
I can't wait to buy I Love You solo shirt.
Not to mention how he managed to hit that fucking moonsault to the table and shit
Crazy,
like that.
Bro.
Crazy.
Being that big and comes out on that stage and says, fuck it, I'll do it all.
And I got one more. It wasn't a debut, but Bronson Reed.
Bronson Reed. Oh my God. He had an incredible year. Incredible year.
And Jacob can sell, bro. I be actually thinking, bro, hurt.
Yeah.
Like when I be like, yo, he hurt.
What's
like,
up, Ronnie?
And then what I was gonna say about Jacob too, like it's not just debut of the year, but that was what the debut everybody was looking forward to. The day that Jacob Fatu was signed in WWE, everybody was going like, when is he coming? When is he gonna be on SmackDown? When is he gonna start annihilating? And that's what it was too. The buzz that generated when he was signed by default was going to make him debut in a year, no matter what, depending on what they were going to do.
And the way he,
bro, I ain't gonna hold you.
Solo.
When we were in Philly, bro, we ran into him at the Talent Hotel, and I had met him previously, like here in Detroit and shit like that. When he came up and he was in the all black with the sweater and shit, and then the slacks, I'm like, oh shit, he's fucking somebody up this weekend.
Bullshit.
Like the first thing I thought was like, oh, he's fucking somebody up this weekend.
The thing that made Jacob really work in WWE, like we had him on Attitude Era Podcast, right? Before he signed. The thing that made him really work, he took it serious. He dropped like 40 pounds, got in crazy shape, and when he showed up, Like
for sure.
He knew he had like one big shot. He took it serious, he locked in, and It pays. Same thing with Gunther. Gunther got in great
Yeah.
shape.
Watch out for Zilla though.
When wrestlers start taking themselves serious and getting in that shape, you know something's happening for him. But yeah, Jacob easily, I don't think you could argue that.
So next up, Breakthrough Wrestler of the Year, they had Swerve Strickland.
Isn't that the same as Breakout Star?
No, Breakthrough that was debut for Jacob, was debut of the year.
No, but I'm saying, isn't that the same as the Breakout Star? Isn't the Breakthrough and the Breakout the same thing?
We were talking Breakout Star.
Yeah, that was just Danny.
This is their.
I guess Breakthrough, you had to go through something. Yeah. He went through something. I don't know.
Don't call the Shockmaster.
But yeah, I think
somebody that went and broke the
But yeah, I do think Swerve probably had the biggest year as far as the come up. I can agree with that.
I can't see
Yeah,
it. I
that's
can't
fair.
think of anything to debate that.
Yeah. Best promo artist. Best promos, they gave it to Drew McIntyre.
I ain't mad at that.
Drew
I'm not
McIntyre
really
was on
mad at
Twitter
that.
beefing
I'm not
with
mad at
like,
that.
He had a good dance partner, man. And CM Punk,
that's true
so.
too. It is true.
But the thing about it is,
I like Hangman a lot too, though, man. He had some, like that one promo backstage where he was saying that he went into my fucking house, like going on Swerve and all that.
Gunther had some fire too. Now
Gunther stepped it up a lot with his promo game too.
Gunther was doing like straight like 1930 Germany race baiting. It was like, you people don't deserve to be.
Call that man street trash.
I was like,
what's up, Robbie?
I got another one too, and that is Jon Moxley. What Jon Moxley was able to do this year was so Jake Robert-esque. We talk about it every Wednesday when it comes to what Moxley was able to cut. What Moxley was able to do this year as well was he kept making us think of who is behind all of this. Why are you doing this? When are we going to reveal this? And it's just all been bone chilling, and it's like, Mox, are you back on drugs again, or what's happening?
I like the Moxley shout a lot too. I think a lot of his little the vignettes that he does backstage, where it's just him and Shafir holding the briefcase and all the speaking.
When are we going to see Marina Shafir kill somebody? That's what I want to know.
Shit was. I'm popped when Switchblade hit the Blade Runner on her yesterday.
But I'll say, as far as Drew goes, his promos, the way he used social media too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Being it became the whole story around Drew was not accepting responsibility or holding himself accountable for his losses. You know, it's everybody else's fault. You know, he played that character so well. He made himself an asshole.
His own family got involved in it. You remember his family was flipping off the arena and shit?
Right, that's what I'm saying. And if everybody else's fault but his, and he played that character so well. Again, talking shit to fans on Twitter, having to tweet and delete because some of the shit he's saying is so wild. I fuck with this
Jack Perry post. Him and Jack Perry had the picture together. It was crazy.
The t-shirts with the memes and shit like that. The funeral, CM Punk's WrestleMania hopes and all that shit.
It's y'all's fault, and I'm using a car window. Fuck Jack Perry. But with that, appreciate y'all having me, dog. I gotta dip out on this one, dude.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Y'all make sure y'all go tap in with Knockouts and 3 Counts. They're on all streaming platforms as well: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and all that.
Bodyslam.net and Millions. Make sure you check that out, or come check me running my mouth about some fights. Hopefully this time they don't get blood on my suit. But until next time, and in between time, I'll be back on 3NT Wrestling. Appreciate y'all.
I appreciate you.
All right.
Take it easy, man.
Yeah.
Next up, they had Match of the Year.
Hey, not to throw it back, go back, but just a little mention for promo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, bro, we gotta stop sleeping on Christian promo work this year.
That's true. That's a great shout.
Christian was really wild. Danny, you might not remember. Christian was wilding this year.
No, he was. He definitely was. At some point with his stuff with me, it's like, all right, bro.
He got over a dead dad gimmick.
I don't think he got it over.
Dude, he would be cutting a promo and he'd be like, you got a dad. And he'll stop and the crowd be like, oh yeah, we know where this is going. Like this dude, he be wild. And the way he was doing Luchasaurus, changed his name to Kill Switch, had him win the briefcase and give it to him. telling people that's his kids.
It was
Like
a good heel. It was a good heel this year for
he
sure.
He
was
adopted
cutting
Nick
crazy
Wayne.
promos.
He adopted Nick Wayne.
Yeah.
Sure.
Bad. Yeah.
Fuck wrong with Christian, dog? Something actually fucking
He
wrong
got
with him.
my-
bro.
Bruh, Christian was
You got
wild.
Mama Wayne to fall in line too.
He'll say something. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, you know." And
The armless turtleneck should get you 5 years mandatory. in prison.
armless, the sleeveless turtleneck, bro, with some jeans, bro, out just wrestling.
This is
It's
sick,
like,
man.
and knowing Chris, you know, like he intentionally put that bull on, like just a sleeveless.
This will
turtleneck.
piss him off.
Yeah, like go out there and to all you
All right.
people with fathers, and then just sit back and just he cooked this year. But go ahead,
All right,
Danny.
so going forward, the next award they gave out, match of the year, they gave it to Bryan Danielson versus Will Ospreay in AEW Dynasty. How y'all feel
That
about
was
it?
solid.
Yes. I mean,
Nah,
yeah,
I fully agree with that shit.
that's one of the greatest
I
matches
agree.
I've ever seen, man. That shit was incredible.
That might have been one of the best matches in the last 5 years, to be honest with
If you did,
I'm not gonna lie to you.
that's gonna make the decade list.
I
I mean,
can't
that shit's crazy.
I can't dispute that. That was
Now,
that was
I will say this: a real honorable mention for that would have to be that Punk Drew Hell in a Cell match.
Cell match.
Yeah.
Got to,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
And
That was
then
the last
also,
incredible.
if you want to go there too, Roman versus Cody at Mania. You also had
Yeah.
Danny ain't putting
Kyle
that
Fletcher, Will Ospreay.
And ain't
as
doing
well.
that.
ain't putting that shit on there.
Are you do Hangman? Are you do Hangman and Swerve? When
Yup.
did Hangman?
Blood
And,
Cage.
That was 23.
no. I'm talking the cage match.
One this year. Where he put the syringe in his mouth.
Yeah.
that was corny. That was corny.
That was
I
a
like
bit
that
much.
shit. That was fire. That's what
And
we
you
need.
also can make the argument too for Bryan Danielson and Moxley and Danielson and Swerve as well.
Yeah, you're right about
You
that.
could also put 5 other Osprey matches up there if you want
That's
to.
facts too.
Are you
Ospreay and Josh Alexander.
Yeah.
Ospreay Takeshita.
the triple
Yeah.
threat match with Takeshita, Ospreay, and
I think this year was such a good year for wrestling that
Yeah.
anything that was within top 10 could have been match of the year.
It's a lot
It
of
was
big
just such a
arguments for that.
hard selection.
Matter of fact, one of y'all put me on a match. I watched it one time. It was Mike Bailey versus somebody in TNA. That was so fucking crazy.
Ali.
Trey Miguel.
No, it wasn't Trey Miguel. It was like early part of the year.
This before we went to DPW. Shout out DPW too.
Shout out DPW. Not, I think it was before then. I don't remember, but Mike, I would his contract with TNA. He left TNA, as I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he's going to AEW.
I'm perfectly fine with that. I need to see more of him on my TV for sure. 110%.
He-
Mike Bailey's a fucking
Speedball is nice.
Yeah, he is.
crazy.
He is really good.
Next up, they had best pay-per-view of the year, WrestleMania 40.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
wait,
such
hold
a
on, hold on.
cop-out answer though.
We did a big. It is a cop out answer, but we did a big exclusion from debuts. I know this isn't an official debut, but Jordan Grace debuting in WWE.
That was
Jordan
fire.
Grace had a good year too.
Jordan
That was
Grace had an
awesome.
incredible year. I just wanted to put her out there because I actually thought that was like
Hey,
big.
don't forget her
That was big.
contract is up right before the Royal Rumble. Her
Mhm.
TNA contract is, so I
Mhm.
think she's officially becoming a WWE star in 2025.
Yeah.
She'll be in the Alpha Academy. Ivy now.
Just in time to win an Intercontinental Championship.
That'd be
Fire.
fun.
That would be fire. But yeah, WrestleMania 40 pay-per-view of the year. How y'all feel about it? Y'all agree? Disagree?
I mean, it's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like, what can you
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
hard to top WrestleMania. That's what they build to
I mean-
every year.
Mania 40 was special this year too. Like both
was.
nights were electric.
Yeah,
Both main events.
Yeah, and plus,
Yeah,
I want to
40
remind you, as somebody that was from Philadelphia, lived an hour away from Philadelphia, that was the first WrestleMania in Philly since WrestleMania 15.
Oh wow. Holy shit. 25 years.
It was
later.
that long.
There are a lot of good matches
I will
too.
say this. I don't know how it translated on TV, but in the venue in Lincoln Financial Field, that crowd was loud as fuck all night. Like both nights, like that crowd was fucking electric, bro. Like
Which is so weird because they try to play, like, everybody
crazy.
tried to play it off as the night one was quiet the whole time.
Yeah, it's about the
negative.
weather.
Yeah, no.
No, it was cold as fuck. Don't get me wrong, because I
was.
started not to even go back for night 2. It was that cold.
Mm.
But,
Michael Cole was saying had a lot on the commentary.
man, it was freezing out there, bro. I had on a long sleeve
Pennsylvania
t-shirt,
for you.
a
It was five
sweatshirt, and
cold weather
a
during
hoodie
that
on it.
time.
Cold as fuck still, bro. Face was numb.
Speaking of
dead ass
Mania,
saw
how
it.
how how do y'all feel about the 2-night thing because I read Royal Rumble might be going to 2 nights. How do we feel about that?
I am not okay with that.
I don't like it.
I'm
I
okay
think
with WrestleMania. I'm okay with SummerSlam.
I
We're
read that they're
talking
gonna do
about
the top. They're gonna do the top 4.
top 5, include Money in the Bank too.
Money in the Bank
That's
will be
crazy.
tonight too.
We don't need it.
We don't
We don't
need
need
it.
it. I only
Hell,
think
we don't need the 3-hour SmackDown we about
No.
to get.
How
So
do we
only
complain?
think-
Like people complain about AEW pay-per-views being 7 hours long or whatever, but then we'll go to 2 6-hour pay-per-views back to back.
If you make the
hey,
pay-per-view,
2 6-hour pay-per-views and only 5 matches.
if you make them like
Yeah,
for the Royal Rumble,
That's
if
some
you
real
make
shit.
them both, like 2 or 3 hours each, and like
Well,
night 1 had the women's
Rumble
night
makes sense
10.
because the Rumble match itself is over an hour long.
Yeah, so if you do
Yeah.
that and you have like in Money in the Bank, you can do the same thing. Night 1 women's, night 2 men, WrestleMania.
Mhm.
As far as Survivor Series and SummerSlam, I'm not really sure how you
SummerSlam I'm okay with too, because SummerSlam at this point is just as big as WrestleMania.
Yeah, that'll be.
I mean, the only thing would be left would be Survivor Series.
That's pointless too.
Yeah.
Money in the
Yeah.
Bank is pointless too.
I honestly
to be
think
honest
if you keep it at Mania and maybe SummerSlam, it's fine there.
that's good.
You
I think
stop
it's
losing your nostalgia for your 2
Yeah.
nights though. If you put
Bro,
it on
that shit is
everything.
tiresome.
It
Like,
can
It's
be.
a long night.
It can
Especially
be.
if you're not from that city and you got to
Yeah.
move around.
Yeah, if you cut it down to 3 hours, you good, but you kind of lose your nostalgia too, because people look.
Yeah.
If you got that 2-night event once out the year, now you can prep, get your body ready, and stuff like that. But if it's a reoccurring thing, it's gonna start feeling like a job.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Like the way I feel about it is it kind of. I feel like it's kind of WWE putting unnecessary pressure on themselves to do something like that. Because
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
gonna have 2 nights, you have to build enough storylines for us to care to tune in for both nights.
Yeah.
See,
So I don't know if
gotta
this
cut
is.
out-
situation.
They
That's
gotta
a-
I don't
cut
know
the
if-
fat.
Like Robbie said,
Because
it's
Right,
the
so-
last pay-per-view was like an hour and 30 minutes of promo and only an hour 20 minutes of wrestling. They got to cut the fat.
yeah. And I read that they're gonna take their big Backlash, No Way Outs, and all them. They're gonna do in different other places outside of the U.S. That's their plan going forward.
Yeah.
All of
that
it's a
makes
money.
sense.
All of it is a money
We've
thing,
kinda
really.
seen that.
Yeah, it's a money thing for sure.
When you,
Yeah, I just thought I'd ask because them 2 nights is
That's
That's
a
tonight.
lot,
Yeah.
man.
I really don't think we need it. I think it dilutes the product a bit.
I don't think we need it either.
I know we definitely need night 2 of WrestleMania. this
Mania,
year,
yes.
Yeah, Mania, because everything's on the
WrestleMania
line.
night 2 this year is on 420 in Vegas, and I'm gonna be never mind.
What you gonna be doing then?
Hey, I need to put you in touch with the Godfather while you're there.
I'm gonna be
You can really
enjoying
have
the
a-
show. That's all
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
okay,
doing.
good. Just
you
making
can do
sure.
all that you want in Vegas.
I'm not in Vegas
man.
right
You're
now.
not in Vegas.
Demonetized, so I understand.
So, hey, I do gotta drop off, fellas, man. It is getting late on my behalf. I
No,
gotta
I feel you, bro.
do some
We're
shit
about to
real
wrap
quick.
it up here in a minute, but I definitely appreciate you coming up. My man Shad Talks Graps. Make sure y'all tune in to Wrestling Republic. They live regularly. Make sure y'all go follow them on all social media platforms and all that. Anything you want to say to the people before you go, bro?
Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all having me on the show. This shit was a lot of fucking fun. Yeah, man, follow Wrestling Republic on Instagram, Twitter. Follow me, Shad Talks Graps. And yeah, man, hopefully we collab more, do some more
most
work. We'll have
definitely.
you on our shit too, man.
Oh, whenever you're ready, bro. Whenever you're ready.
For sure. All right, man, y'all be easy.
All right, do
Yeah,
the same,
have a
bro.
good one, bro.
All right, yeah, we're gonna write this thing up here in a second anyway. But best feud storyline of the year is the last award from ESPN. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre.
Without a
What
doubt.
y'all think?
You think
Easy.
that was easy?
Easy.
Yeah,
I
easy.
don't think it's. I don't know. if
Over,
that's easy.
over. I know. I agree with the Pit, but over. I don't think it's easy over Swerve and Hangman.
Yeah, I don't think it's easy.
Yeah.
I think it's Samantha Irvin and Ricochet versus everybody.
Poor Samantha.
Samantha
Irvin.
was wilding after she quit.
Yeah, she did start wilding. She jumped right into. She became. I was like, dang, Samantha heel too.
heel out the gate. But
Well,
I like the
Everybody was
reason I
mad
like
for her.
the reason I like Drew and Punk over Hangman and Swerve is because again they told this story with only one person there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This
Drew
man was
told this
injured.
story. Yeah.
Drew,
Cameos.
while Drew was having matches, these incredible rivalries with Seth Rollins and other people throughout it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like they were still able to tell that story. And then when Punk
Just little
started,
bits and pieces. That,
exactly. And when Punk started coming to the point where he's getting closer to clear, he's making appearances, it's building it up even more. Beating him up, hitting him with the garage door and shit. And, you know, they played it up so perfectly. And the perfect ending was that Hell in a Cell match, bro.
And it was a good, and he
Perfect
ended with a
ending.
good match.
Damn toolbox.
Oof. Yo, I was at Bad Blood, matter of fact. Again, shout out WWE for the credentials for that. But when he hit him with the toolbox and you saw his head fly back, we saw the blood immediately just fly back. And then that spot where he went for the Claymore and hit the
Good
steps.
God. Woo. Wicked. That was a wicked spot.
Bro, it was, everybody cringed at that shit. Like, that shit looked so painful, bro. Oh my God.
It's two people that grew on me this year, man. One was
that?
Solo Sikoa,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one was CM Punk. When
I love
CM
you,
Punk
Solo.
came back, I was like, man, I was one of those people. Like, people love him for everything but wrestling. Like, he talks good, but the guy's a heater, man. And I was invested in that. Him and Drew, like he turned me this year. Like, he won me over as a fan, really. And I don't argue that.
So funny of how much of the IWC wanted to see his downfall.
Yeah.
Everybody was coming in saying, "Oh, he's now going to start shit over in WWE. His career is over now after everything with Jack Perry." Ever since he came back to WWE, we haven't heard anything. We haven't heard anything that's been breaking, and it's so funny too because they wanted to also see him get injured. Like, I've seen multiple comments going, "I hope CM Punk gets injured. I hope this happens to him. I hope WWE
Ironically,
fires him."
the
It's so
injury
weird.
is what got the Drew feud going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It was a blessing in disguise because honestly,
I think
Cody-
injury is what got Cody over as a super babyface too.
Yes.
yeah, and because if you guys remember, there was original plan for Punk to main event Mania this year if he didn't get injured.
Punk was supposed to win the Rumble, right?
He was supposed to win. Cody was an audible.
Which makes sense. I mean, you know what the crazy thing is, when you talk about the injury, he gets injured, and then the narrative for months, at least from what I saw, like with the wrestling community, is that he's fragile. You know, he can't do X, Y, Z. Yeah, and then he comes back in one of the most brutal matches of the year.
And even watching that match, I'm like, I hope he don't get injured.
And he took a
I ain't gonna
month
lie
off
to
after
you.
that motherfucker too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. That shit. I would have took. I know how long I would have needed off after that bitch.
He sat down before he left the ring. I was like, I'm going home.
Yeah, right.
He just didn't want to go to Saudi Arabia. That's all.
Valid too. I feel.
I mean, but he just came, when he came back, he's been. I don't know if he's doing it just to prove a point. I don't know if he just didn't clash well with certain people in AEW and it made it. You know, because some people just ain't made to get along with everybody. You know what I'm saying? But his work since he came back, even he got me invested in him and his Seth feud. I can't tell you what they feuding about other than Seth just
they made you have 2 world titles, tag titles, Intercontinental, US. They made a bracelet.
Yeah,
they made the
most
that's why I give it to him.
Thing
That's why I give it to him over Swerve Page.
Yeah,
the boys was fighting over a bracelet,
and it worked.
It worked.
Exactly. That's what's crazy about it. But yeah, that's a wrap for the ESPN awards. We're gonna wrap this thing up in a second. A couple more things before we get out of here. First and foremost, I do want to let the people know right now, January 6th, we will be doing a live watch along for the Raw on Netflix debut. We're gonna be live at 7:30 p.m. Watch it. If you're tuning in, you're watching it. We're gonna be watching along, comment, knowing that you come chop it up with us throughout the whole thing. There's gonna be good vibes over here, of course.
Where were you on January 6th? You were watching Raw with 3NT.
You'll have an excuse this year.
Yes, you will. You'll have an excuse this year.
All I have to do is jump in the chat. But that's like I said, January 6th. We're going live starting at 7:30. We're
fire.
I had it on the agenda to talk about predictions for it, but we're running pretty long already, so we're gonna go ahead and skip that. We got a show this coming Sunday anyway, our regular 3NT wrestling show. We'll be live next Sunday, right back here in Dirt Sheet Radio. But I do want to close out 2 things. One, start thinking about it. You know, we got to get them top 5s. Your personal top 5 moments in 2024 in wrestling. So think about that for a little bit. But I do want to ask y'all, what do you want to see in wrestling in 2025? What's one thing or one person you want to see come up? a championship you want to change hands, something you want to see introduced, a return, anything. What do y'all want to see in 2025?
I'm gonna give you my boring answer before I let y'all go. Honestly, I just want to see the continued progression of where wrestling is, bro. I've had so much fun just enjoying AEW and WWE as a fan. That usually, bro, like, you know how we make all these predictions about stuff that we don't think is happening. I think those days are kind of like seem like they're disappearing. So now there's a whole wonder of what's to come. Like when you look at the partnership between WWE and TNA and how they could branch off in that and bring other stars into the company and stuff otherwise. Bro, I'm just excited to be a wrestling fan. Now y'all can give y'all analytical takes. I just want to get mine
Shout
out
out
the way.
to Jared. He wants to see Heel Cena in 2025.
Heel Cena.
I'm not mad
Keep-
at
It's
it.
it's
Keep hope alive, brother.
I got two things. One, I want the companies to start telling you why these people matter. Motor City Machine Guns came in, won titles, lost them, and nobody knew why they mattered.
I get what you're
AEW
saying.
brings in some of the best talent in the world. You don't know what Switchblade did in New Japan. You don't know why Ospreay is the best wrestler in the
I
world.
get what
Like,
you're
give
saying.
the people, a little more of a
Is it
background, which I
is it
want to
because they
see.
can't break the wall of, you know what I'm saying?
It's broke.
'Cause, you know, remember they used to say Vince McMahon acted like other
Oh,
companies.
that don't exist no more,
That shit is
brother.
broke. That shit
So they-
fell, bro.
So they might as well get that off. I agree.
Even with the companies they did Forbidden Door. You can tell why Okada is Okada. He's damn near the John Cena in New Japan. Like, give
Right.
the people a
Yeah.
reason to know these people. The second thing I want to see is, like, wrestling fans be tripping sometimes.
That is fact.
Like,
Yeah.
wrestling fans are toxic. Like, I try my best to stay out of the comments over Attitude Era, but I don't. Like, it's okay to like this and like that and
Boy,
and not like this and like that, but just enjoy the
let me
program
tell
and
you,
enjoy it. Just enjoy. I want to see wrestling fans enjoy the wrestling more,
the
even though we
dirt,
had a great year.
the
Yeah, if you
dirt
like
sheet
wrestling, you
radio
like wrestling.
comments, the dirt sheet radio comments sometimes, man. It's like
It's
you
just
come in there
sad.
with an opinion on something. Fuck you. Your opinion is trash. I don't want to hear that shit. My idea is better than yours,
Or
and
you
you
don't know,
suck.
or you don't know wrestling. People love to tell you don't know wrestling.
Your mother
Like,
raised a
fam,
loser.
like,
Like
fam,
it's bad.
yeah,
It's
that's all I
pretty
want to
toxic.
see.
I agree with that. What you got, Robbie? What you want to see in 2025?
For me, for 2025, I just want to see CM Punk main event WrestleMania 41.
I think he took mine.
It's time to
Mine
finally
too.
pull the trigger. Makes Punk and Seth main event of either night 1, night 2. It don't matter. It's time for Punk to finally get that main event at WrestleMania.
Well,
So, Robbie, I got a question for you real quick. Do
Mhm.
you, because we mentioned the risk of injury with Punk, do you keep him on ice or do you have him active going up into Mania?
What I would do is obviously have him be at the Royal Rumble, but have him on ice. At this point, Punk is now at a stage where he's a fucking draw. You don't need him there every single week to
Yeah.
just cut a promo. At that point, you can just keep him going and go to major events. Probably have him on Elimination Chamber just for promoting a WrestleMania match. But do not have him wrestle until it is time for that big match. Because why?
The injury, yeah, risk.
Yeah, and Punk is at
Injury
that,
risk,
and
yeah.
Punk is at that point now where Punk might can kick a baby, and the fans might start chanting CM Punk at this point.
It's
Like,
the baby's fault.
Bruh, no matter what Punk do, like, because if you listen, if you really listen to like Seth and like Drew's stories,
bro.
Yo, Seth
First
got
and
a
foremost,
valid
Seth got
point,
a
bro.
great point.
Yeah.
Seth has a very valid point. Why CM
Like,
Punk's an
bro, you
asshole?
left here and said, fuck that place.
yeah, when you
Now
really
you back.
you really listen to Seth and Drew Cook, like CM Punk's really not a good person.
He's not.
But
He's
bro,
not.
they'd be like, CM Punk came in the house, he kicked my dog, he held me at gunpoint. The fans would
It's
start
like, well,
chanting,
what did you do?
CM Punk.
Right, he didn't do that for no reason.
It's over.
Like,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
so I mean, at that point, like I said, and it's nothing against Gunther, but I remember a while
Mac
ago.
was good.
Jericho and HBK, they had a rivalry, and the rivalry was cooking so bad that they told, I forgot who was the champion at the time, but they was like, hey, bro, we gonna need that belt for this rivalry. And they had Jericho sneak in at the match at the last minute and win it just so the boys can fight over it.
Yeah.
I would hate to see that happen to Gunther, but if they needed that belt on Seth, or CM Punk to get them that main event spot, I'm here for it.
But the thing about it is, this rivalry is it's same thing. I feel like Drew and Punk could have headlined a Mania with no title involved, but it's the same type of heat and anger between them two. Like the story is there where they could just main event the match without a title.
Well, when you get to Mania, you got, when I think of Mania, I think of maybe 5 people: Cody, The Rock, Roman, CM Punk, and Seth.
Go ahead, my bad.
So now my mind would think, okay, how can I put these guys in a main event? So the easy answer would be a triple threat with The Rock, Cody, and Roman, and a one-on-one.
Well,
and the triple threat will protect The Rock so he don't get gassed or hurt or something like that. And you can let Seth and
Booking Mania 41 is not going to be easy.
2 things.
No, not at all.
2 things.
Not at all.
One, right now they're saying The Rock actually may not be at Mania now because he has Moana live action reshoots. So he may not be a situation, but it could just be a throw him off the trail type deal.
Yeah,
there's that. But they're saying that this favor that Paul Heyman owes CM Punk is Punk versus Roman in the main event at WrestleMania. That's the rumor.
Yeah, but then you would have to take the title off Cody or somebody.
Again, no title needs to be involved.
You think just what? You think just a match? What would they fight for?
They could main event night 1. It don't got to be night 2.
We just said McIntyre and Punk fought over bracelet. Solo and Roman fought over the Ula Fala. It's something they could. Paul Heyman on the pole.
Paul Heyman on the pole, man. See who was better.
I would love to see how they would come up with that. I wouldn't be mad at it though.
But this is the other match that they're saying is supposed to be main event and probably night 2 is Cody defending his title against Cena.
And Cena, the only way I want that to work, if Cena turn heel and wins.
Cena got to come out and punch a kid.
He got to turn heel.
Honestly,
the thing about it. Go ahead, Malik.
Either one of them could turn heel, and that shit be fire.
That's what
if Cody, at this point, like how Danny said, like Danny and us, we've all said about this Homelander shit. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if he just start flipping out, and John Cena's the one to catch it, like, hey.
That'd be great.
Think about this.
We're talking about the same guy that threw out a fan in Ring of Honor for calling his wife hot.
Yeah,
here's the thing. Like,
think about this. Think about this. Cena, this is his last WrestleMania. This is his last year, period, in WWE. They're not going to boo this motherfucker. They're going to boo the shit out of Cody.
Well, Chicago, maybe.
Chicago.
I think Cena at that point. I think Cena at that point now where he can't get booed either.
Like that Kobe farewell tour.
And I got a name real quick. I know we're moving on.
Who you got?
Randy Orton.
Cody and Randy. I'm okay with that too, but I need that Kevin Owens Randy match at
because they got legacy.
Yeah, I want to see.
Legacy. They got a little history there.
I want to see Kevin Owens and Randy.
Because I feel like that's why they got Randy injured right now, is to take him out the picture for a while so he's still fresh for Mania. Because I'm pretty sure he's going to pop back up at the Rumble and take Kevin Owens out.
And look, and I'll keep it real with you. I don't matter if they ice all of them just to keep them preserved until Mania. If you're gonna keep them safe. You know, we got some.
Then we're gonna see Andrade and Carmelo for the next 3 months. Like,
I'm okay with that at WrestleMania. I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly fine with it.
We're gonna run the best out of 7.
The best out of 17.
Till Mania. But I mean, that's the whole thing I like about wrestling right now as a whole. They took that whole junk of making it predictable. It's out the window. Like, bro, you don't know what they're gonna do.
Right.
I mean, there's so many ways you can go. Hell, I mean, here's another one. You can have.
Did we credit Triple H for that?
Yes.
I think we can because he is the chief content. Like, he's the head of content.
The only reason why I give it to him
at the end of the day,
he cooked the NXT. He cooked the NXT and he took it to the main stage. Here's another one. Like, I bet y'all. How about CM Punk and The Rock at Mania?
I'm good on that. But
if you do that, you're skipping a big.
I don't know. I'm kind of with Shad on that. I like that too.
I'm gonna tell you
what.
I
said when he come back, he's coming for Cody.
So I thought about the other day.
Right before Punk left, who was the
I know that. I get that. But think about this though, because this was actually on my mind the other day. Cena versus The Rock at WrestleMania. I know we had that match twice already, but now these two are the biggest movie stars in the world. Imagine the press that would get.
Yeah, that's
And that
true.
would be a
I'll
prestigious
give that.
because
Yeah.
you know they said that they originally pitched Logan Paul versus Cena and they turned it down because Logan Paul ain't a big of a
Draw.
not necessarily being a big draw, but see, this is Cena's last WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The only reason why I don't know about that is because who's going to carry the match? That's the.
Cena could still. Cena can still go, bro.
He couldn't go.
Mind you,
He
don't
gonna-
forget, Cena cut all that movie shit out. He's been in the ring.
Yeah,
He's
but
getting
Cena's
trained
training
for this
here,
last
yeah.
year right now.
Cena best matches are with top tier wrestlers.
I feel like that's unfair. I don't know about that because Cena been put on some matches with some
Yeah, but
okay to good guy.
all Cena great matches
Umaga.
were with
Umaga
really
put on.
all
Good,
Cena great matches were with really, really good wrestlers.
he put on a good match with the Miz.
No,
That's
he didn't.
facts. He
He
did.
did. That's a good match.
While the
What?
Miz was unconscious.
That
Yes.
was not a good match.
That was
And
a
The
great
Rock got
match.
involved in that. So
I was
That was
watching
a
that
good
kid.
match.
That was fun.
That was not a good match.
Okay.
And the Miz won off the Rock's finisher. That was not a good match.
What I got to do with Cena?
It's not a good match. That's what it got to do
It got
with.
nothing to do with John Cena. That's
Storytelling
booking.
wise,
It
that's
has
what
to-
led us
it
to
has
Cena and
to-
Rock the next year.
Hey, I'm gonna run back to this comment real quick. Listen said in 2025 she wants to break up the Street Profits and give them a mid-card title or give them one last tag title run. I do want to
just do
see
a
a lot
tag
more from the Street Profits in 2025.
I just don't want one of them to be the Marty Jannetty. That's the only thing. And what
You know, at first I used to
Dawkins.
think that
it would be Dawkins, but Dawkins can cook.
Dawkins stepped it up so fucking much, bro.
Yeah, and I think he's a better promo than what's the name?
Montez.
Montez
Montez
got-
has got he
Montez got
borderline
He got that Nickelodeon about him. Something real
a little bit of that
Nickelodeon.
ricochet in him.
Yeah, he got that. Oh wow, kind of junk with him. Where you really don't want to take him serious. You know how like Kevin Hart said, how Nickelodeon kids is. Oh my God, he did a flip.
I like what they doing with them right now because them boys not talking
When they
much.
was
Like, I
on
don't know if y'all
Friday,
saw SmackDown,
yes. Yeah.
but they not talking. It's like, oh, word,
They
all
about
right,
that
what's up?
action.
Let's fight.
Matter of fact, his
yeah.
catchphrase now is "say less."
Yeah,
That's what he said like 3 times. Say less. And they go whoop the boys' ass.
I hope they get it.
Mhm.
I can see the tag team division stepping up a little. I think they're loading the tag team up. And I know everything now is like that long-term title jump, but we do need a hot potato title. And I feel like the hot potato title should be the tag team division, where you could get a chance to get all these tag teams to be able to cook.
It would
You know what I'm
make
saying?
you care about tag team wrestling again if we see more. Because I mean, Judgment Day had the titles for months. They had like 3-4 matches.
3 matches, bro. 3 matches, bro. They had the titles for 100 days. 3 matches.
Last
So I
time-
mean,
oh, go ahead.
you can see like Grayson Waller and what's name cook. You get your chance to see the Street Profits cook. You see DIY cook. Everybody, Motor City Machine Guns. Everybody get a chance to cook. I mean, the title will have to be hot by hot potato. But if everybody can't have a title for a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the tag division's tough because the injury bug be killing the tag team
Yeah,
division.
one half of that tag get hurt, they out.
Yeah, you out.
That's facts. You're done for.
So
EJ.
Because I think of right now, it's like, dang, I want to see the Street Profits have a run. But dang, I want to see the New Day have a heel run. Dang, I kind of want to see what DIY going to do with this now that they heels. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, we only got 2 belts. What do you do? This gonna be a good year. I think this will be a good year for the tag division coming up.
Oh, I think it will. All right, well, time to close this thing out. Y'all know what we do before we get up out of here, though.
Top five.
It's time for that top 5 talk, people. We got to talk about the top 5 moments, your particular top 5 moments in wrestling in 2024. Who wants to go first? I'll go first if anybody got nothing.
Go ahead. I got a top 5, but go ahead.
All right, my top 5, I'm going to have to go with, there's no particular order. CM Punk and Drew in that Hell in a Cell is in my top 5 moments in general in wrestling. I will say Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman's rivalry is in my top 5 moments. They were fucking insane, bro. Bronson Reed became must-see TV. Anytime he appeared on TV, there was destruction, bro. Anybody he faced was like, so yeah. That is one of my top 5 moments. I'm gonna say Sting his retirement match. That was a top 5 moment for me, especially being able to experience it live. That was, bro, bucket list. That's 3. What else do I got here? I got quite a few, to be honest with you. The Rock in 2024, he was like his whole run again, beating the shit out of Cody backstage, talking shit to him, Mama Rhodes and all this and that. Like he was wilding, bro. The Rock was really wilding. Easily one of my biggest moments of 2024 was his return. I want to say that WrestleMania main event, I really do want to say that. I want to say it so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking have to. I'd be a hater if I didn't. I'd be a hater if I didn't.
Somebody screen record this. Might not happen again.
It will not
I'm
happen
deleting
again.
this. I'm deleting the shit out of this as soon as this stream is over.
Don't go J. Cole on us. Might delete later.
But nah, just that whole, again, the match itself was good, and then the nostalgia factor of having everybody run in like that back to back, hit their finishers, send the fans home happy. That was a moment. Did I want to see Cody win that championship?
Yes, you did.
Hell no.
Yeah, you did.
I believe he did.
He did.
I think he did, bro.
He did.
Danny a good person with a heart. I don't believe none of this shit.
I seen Danny hold the door open for 17 people in a row like this on the ground.
I'll do that. I'm a nice guy, but I'm not flying your family out to WrestleMania because you follow me on Twitter nice. That's fake. That's fake as hell.
He is.
But yeah, that was nice, that match itself, main event. And then again, they sent all the fans home happy, not all of them. But that was a moment.
It's all right, bro.
So that's my top 5 moments of 2020.
I got me 5. Number 1, NXT women. Women's wrestling this year, pretty good. Pretty good. Again, we talked about Toni Storm, the other companies, but with the NXT women doing down there developmental, I think the next batch of women that get called up, we already see with Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend they're gonna cook for real. Sticking with NXT, the crossover. We've never in our professional wrestling lives seen the crossover that we saw this year. We mentioned it earlier. The most over man in NXT was not even signed to NXT, which is Joe Hendry. So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more of the crossover in wrestling in all companies. The returns, Roman coming back, Cena, the farewell tour, which I'm excited about. I'm sad at the same time, but I'm excited about it. I think that's huge. I think we're not going to realize how big that really is until it's done, and we are like, damn, no more Cena. Like we really can't see you. We really can't.
Now you're gone.
It's not in-ring wrestling, but wrestling adjacent. What we did over on Attitude Era Podcast this year was, we interviewed Bret Hart, we did Vince Russo, we did Diamond Dallas Page, Jim Ross. Like, we had a great year with DNA, HP, Zeta Dropout, and Gamage over at Attitude Era Podcast. Unfortunately, we did the last interview with Sid Vicious before he passed away, which got the whole
it went viral.
Hall of Fame, Hall of Sid, you see it get into the Hall of Fame conversation going. We got picked up by WrestleMania and all these outlets. So we had a great year on Attitude Era Podcast, which I'm thankful for. And number 5, speaking of podcasts, I'm on 3NT, baby.
Let's go.
Hold on.
Wrestling was great this year. We had fun this year. And I'm looking forward to doing it next year. And that's my 5.
That's what's up. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother. All right, who wants next? Who got next?
I can go
next.
Go ahead, Robbie.
So for me, sitting at number 5 is something that nobody ever thought we were going to see. And that is JBL making his indie run.
Crazy.
That is Joe
crazy.
Hendry from hell. And seeing him show up in Game Changer Wrestling, also screwing over Effie, it's one of those things of we saw. I was like, I've seen online, like, does JBL need any money? Like, what's going on here? It's like something I never thought was going to be on my bingo card. And then number 4 is now me being blessed to come into the wrestling podcasting world as well, being with Dirt Sheet Radio. finally be able to express those opinions is definitely number 4 for me.
Yes, sir.
Number 3 for me would actually have to be Danielson and Moxley. The way they sent Danielson off after that match, after a really good match between the two as well, and then that possibility of that was probably Danielson's last match as a full-time wrestler.
Mhm.
Somebody who grew up watching Danielson. That was honestly a brutal way to do it, but I'm pretty sure Danielson was one of that. Number 2 for me was seeing The Rock come back to wrestle night 1 in that tag team match. And then finally, number 1 is Cody finishing his story. And that's also with tagline with how that match was, everybody coming on down, and then seeing Roman finally getting payback from Seth after all those years with the steel chair to the back. It was the best story I've seen in years with WWE.
I'm not mad at it.
Those are my
Not
top
mad at it.
Good.
Solid top 5.
All right, I will go ahead for Shaw goes ahead. All right, number 5 for me, I got Io Sky returning to Japan.
That's
I'm
what I
a
expected either.
huge
Marigold, right?
Marigold.
Yeah.
Man, I love Io Sky so much. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time, truly. And just seeing her go back, and the match itself is really good. I believe she went up against Utami. I think I'm right about that. But either way, big moment personally for me because I've been a fan of her for a very long time. 4, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Archie. Cena's retirement. Cena, like, since I might be one of the younger ones on the podcast, but Cena was everything that wrestling was when I was younger. It was just
It was
John.
for me too.
Yeah, John Cena was wrestling. If you was watching, John Cena was going to be on the show, and he was going to pin somebody in 7 minutes. That's what the fuck it was. And yeah, the fact that his career is coming to an end is insane. That's just not something that's supposed to happen. But him announcing his retirement run is a big moment. 3, I'm going with I got the chance to go up to DPW when they had their show in Raleigh earlier this year and seeing the Motor City Machine Guns wrestle live. I think changed my perspective on like wrestling. Truly, like they I have not seen wrestling that fluid or like perfectly done like ever in my life. I've never seen anybody pull off moves that perfectly. And
shout out to DPW.
Yeah, big shout out to DPW. Thank you, the DPW boys. But yeah, seeing the Motor City Machine Guns wrestle live. Number 2, along with that, seeing Will Ospreay wrestle live when we got the chance to go up. Thanks to AEW.
Shout out to AEW, man.
Yeah. I just, I been to a lot of live events, seen a lot of things. I've never seen a person like wrestle like a fucking video game character before. Like,
they did some wild shit in that match.
Insane shit that you shout out to Kyle Fletcher too. He put on another
jumping tombstone from the apron to the stairs.
Yeah,
come on, man.
What the fuck is that, man? That's just shit that you're not supposed to do. And number 1, the ascent of 3NT wrestling. Look, man, 3NT. It's been a good year. The boys started off on and had a good year, but I just need y'all to see next year. So
y'all ain't gonna believe some of the shit we got coming up, man. I'm telling you. Should I say something about the collab event we were talking about? Should I say something? No. Just
keep
wait.
it.
Okay,
Yeah, keep it a mystery.
I'm gonna wait.
Yeah.
I'm still mind blown by it because like these random ideas are like happening. You know what I'm saying? And like we got some crazy shit coming in 2025, man. I can't fucking wait.
I will tell y'all about some of the things off air. I'll tell y'all about some of the things I came up with for some of our other things.
I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, we're gonna be well represented in Indianapolis in a couple weeks for Royal Rumble. We will be in the building for that. WWE hit me up with some credentials and all that, so I'm going to Indianapolis in a couple weeks, y'all. I'm excited. I'm excited.
But yeah, that's my 5.
WWE.
What you got, Shad?
Let's see. Okay. This year was, let me just say this. This year for wrestling was one of the I can't think of. I'm a gamer. I don't know if any of y'all played a game like that. I played a game a lot. Not this year, but 2023 was a crazy year for video games. Like that I've seen in a long time. I say that to say this. This year for wrestling was one of the craziest years in wrestling that I have seen in a long time. Where I can actually say that everybody cooked this year. Whether you like this or you like that or you like this or you like that. The same thing I said at the beginning of the pod. You like the flippy stuff. You like story driven. You like promos. You like whatever you say, whatever you got it this year from every angle. So anything could have been a top 5 this year, from matches, promos, somebody turning on somebody. You know what I'm saying? But for me, my top 5 for this year moments, the way they retired Daniel Bryan, I didn't see that coming.
Wow.
I do know a lot of wrestlers like to go out, quote unquote, go out on their shield. Looking up, and they get the, you stand up and you wave to the crowd and you get the ovation as you walk. You make that final walk out. The Rock did it great. I mean, not The Rock. Stone Cold did it great with The Rock. Ric Flair did it, even though he retired 6 more times after that. But you just had good moments like that. I did not expect this dude to get smoked and then a bag put over his head. I did not see that coming at all. So that was like crazy. I was like, yo, what was that? My other one is Sting retiring. Just somebody who watched
always
Sting.
Been there.
Yeah, like from the time I watched wrestling until Sting has always been there. Always. When he went to, I've seen him. I didn't really get Surfer Sting. By the time I really got into wrestling, he was Crow Sting. But to see him Crow Sting, the TNA, the Joker Sting, the, I guess, WWE Sting, back to him, like, it's just,
happen.
But just to see somebody go, like, dang, man, this dude been wrestling for a long time.
Yo, speaking of Sting though, and that the different versions of him, it was so dope at Revolution when his sons came out dressed up.
It's just different Stings.
That was fire. That was fire.
Super dope.
Just so it's just that. Another one, my third one is the CM Punk Drew McIntyre feud as a whole. I think that showcased. I mean, if y'all ever watch Busted Open, Bully Ray always say, it's to get over, and the fact they got over some beads. And Drew McIntyre lost that match, but he still got over in the match. Everybody was a winner in that match. And it brought back the nostalgia. It brought back the nostalgia of a Hell in a Cell. It wasn't red. The lights wasn't dimmed. They didn't have to climb to the top. They didn't have to jump off through a tape. Like
violent.
It was a match, and it made me think like, dang, these dudes hate each other.
It was used for what it was supposed to be used for.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it just
perfect execution.
Hell in a Cell match.
My number,
probably Shawn Hunter.
My number two was the rise of Swerve Strickland. Like I said earlier, it's other people who had great years. Christian had a great year. Christian had a great year. Adam, what's the other Adam? Adam Page. Adam Page had a good year. Daniel Bryan had a good year. A lot of these dudes already been in positions or had positions to have good years or good runs. So the fact that Swerve took his ball and ran with it. Dude, I don't know if y'all realize how big Swerve is right now. When he first got to AEW, bro was in a tag team with Keith Lee.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so Swerve really cooked. And like Danny said, I guess moveset is a bad term. But his moveset is just the way he flew it with his moveset is just crazy. I mean, he'll hit you, come back, he'll roll back over, like cartwheel and all that. I'm like, yo, this dude, like he just his come up and winning that title and getting that bag and stuff like that. And like Bobby said, I don't even look at it like, dang, that's a black champion. I look at it like, dang, that's a good champion.
Swerve remind me of Booker T because Booker T had to earn everything he got.
Yeah.
Nothing was handed to Booker T. And Booker T is one of those guys I say earned everything. And Swerve earned it too.
And just like Booker T and Swerve, they don't have one of them gimmicks. And I'm really not trying to sound racy, but it's not too many black wrestlers who don't have a black gimmick. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. This is
Yeet.
why I need them to get Prince Nana up out of here, bro. It's ruining the whole Swerve thing for me. Like Swerve, like we look at him as a serious contender, a serious champion.
But
This hole guy behind him.
I just look at
with
him
all
like
this,
I just look at him like his crazy little brother, like the one.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it works, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's
You know what
it's
it
not.
is?
It's
It's
fun.
it's
I
Flavor
think it's
Flav.
fun.
Chuck D said the message was so
Chuck D and
hard.
Flavor Flav, yo.
He said the message was so hard you had to kind of give them something else that they'll look at. So
Yes, I mean,
Okay.
and then
Because if you look
That's fire.
at Swerve, bro, Swerve is a dark character with the
Yeah.
shit that he
Exactly.
the lengths that he's willing to go to. You kind of need Prince Nana there to kind of like keep Swerve like appealing to kids and shit like that.
Yeah.
Because if
Wild
not,
man.
Swerve is just wilding. Like,
yeah, and there's another
That's
thing. How many times have you heard Swerve say "Whose house"? Swerve. He don't. That's his gimmick.
Not
That's
as
his.
much.
Yeah.
He don't say it. If you ever looked at it, he don't say
But
it.
I'm saying, man, it takes a little away from that character to me.
Nah, I get exactly what you're saying, and I even told a couple of my boys, I'm like, dude, a lot of times, like, and it's like when you get past Bobby Lashley, I can only name a handful of black wrestlers when I see a gimmick, and I'm like, it's not a race-based gimmick. You know what I'm saying? You're not from Africa, Jamaica, or accent. You're dancing. You're doing this. You know, Zach from Power Rangers. He ain't just have regular karate. He had hip hop keto. You know what I'm saying? It's been going around. It's like this for years. But
and if
Swerve,
you ever talk to Swerve, he's a
Swerve-
very smart, articulate dude.
Oh yeah,
Swerve
for
just
sure.
Yes,
Swerve
I've
just
heard about a lot
Swerve.
of that.
He ain't throwing pancakes. He ain't playing no tuba. He ain't chanting stuff. He ain't gyrating and doing none
talk
of
that
stuff.
shit, Sean. Yeah,
heavy.
yeah,
Talk.
And
yeah.
to see him
Pop your
come
bottles and check
and
the
to see
rolling.
him
It's
do that,
crime time.
it gives you. It's like, dang, you know.
Yo,
and I haven't seen nobody like
Crime
that.
Time was wild, yo. That was so racist. Golly.
I haven't seen nobody like
Yeah.
that since. I
Niggas
haven't seen
was
nobody like that.
criminals.
Yeah, Crime Time was wild, bro.
They used to
It was
steal
wild.
from people, pick niggas' pockets. Come on, man.
I mean, and it's not just a black thing. You know, they had the Mexicools. You know what I'm saying?
They had the Mexicools driving down to the ring on
the
fucking
lawnmowers,
lawnmowers, bro.
bro.
Yeah, I told you.
They had Kai and Ty. We had some crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
but
man.
not to get off my last one.
Yeah.
My last one, super default, super generic, whatever. I mean, as a wrestling fan, just the WrestleMania and its whole this year. This was a good WrestleMania and a whole. I mean, you from the feuds, the storyline, the build up. Like I said, it's a 9.8. The only thing that would have made it a 10 if the glass would have broke instead of that dong going off. That's the only thing. If that glass would have shattered instead of, and I love Undertaker.
It's shattering next year. It's shattering next year.
I hope so.
If
it has to be because they're in Vegas next year. That's where Stone Cold resigns now. Isn't
That's
Nevada.
facts. This is
And
true.
it costs $1 million for nosebleed seats. You better get something.
Man, I looked at them prices. I said, man,
Bro, I'm telling you,
Never
get
feel
closer
me,
to the day of.
yeah, that's what I said. I said, man,
When I went to the when I went to Rumble in Tampa, like I said, I didn't have no ticket to the Rumble at all. I had no intentions on going. The tickets was too expensive. I looked up there; it was like $600 for the section I wanted to sit in. The day of, I go look at tickets. The exact same seat that I was looking at the whole time that was $600 was $90.
Oh yeah, I need that.
Cash out.
Okay, what's your app? And can you send me the link?
Just Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster.
Yeah, Ticketmaster. I do Ticketmaster.
That's where I met you at.
Exactly.
Battle Rumble.
At Battle
last year.
Rumble. That's
right
facts.
there. Yep. Battle
Yes,
Rumble
sir.
Tampa.
I'm looking forward to wrestling this year. I'm looking forward to potting with y'all. I'm looking forward to kicking it with y'all, talking wrestling, all that stuff. I mean, it's gonna be a good year for wrestling and whole.
Listen, man, it's gonna be a lot of dope stuff from TNT Wrestling in 2025. I've been laying the groundwork down. I'll be 100% honest. 100% honest. I have fasted through this year so hard because I had so much other shit going on, DJing with URL, my regular DJ shit, radio shit. I'm still learning there and trying to get adjusted to that. I've had a lot of stuff going on, and 3NT was there, and it's like my passion now. But for some odd reason, we still got invited to all these AEW events and WWE events and TNA events that we just weren't able to go to. I'm still so mad I missed that Hardy Boys interview. God damn it!
Relax.
I remember he said that, and I was trying.
It's because
you
a lot of times. A lot of times we think like the work is not being enough, but the people that need to see it, bro.
Exactly, and
You
that's
just
what I'm
gotta keep
learning.
doing the work. And I know we got another 5 to go, but I just want to extend the invite. Anytime anybody wants to slide through Attitude Era Podcast, just let me know.
Say less,
And
man.
anybody else, we get it on. So
I
Big
love
shout out to
talking.
the
I
Attitude
love
Era
talking wrestling,
podcast.
and
I'm
most of
telling you.
all, I love debating wrestling because Vince McMahon unified and brought peace to the world of wrestling.
Izzy loves crime time is all I'm hearing. But we
that
can go ahead and
document,
Izzy loves crime time.
Hey,
that was crazy.
I gotta take
That
a quick
documentary was
minute.
crazy.
A huge shout out to my man Johnny Dirt Sheet. He is the founder of Dirt Sheet Radio, the great Facebook page we're streaming on right now. But that man is the GOAT. You hear me? That man is the GOAT, and he should be getting those emails that I be getting. For some odd reason, I'm getting them instead of him, and I want to bring him along to every single fucking thing I'm able to do. Shout out my man Johnny Dirt Sheet, bro. We're definitely gonna see him in Texas for All In, though. That's 110. That's on everything. We gonna link in Texas for sure.
I just wish I had money.
Yeah, I mean, it may be a few things that all of us might not make it to. A few pods that all of us might not be talking on, but 3T is here.
Y'all got expect a lot more consistent content, weekly content from us for sure. On all our platforms, on all of them. A lot of stuff. If anything y'all want us to cover, anything y'all want us to talk about, hit us up, let us know. All of our inboxes are open. Hit us up. I check the DMs every day. If y'all want to come on the show sometime and chop it up, you're more than welcome to. If you want to log in WWE 2K24 and get stomped the fuck out, let me know. I got you. Because we're here for you. We're here for you. You know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, a lot of dope shit in 2025, man. Y'all have no idea what's on the horizon. I'm so excited. And I'm happy to be doing this with the broskies. I'm happy with my bro Izzy back in the fold, man. And Archie, Robbie, I definitely appreciate y'all tuning in or joining us and everything. Shout my man Kyle. Shout to Shy Talks Graps from Wrestling Republic. This was a fun fucking show, man. Hold on. I'm missing somebody's top 5, ain't I?
Did you even give your top 5?
Yeah,
I
he
gave
started.
mine first.
Yeah, he
Nah,
started.
we missing
Archie
Malik's.
I went second.
Malik can't go.
Malik, did you go? No.
Nah.
No, there we go.
Forgot about me again.
Drum roll,
Hey, look.
please.
Yo, so look, I didn't know y'all was gonna do big moments. I had like specific moments in mind.
No, do you?
So it started out at number 5. I got The Rock calling Phoenix crackheads. That shit. I totally didn't expect to get this version of The Rock when he came back. Like gloves just off.
Bro, Final Boss Rock is the best Rock of all time.
Final Boss.
Next to Hollywood Rock, I fuck with Hollywood Rock too.
Hollywood Rock was cooking.
Hollywood Rock was going crazy, so I got that.
My favorite Rock will always be Corporate Rock, but Hollywood and Final Boss is up
Boss
there.
was him. Final Boss is the one.
Corporate Rock was
Final
just
Boss was
great,
a little bit
bro.
of everything in one.
And
Final Boss is like perfect.
I'm gonna tell you something. What would have made Final Boss more fire if he would have came out there and wrestled in that goddamn tracksuit. If he would have came out in that tracksuit, bro.
Mama Rhodes.
Yeah, he was cooking. I ain't gonna lie. He was cooking.
You call that dog shithead?
All right, number 4, man. I got the whole Hangman Page and Swerve rivalry, man. Those is one of those rivalries that kind of blur the lines a little bit about what's real and what's not. Because it's like, do they really hate each other like this? Because the shit they was doing to each other was crazy.
That house down?
Yeah, like sticking a syringe through somebody's cheek is
nasty
crazy
work,
shit.
bro.
Nasty work.
It reminded me of Austin and Brian Pillman.
That's what I thought.
That's what it reminded me of. Like, I'm like, yo, the boys is wild.
I think y'all looking at the glass half empty instead of half full. Maybe they have to absolutely love each other, to trust each other, to stick a fucking syringe.
Yeah, of course.
And they both needed it because Hangman needed something. So.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Number 3, I'm surprised nobody said this in their top 5. But the New Day treating Big
I
E
was,
like shit the
Yeah,
yes,
other
that
I
was
was
day
so
wild.
close to
That was
saying it.
wild.
Yes.
That was wild.
is top five to me. Like the build up for it was
Number
crazy
one.
because we thought it was just going to be either Kofi turning or it was going to be Xavier Woods turning. Looking like Xavier Woods was really going to be the person to
Yeah,
Right.
that
just
was
split the New
wild.
Day up.
Yeah.
But for both of them to kind of realize, like,
Hey man,
Your
where you
hold
neck
at,
on,
bro?
hurt?
Big E,
They
Your
When
gassed
your
him.
neck
man
hurt.
tell you I broke my neck and you say, so what?
Oh, what?
so what?
Hey,
Like, yo,
hey,
you
man.
could have been
Crazy.
clapping with us to the stage and giving us this
So what?
motivation the whole time. Actually, when we have a wrestling show, you 20 feet away from the ring giving your opinion. You're not over here with
Yeah,
us.
bro. I know you broke your neck, but you could have did something. Like, bro,
You could have did
Oh
something, my
man.
boy.
don't come out here
He said
down.
he literally
Yeah,
said niggas get shot every day, B. You
yeah,
tough,
he
right?
did. Hey,
Pull your
bro, they
skirt
said,
yeah,
Tough,
down.
right?
So what?
he said,
Yeah.
I'm not clear, you guys, I'm not clear. He said,
And I
so
felt
what?
bad
So
because
what?
all the wrestlers who broke their neck start saying, I broke my neck and I came back. It was crazy.
right.
Which is
Bro,
crazy.
What the
and,
fuck is
and he
wrestling
start
right now,
when
bro?
Kofi
Taker,
start
Austin.
name dropping wrestlers who broke their neck and came back. I said, "Oh, the boy!" And Big
You're
E
tripping.
standing there looking sad, like, "Oh my God, guys!" And then what's they say? Why don't you go back to your girlfriend? I said, "Oh, the boys is cooking."
Yeah,
Hey,
they,
man.
yeah,
I
yeah.
said, "Oh, the boys is wilding."
I'll
Yo,
be honest.
Xavier Woods need mad credit. Like, Big E, wait,
Yeah,
you left us.
yeah.
Yo,
Go back to your girlfriend.
I will say this. I would never. I mean, for some reason, I could have pictured a heel Xavier Woods. I've never been able to picture a heel Kofi Kingston. So I'm excited to see what they're going to be doing in 2025.
Well,
That's for sure.
He just went
yo,
on.
Kofi
it's
on mom
honestly
don't fuck with him
bigger
right
than
now.
That's
Like,
Yeah,
That's a
crazy.
fact.
Did
Yeah.
you
yeah.
see he scratched her out the Christmas picture?
got the picture.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah. Number two, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go off. I could say Cody, but Cody's everybody's choice, bro. Chelsea Green getting her flowers the other day
I can mess with
She
that.
was top
deserved it.
tier for me. I'm so like well deserved, bro.
And
Like from
she was
just from just being like somebody that had the character of like being a Karen, and it's like crazy. Like if you a wrestling fan and you got like Facebook and shit, you see videos where you like, damn, Chelsea could really. She wrestled Penna El Zero, bro. Like she
Right.
can
Facts.
Right.
really,
Let's
really
go.
go in the ring, dog.
That's facts.
and she can
She'll
So
be a babyface
she
this
can
year.
sell, and she can sell, and she was taking some crazy bumps for the love of the business.
Yeah,
Every
she's so
big
yeah,
naturally over
every
that the
big
crowd
match,
gonna turn her babyface.
yeah, every big match she
yep,
have, and that's why I say, hey, don't be surprised when this feud coming up she having with Michin if Michin don't get booed. So
Mm-hmm.
do
yep,
not be
yep.
surprised.
You're right. You're right
Yep.
about that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give Chelsea her flowers at number two and number one, bro. It's being invited to 3 and T to talk wrestling with the boys. Like all the things that we got accomplished this year, bro, from interviewing people in AEW, being invited to events, and I'm a sports guy. I just got a call one day. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope to
Bro,
be invited to that. It's dope to be on shows with Dirt Sheet Radio, man. Whenever I decide I'm gonna come back in there when things settle down, which is looking really good for January, bro. Because everybody's on go. Now I'm just excited to see where this thing goes. So my number one
yo,
moment is start wrestling with y'all boys, man.
I'll be honest with you because I didn't talk about that much, but just the fact that the very first episode of 3 and T Wrestling was an interview with Edge, bro.
Yeah, and I even
I
told
saw that. I
Danny.
pulled that on YouTube. I'm like, damn it, they're my hero.
Yeah, me and Danny was talking, and I told him, I was like, bro, I was like, look, I know you've been doing music for like what's hell since I known you. You know what I'm saying? I said, but yo, for the stuff that happened with wrestling and within a span of a year, I'm like, yo, that's
Crazy,
just
bro.
that's it's crazy. It really is
It's
though. Like,
it's mind blowing, man. Like y'all don't know. Like I check my emails and WWE communications. You're accepted from so and so, or my man John from AEW, which he left AEW. Shout my man Danny, he's in charge of over there now. But John from AEW, hey, we got so and so here for you. You wanna chat with him? Of course. We got Daniel Garcia here. Hey, we got Adam Cole. You wanna chat with him? Yes, bro. That's I'll never get used to that. Like is the fact that and the funny thing is a lot of people don't know this because we the cameras be off or whatever after the interviews, but literally everybody we've interviewed so far say the exact same thing. this was fucking awesome. Like, this was great. I really enjoyed this conversation. Like, this is one of my favorite interviews I've done. So I'll chat with you guys anytime.
And I think just because we keep it wrestling and we don't be looking for no dirt.
I don't care about no
Or,
scoop and none of that.
or what you're doing or anything
about
like that.
backstage heat.
Yeah.
Right, and I like trying to help forward the storylines and whatnot too. So if you do watch our interviews, you'll hear us try to, so and so said this on Dynamite about you the other day. What you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? I enjoy doing that, and I think they like that too because they know it helps the business.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a strong believer in kayfabe. Keep it, bro.
For sure. Keep that shit alive, brother.
I still think Undertaker and Kane brothers. Can't convince me that they not.
It's funny you say that. I was going through Facebook the other day, and somebody said, "Please just keep the magic of kayfabe to the kids, and just let them know Undertaker or Kane are real brothers, just for the kids."
That's funny.
And them brothers.
Hey, Danny, you said that you never get used to it, bro. Don't get used to it. But once you get used to it, it becomes a job. Don't ever let this become a job, bro.
And this,
do it because you enjoy it. See,
I'm telling you,
doing something because you enjoy it. Look where it goes, man.
The more I sat and thought about this shit, bro, like I was a kid the first time I came to my grandma's house watching the Undertaker tombstone a guy and put him in a fucking body bag. We talked about this on the trip to Jersey, but from just watching it on TV every week to sitting in a room with Triple H across the desk from me. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking mind blowing. Like, bro, I remember you was terrorizing.
Shout out to Triple H too. One of the greatest heels of all time.
Bro, man, the shit is crazy.
Bro, I always wanted to be that kid that Bret Hart gave the glasses to.
Oh God.
Fast forward years later, we got to interview Bret Hart. So telling you, bro.
Vaughn's case, you're wishing that you were the kid that Rey Mysterio gave the mask to as well. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many times I wish Rey would give me one of those masks that you used to wear.
Hey, you stick with 3NT. Hey, bro, you might get you one.
It's a picture I took at Bad Blood. Like that's how close I was sitting in front of this fucking goat, bro.
Yeah.
Like watching this dude on TV every day, and then
Triple H don't get his flowers, bro. He need to get his flowers.
He does, man. That was.
Which reminds me, hey Hunter, put a damn show in Boston at some point for a pay-per-view, please. Please.
It was like he was mad. I was taking his picture. Like, really, bro?
Who's that? Damian Priest?
Yeah.
This Priest, yeah.
I think he's more mad about his title run, but whatever. We'll get there.
But yeah, no, like I said, we're 1 year in, officially 1 year in. December 2023 is when we started this thing. And
oh man, congrats.
I appreciate it, man. And like I said, we're closing out pretty strong with good news of going to fight. Literally first day of 2025, AEW told us to come out to Fight for the Fallen, and then to get credentials for Royal Rumble. We're starting off 2025 so crazy, and when y'all get this announcement of what we're gonna be doing this year, my mind is still fucked up about it. But I'm definitely gonna want everybody to pull up for that shit for sure.
Yeah, man. I just want to say thank y'all, man, for doing it. Because like I said, we do a pod. We know the work that go into it. We know the time that go into it. It's not easy, but when you enjoy it, it makes it a little more easier to do. And it's a lot of wrestling to consume. It's literally something every day during the week. And y'all do it. Y'all do it on a good level, a high level. You've been consistent. Like I said, I've been following. I met you in Tampa last year at the Royal Rumble. And we've been talking since then. I'm a fan of 3NT. I'm a fan of I'm not too familiar. I haven't really had one-on-one conversations with the rest of the guys, but definitely Danny Ocean. And I figure if y'all all cut from the same cloth, so I'm always giving people their flowers. So man, keep it up.
We not. Danny is a hater.
I'm over Let's start
now.
Damn, Danny, what you do, man?
He is a hater.
Is he just turned? Did he just do a heel turn?
Heel turn mid podcast. Goddamn. But no, I appreciate that, man. And yeah, we instantly clicked when we got down in Tampa, man. We talking about battle rap, talking about wrestling. That's two of my favorite fucking things right there. So yeah, we locked in, man. And a York gamer too. So yeah.
Yeah, we do it all. And DNA, DNA, I was like, DNA talked about you, good things about you. So
yeah, man, that's been like I've been DJing for Smack since 2018, 2019, and it's always been love when I run into DNA, man. And then finding out he's a wrestling fan and whatnot too. That's everybody love talking wrestling, bro. Everybody love talking wrestling. If you're a wrestling fan, you know what I'm saying? You're just looking for somebody to talk about that shit with. So yeah, that's the homie, bro. Always will be, man. But yeah, I appreciate y'all pulling up. Robbie, you want to tell anybody anything? Where to find you at on social media?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, you guys can follow me on Instagram, work__Rob 2001, and also find me every Wednesday night. We're coming back this Wednesday for the first Dynamite recap show since the Christmas break. You guys can catch me there every single Wednesday night, and also you guys can also catch me with Mac and Neek as well with the WCW podcast we got going. And we still are figuring out a date because of how busy the holidays were, but we are going to be covering. I'm not gonna lie, guys. This one's gonna be. This is a stinker of a show, and that is WCW Greed 2001. We are covering that next.
Level shit right there.
And we're still trying to figure out a date because of all the holidays. But WCW Greed is next, and I hope you guys will be able to go tune into that.
That's dedication.
Oh god. Archie, you want to tell them where to find you at, bro?
Oh man, I am at the Archie Carter on everything. You see it under my beautiful face at the Archie Carter. But when I came on the show, Danny Ocean mentioned I do music as well. I have an album out now. It's called Good Karma. It's fire. Check it out. Good Karma by the Archie Carter. And you can catch me on Attitude Era Podcast. We do live recaps Monday, Tuesday, Friday during the main events of the shows. We go live, and we are starting 2025 off with our Diamond Dallas Page interview. So we got that lined up, and yeah, man, it's rapping and wrestling, man. That's all I do, man. So yeah, add the Archie Carter on everything. Shout out to Dirt Sheet, 3NT. I had a good time, man. Looking forward to wrapping up 2025 with y'all.
Yes, sirski. This is gonna be a tradition. Malik, tell people where to find you at, bro.
Y'all already know, man. Matthew Malik Wilson, Instagram and Facebook. Your future favorite SC on Twitter, man. And of course, shout out to my boys at Conversations at the Shop. We about to take that podcast to a new level next year, talking about your latest in sports. Trust me, man, we got a lot working. It's not just 3NT, man. Vaughn got a lot of stuff going on. Danny got a lot of stuff going on. I got a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to make sure my boy Izzy get back on his video game stuff. So we all going to have these revenues coming in. Hey, yo, salute to y'all boys, man.
Salute. Von Casey, talk to the people, sir.
Look, y'all know where to find me. VONK252. It's VonK252 on all your social medias except for Snapchat. It's VONK on air. You can go in there and talk to yourself in my DMs. Be on the lookout. God bless. Thank you, everybody at Afro Punk. Thank you, everybody at Essence, for all of everything y'all allowed me to do this year. You can find my writing over there at Afro Punk at Essence.
New information. I'm gonna check that out.
Yes, sir. And also for everybody that's on my social medias, I have a date for Mr. OK. Mr. OK, my comic book, will be coming out next year in August.
Let's go. Okay. Let's
go. Fire.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for that.
That's fire though. That's fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I did the Parasite skate event with Afropunk last year at Essence. So
dope.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. Shelby Stewart, good people. Shout out to, I don't know if you met her over there, but she the editor over there. But yeah, shout out to that. Also be on the lookout for everything that we're doing 3NT. Who knows? Maybe we'll pop out with some new stuff for you. Maybe we got some stuff in. I can't wait to tell these boys about these things I came up with. But yeah. It's the three. Y'all know what to do.
It's the three-ski. Izzy, talk to the people, my boy.
Let's see. You can find me at The Real Izzy across all platforms. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, PlayStation, Xbox, whatever you name it. Except for Facebook. Facebook is just my name, Rashad Cherry. You can catch me up there. By the way, I don't mean to say this, but I'm actually a really, really pretty funny guy. You know what I'm saying? And I be doing these skits on Facebook, I think they're quite hilarious. You should check them out. More skits coming. Wrestling. I do skits with my wife. I do skits with my coworkers. Now it's time. I think I might tap into some wrestling skits.
Yes, sir.
So I got more skits coming. But like I said, it's The Real Izzy on all platforms except Facebook. Facebook, my name is just Rashad Cherry out there. But check it out. I'll be getting in touch with y'all too as well, so we can link and follow y'all, et cetera, et cetera. Do the whole thing like that. But yeah, shoot, that's about all. We got some things coming, some events coming, and we're gonna cook up some skits, and it is what it is.
It's gonna be a good year, man.
Yes, sir.
Make sure y'all follow me on all social media platforms at The Danny Ocean Show. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. 2025, I'm leaning into this content creation thing pretty heavy. If you are on my YouTube already, you see I've been dropping vlogs from some of these events I get to go to and whatnot. I dropped a vlog from when I went to Bad Blood. I dropped one from when we went to Full Gear in Jersey. I dropped one I just spoke on the DJ panel at the Charlotte Hornets Music Industry Night. I just dropped a vlog on that. The next vlog is going to be Fight for the Fallen, and then of course doing a Rumble vlog. But I got a lot of different. Actually, as soon as I end this, I'm doing some content creation with another content creator, homie. So I'm going to be on my computer for like the next 3-4 hours anyway. But like I said, I'm locked in with this shit right now. So please go follow, subscribe to my YouTube page at The Danny Ocean Show. Of course, I'm on your radios, Eastern North Carolina, 101.9 Kiss FM, the #1 night show in the country. That's big. That's crazy. Of course, I'm still DJing for URL. We got an announcement coming for an event in January. Shout out Tay Rock too. No Entourage, his Battle Rap League. He's got an event coming up here in Raleigh that I'm going to be at. Shout out my man None. Hunger Games. They got an event coming up in March, and I'm going to be DJing and helping with production on that. It's a lot. 2025 is up there. It's stuck there. Lord
and shout out. And look, I'm gonna be real. Shout out to Danny, bro.
For what?
Yes.
I've been knowing this dude for a long time, bro. We worked at GameStop, bro.
Together. Yeah.
From GameStop to here, bro. Like this dude, y'all like on some real junk. This dude DJ'd at my wedding, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my dog, yo. This dude DJ, and I had a wrestling themed wedding. My wife let me have a wrestling themed wedding. So all my groomsmen came out to top tier wrestling music. And me and Danny came up with like a script and like all this stuff for the boys to come out and do interest to their wedding. Just some like, yo, shout this dude out, yo.
Man.
Like,
I
yo,
appreciate it, man.
Nah, like yo, for real, yo. Shout this dude out, and shout out to Danny Ocean, bro.
Look, I work hard. I ain't gonna hold you. I work hard. I pride myself on being a good person and treating people fairly and equally and all that shit. So I feel like good karma. It's just good karma coming back my way now. The stuff we got going on. So yeah, it's a blessing, man. It's all a blessing, and I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have no idea. Just even y'all coming along for this journey. For this shit, this weird fucking idea to talk about wrestling online, you know what I mean? So I would have never expected for shit to be going the way it is. And again, we've been half-assing it. So imagine when we really lock in with this shit, what we can do. So I'm excited for the future, man. I really am.
Hey, but my mentor Alvin Storr told me, man. He said, "Where you start is not where you finish. Mm-hmm. The only thing between where you want to be and where you're going is time. Just make sure you're doing the work." And he said, no matter where you light a candle, it's going to shine. And y'all definitely been shining. So, yeah, I'm definitely a supporter, man. And Danny, I don't know when you're going to find the time, but you got to get some sleep, brother.
Eventually. Matter of fact, I got to do the morning show tomorrow, so I do need to take my ass to bed, to be honest with you.
You doing Jane's show tomorrow?
Yeah, man.
Well, thank God. I thought I was going to have to do that shit. Thank God.
Chaos back, so I got to take Jane's show for the week. But yeah, once again, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Do want to remind y'all next Monday, or not this coming Monday, next Monday, January 6th, it is the Raw on Netflix debut. We will be broadcasting live. We're going to be doing a live watch along. Make sure y'all pull up to the YouTube page at 3NT Wrestling. Hit that subscribe button, please. Yeah, that's all I got, man. I appreciate y'all. This was a fucking 4-hour stream, yo.
It was.
Quick, too.
Holy shit.
We WrestleMania this shit. That's what it was.
Night 2 coming to you.
All right, night 2?
One night, though.
All right, that's it, man. It's the 3NT Wrestling Podcast, y'all. Peace out. Thank y'all.